Die Europäische Zentralbank legte den Referat.
This is the Opie Anthony channel.
And now, a show the likes of which America's never seen. So appalling, so offensive, yet so entertaining.
It's not your normal show.
Beamed from satellites in space down to you every single day.
What planet are we living on?
It's the Opie and Anthony show with Opie.
We're experts, and we already know this is going to be great radio, so shut the fuck up.
And Anthony.
I live in a big house, I make a lot of money, and I fuck attractive girls.
And little Jimmy.
I don't even like in our opening. It sounds like a little...
You dang open hand and don't listen to dang open hand.
Stop with that shit.
And now, here they are. Why am I introducing these buffoons? I'm William Shatner, goddammit.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Yes, let's do that.
Oh my goodness.
We just did this.
Right? What happened?
I don't know.
I thought I just took a little nap.
Good morning, everybody.
Noises.
2 for Tuesday.
Oh, it is.
Start with some Skinner. Give me back my bullets. On the only station I really ride.
Oh, my God.
Last I left you, I drove 90 miles back to a beach house.
Oh, right.
Just to pick up my family to drive another 90 miles back to Manhattan.
Oh, wow.
Holy fuckaroonie, am I tired.
That's a lot of driving.
I'm too old for that shit.
That's a lot of driving.
That's the one thing that goes when you get older.
Yeah.
You can't handle a little driving.
Yeah.
We used to drive back and forth to Boston like it was nothing.
Oh, every week.
Remember we would drive, because that asshole would make us work 6 days a week. So we would have to, like, start our drive to New York around, I'm trying to remember, 1 in the afternoon, 2 in the afternoon.
Saturday.
On Saturday, we'd go down to Long Island, party our asses off, see our families, and then pop back in a car Sunday afternoon. To go back up, or sometimes we would leave for Monday
morning,
right?
We were doing afternoons, so. Yeah, and traffic. And
now a little driving. My back hurts. I'm fucking tired. It's just a mess.
I find myself when I'm driving just looking at the road,
right? The
clock and the odometer.
Yeah.
Am I doing good?
Oh my God.
Am I making good time?
And that GPS.
Yeah.
Let's think about the GPS.
Put your mind on autopilot.
Let's think about the GPS for a second.
Yeah.
How slow do those miles go? When you go, oh, all right, only 50 miles to go, and then you're like, all right, I'm not going to look. I'm not going to look again until I go under that overpass.
I don't look.
Then you look 3 times before you even get to the overpass, and
I've only gone 4 miles.
It ticks down 1 mile. Like, what?
Yeah,
what the fuck is this?
I am not long drive guy. It's
I used to love it.
I hate the monotony of it, you know?
Yeah.
I like getting where I gotta be.
I know what show got me through all that driving yesterday?
Oh, Sam Roberts after show?
Sam Roberts. I'm sorry I blew you off because I don't have our channel in my car still. I just don't have our channel. So I can't even keep tabs on you.
It was a good show yesterday.
Don't worry, I listened to them just waxing fantastic about Insane Clown Posse.
Oh, wow.
Holy mother
For
of
how
fuck.
long? How long did that go on?
The whole show. It went on for a while.
But my show that got me through the driving, and it's going to hurt to say this, but I have to be honest with myself here, was the Morning Mashup. They are a terrific radio show, I have to say.
What?
All right, where's this going?
Nowhere. That's the sad part. I was fully enjoying the hit songs and their little banter. Maybe I was really tired.
Liked their banter?
Maybe I was so tired that I couldn't focus on anything for more than 10 seconds, so it was perfect for me.
You got an example of some banter?
I don't know. They do their Sleepy Monday song.
What?
Whoa. Can't even know all this.
Of course he would.
On a Sleepy Monday. No, how did it go again? I don't know. And then every song is about Gucci's and Versace's and being like fucking a rock star and being number one and
what?
I don't know. And then some of the songs were catchy.
Did you like it, or was it just because compared to what you were doing, it was okay?
Yeah.
Is it like being in a concentration camp and enjoying Porridge Tuesdays?
See, I normally would go to like maybe the Grateful Dead channel or Pearl Jam when I'm, driving. But man, I needed like fucking this yesterday.
Yeah.
Just quick hits. Things moving by fast.
ADD radio?
I did. They're good, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty polished. They've been doing it a while, those guys.
Who produces that broadcast over there?
I don't know.
Kid Kelly.
But they all take turns being the lead. And,
yeah.
Yeah, it's like boom, boom, boom.
Well, they all fucking leave to get a drink and take a piss together, so I assume.
And I guess Stanley had to do some raking over the 4th of July weekend.
Good raking story, then.
Over and over again, but I enjoyed it. And then they're like,
no, you didn't.
Now the Stanley raking picture's up on our Facebook page. They kept going back to it. I'm like, I was a little jealous.
Come on.
We have so many throwaway things we just talk about. Well, with them, man, one little, dare I say, nugget. Little nugget could just...
A mashup nugget?
They could ride that for hours on their show.
Yeah.
Mashup Nicole's like, is the raking picture up on our Facebook page yet? Not yet. Okay, I can't wait for you guys to see it. And then it pops up there, and then they start laughing and howling. Oh, Stanley, you got a big backyard. What is that, a plantation?
Oh, boy. Here's like, yeah.
And then they go back into a song.
Selena Gomez.
Right. And they're talking about talking in their sleep and drinking too much beer and barbecues, all the fun stuff people do on 4th of July weekend.
All that little banter that the people go, yeah, oh.
But I
all safe? Very safe?
Very safe.
You're not going to get any fucking like, hey, motherfuckers, nothing like that.
They were talking about Nicole's talents, though. So the whole Talon thing Talons thing has made it to their show.
Yeah.
Because I guess the kids couldn't make s'mores because they didn't have the little sticky sticks. Sticky sticks. So one of the dudes said you should have used your talons.
Oh, see
to make the s'mores.
That is ew. Disgusting. Her giant fucking velociraptor feet.
Yeah. And I was telling them right before the show, I got a lot of 12 and 13-year-olds in my world these days because my siblings' kids are around that age, and then they have their friends. And man, I'm going to sound like that guy, but these kids, they don't live their lives anymore.
These kids these days.
I have this.
Did you shake your fist at them?
I have this nice house out there, with a lovely view and a nice beach, and the ocean's right there. And these kids didn't go outside the entire time. They wanted to come to the beach house and check it out. So I'm like, yeah, sure. It's pretty much an open house for, family and friends.
Yeah.
One reason why we did it. And they laid around the entire time I was there yesterday on the couch, just like Instagramming and tweeting, but not enjoying what was in front of them. And I found that weird because I do a lot of social networking, obviously. You do. We all do. The people that listen to this show do.
Yeah.
But it seems like it's in a whole nother fucking place with the younger people.
Oh, you're saying you almost stood there and said, why don't you kids go out? It's nice outside.
I kind of did.
Oh, boy.
I kind of did. But
I think that's always been a thing. We did go out a lot as kids because, I'd be out there riding the bikes, going into the woods, shit like that. But I think if you're just saying, hey, kids.
Right.
Why don't you, oh, boy.
Yeah, but then we were talking about it on the way back to the city, and... we've talked about on this radio show a lot where if you drive around a neighborhood, just any fucking who gives a fuck neighborhood, you don't see kids anymore. And it's not because parents are scared of like predators. It's because the kids are now fucking they're inside.
They have fun shit to do inside.
There's a lot of really fun shit
stuff.
now.
We didn't have fun stuff to do inside.
Not on that level. Not where we can interact with other kids.
Computers and Xbox,
PlayStation. Fuck, man.
It's way better than running around in a yard.
Fuck yeah.
Would you?
Fuck yeah.
If you were coming up now, you think you would just say fuck the yard?
I still just stay in my house a lot of the time.
Yeah,
but if I had like an Xbox as a kid,
you would have never went outside.
I'd never leave. What the fuck am I going outside for? Like dumb friends?
But then I went on some of their Instagrams, and I'm like, wow, man, these kids look like, excuse me, they're living a life.
Yeah.
But what they do is they went to the house yesterday. They got that one cool picture, and then they threw it on their Instagram, and they're all like, "Yeah, man, I'm at my beach house. It's their beach house.
Yeah,
I'm at my beach house, man." And then I look at the same person that Instagram that picture, and they're just like on the couch, just consuming, just consuming. So where do we live in? There's people that create, and then there's other people that have no desire to create or help out. They just want to consume. Oh, you got any more snacks around?
Whoa.
They really annoy you, don't they?
People in general do. I think Travis said it. We're all heading toward a world like Wall-E. You guys saw Wall-E, right? Where you just sit around and just consume, man. That's it. I don't even know what these kids, they've been in my life their entire lives. I don't even know what they want to do with their lives.
What do you want to do with your life? I want to rock.
And the only reason why I bring it up, I don't think it's my family in particular. I think this is really what's going on out there. Yeah. I have no idea what their dreams are, what they're like what they're working for. Like when we all grew up, whether it worked out or not, we all had like, I want to be this. You know what I mean? And you picked something.
Oh, but I'm sure they do. They're just not telling you. They're not telling the old guy walking around the house.
Well, the old guy's paying the fucking bills.
That's just it, too.
All right?
I pay the bills around there. You tell me what you're doing with your life. Oh, God.
You know, you want to do this always endears you to them. Go like this. Throw your hands on it.
I guess you're right to a point.
Yeah.
It was disturbing, though. I don't know. I mean, because I know.
I just scratched myself.
When we were growing up, we were lucky enough to have our grandma's beach house in Wading River, and man, I'm trying to think if we had our smartphones back then, if we really would have stayed inside. There was so much stuff to do on the beach.
Then it's fucking
running around.
1,000 degrees in there, probably. There was no air conditioning, right?
In my house?
Yeah.
Oh, God, no. And it was old school.
Being in the house was the worst thing possible.
Yeah.
Just listening to fucking old people babbling.
Oh.
You had to get out.
Yeah. Now they have stuff that this. If I could have been in the house and interacted with kids all over the place, I probably would have stayed there.
Right?
Or I would have stayed in the house 50% more than I did.
Yeah.
Half the times you go out, you don't do anything anyway.
Yeah.
Just sit there and you fucking throw berries at the retarded kid. That's what we did. We'd throw berries at the weakest kids.
You know what I did? People threw berries at me. Fuck, wait a minute.
I don't know. I just assumed there would be some kind of like combo of the two. They just had no desire to go outside. I'm like, why are you even here then? Do this shit from your couch.
You really got to think. You're kind of out of that loop.
And then then they're eating snacks and just throwing like the wrappers on the floor. I'm like, this is my home.
Oh no.
They weren't respecting the property?
Not at all. Oh, my God.
I don't know.
You wanted to say something kind of harsh?
I'm so bummed I picked the spot I picked.
Why?
Next year it's going to be a place that is a little harder to drive to.
Oh, it's a little too easy to get to.
Way too easy for way too many
I had my team of Mexicans over yesterday cleaning up from the party. So, but I never like.
Wow, Jimmy!
I'm gonna laugh at that.
But I don't
what the
even
world's made of.
Think about it. I just know that they're coming in, so I don't even care. Like
the Mexicans,
there's shit laying all over the place, and things. I'll just be like, cleaning crew will get it. That's all. I don't care.
Hey, why did look what what happened? What happened to the phone thing?
Half the phone thing went away.
Oh, all right. What? So this guy can't believe that someone actually stuck up for Trayvon Martin yesterday? Fez stuck up for Trayvon Martin yesterday?
I can't believe. What?
Well, good for him. There's people that are sticking up for Trayvon Martin as well.
Yo, Trayvon. Yeah, but I think Fezzi's take on it was a little emotional, more than factual.
What did he say? I don't really listen to the radio,
I don't think he liked
Morning
the big
Mashup. Morning Mashup style.
I don't think he liked the big bad guy with the gun that was shooting the infant that was crawling on the sidewalk with his whoopee and his fucking thing in his mouth.
Is he crying over the whole thing?
Did he cry?
Not that I heard, but I've heard very little, so there's still a great chance that he
like
cried.
that.
I don't think anybody's attacking Trayvon Martin. Like, I just...
Yeah, there are people attacking
But I mean, I don't...
Martin.
I kind of go back and forth between wanting to see Zimmerman acquitted and convicted, depending on what day. The only reason I have any empathy for Zimmerman is because Anthony. Is the case you make is the only reason I'm like, maybe, you know.
Yeah.
But, I mean, can't we just... the more that comes out, my feelings change.
As the trial goes on, people are like, oh, yeah, okay, well, that little tidbit, ooh, the prosecution scores.
Don't forget the human emotion factor. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they proved their case whatsoever, but then you got the jury with their human emotions and stuff. That's always...
I think that too.
That's not a guarantee that they're going to be able to push their own human emotions down.
The juries are always, that loose cannon, the fucking thing. You're not sure what's going to happen. But this is so cut and dry. It's going to be very hard for them to just look at the letter of the law, the statutes for murder 2, which is totally ridiculous, and even the statutes for manslaughter and the justification for manslaughter in certain situations, which this falls into. If you look at those, just the letter of the law there, it's not even close. I mean, you take away all that bullshit, and that's what they have to consider. And it's very hard, even with emotion. You've seen jurors before in other cases go, look, I would have loved to have said guilty. I would have loved to this. We were crying in the fucking jury room, but we had to look at this, and that's what the law told us we had to do. Well, and that's where they are right now with this fucking
But in
case.
a perfect world, that makes sense. But there's always some weird shit that happens.
Of course, you never know. If we all knew, we'd know.
Right. Yeah, of course.
But at this point, it's going to be up to the jury. Probably, maybe Thursday they might get it. Friday, end of the week, they might stretch it out to the end of the week.
Wow, really?
Oh, yeah, they went through
close.
Probably 9 witnesses yesterday. The defense.
Oh, wow.
And it kind of looks like they're getting through this part of it really quickly. The defense is.
I would have loved to watch the trial yesterday, but the kids were watching Dr. Phil as they were fucking checking their Instagrams.
And what were they?
Let me consume some TV now.
Were they eating candy and stuff?
Everything. I don't know how they don't. Because we were discussing that. It was so weird. It was a weird discussion on the way home because I was trying to wrap my head around it. And then my wife goes, look, when you were growing up, they just didn't have this shit.
Yeah.
They have so many different treats now. It's unbelievable.
Treats.
What do we have? Oreos and maybe Captain Crunch? That was about it.
An Oreo.
I think that's all we had. What else did we really have? The basic chocolate bars.
Candy Kisses were popular.
But not a lot of shit.
Oh, Necco wafers, the wax bottles that you'd bite off and drink the colorful liquid out of it, Pixie Sticks, the rolled up licorice that would fucking you put in your mouth and make it like a tongue going. Bleh. Bleh. Oh, yeah, candy cigarettes, gum cigarettes, fucking wax teeth.
There you go. The one guy looks so much like E-Rock.
Oh, it
makes me laugh every time.
Oh,
that's not the E-Rock guy, though. Find the E-Rock guy. I mean, my supermarket, there's now 2 aisles dedicated to cereal alone.
Yeah, a lot of fucking cereals.
We had maybe... That's E-Rock. I mean, that's E-Rock. E-Rock hates it. I know. Look, he's really mad now.
No, it's not that. This is your generation's. I walked to school in the snow up the hill. 3 channels, no frills. Life was hard.
Because he's one of the consumers.
But he's technically right, though. Like, it is a generational thing. Like we all, every generation.
E-Rock, I admitted that.
I understand.
I'm trying to wrap my head around it. I'm kind of admitting, especially with these guys taking their shots at me, that okay, maybe I'm off base here.
I
and maybe I'm now the old. Maybe I am
become that.
Maybe I'm officially the old guy in the room, which kind of sucks. You never want to be the old guy in the room, but. But logically, it makes sense to me that maybe you should go outside and get some fucking air.
Every generation thinks, and this is the way it works. The new generation is softer. Like our dads thought we were softer, and I'm sure they're. And it goes back when none of us are Vikings. Like I'm sure even we think the generation after us is soft, but like no one's looking at us like, boy, these guys rip shit apart with their bare hands.
Tough guys.
Hundreds of years ago.
I would never disagree with my dad. His generation was, they were tough motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I'm talking about guys that, my dad would have been about 80-something now. But those 70-year-old guys and above, those are way tougher guys than we ever were.
But their generation doesn't. The generation before them, not at all. Because, we fought in World War I.
Yeah.
You guys had planes.
Right. Those World War II guys, you hang out with any of them, man, they will give you a fight, too.
They're all curmudgeons.
Don't fist fight with those old guys, man. They'll beat the shit out of you.
Well, they didn't have therapy. They're all bottled up.
Right.
They had no ability to get it out emotionally. They're punching a German guy from 1950.
Buzz Aldrin.
I completely agree. Those guys were way fucking tougher. Completely agree. What they had to go through, World War II and all that shit. Holy fuck. Build the country.
Yeah. Here's a country. Build it.
Right. We still got some builders here and there.
Oh man,
what were you saying? So the fuck was that? I would have loved to have seen the trial.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I guess they kicked back up again today, but yesterday, again, pretty big for the defense. Man, they brought in a bunch of people at first that were just like listening to the 911 tape and the screaming in the background and saying, "Yeah, that's George Zimmerman." They brought a bunch of friends, and then the one guy they brought in, it was pretty compelling witness if you think, you want to add some emotion in and be like, all right, it's not just the guy that knows him. The Vietnam War medic that is good friends with Zimmerman. And he was talking about how he would hear guys that he would talk to on a daily basis in that stressful, deadly situation screaming at him for help. And he says, the voice takes this weird high pitch, and it was just talking. He goes, I do identify that voice as George Zimmerman. Whether it's accurate, not, but it's just one of those things that kind of was like, that's a new little take there, new little avenue they're taking on that whole thing. The bottom line, though, with the audio tape, it's a wash. No one absolutely can say whether, just from listening to the tape, if it's Trayvon or Zimmerman.
I'm glad you're saying
evidence.
that.
Well, yeah. But and that's been something from the beginning. Even the experts, the judge said, no, we're not having experts come in because they can't determine it.
And I want to say it again. And George Zimmerman sits there and he knows exactly who screamed that night, which is so fucking creepy.
But now witness testimony and the situation at hand lends you to think that it's Zimmerman.
I believe it was Zimmerman screaming. I believe that Trayvon was probably in better shape. And I believe that Trayvon was probably beating him. I mean, I do believe that.
Don't forget, Zimmerman was in much better shape than he is now.
Yes, he was.
Yeah. He looks like, the guy from Wall-E as he sits there in the courtroom.
But you got to look at
a strong consumer these days.
But I believe Keith Robinson
was in pretty good
said
shape back then.
Yes.
He was a bitch-made dude.
A bitch-made dude. A bitch-made dude.
And we can't give him a lesser charge of just being a douche.
A douche. It might be douche, too.
I don't really.
He's not getting douche in the first.
I'm not a big fan of George Zimmerman.
What are you, a fan of Trayvon, then?
No, I'm not that connected to this like you are.
No, I was listening to...
But I look at that guy and I'm like, ugh, there's just something about him.
I am more than Zimmerman, though. More Trayvon than Zimmerman. Even though, because of this case, it's kind of, we've had to look at Trayvon Martin under a microscope.
Yeah.
But in that situation, I don't want to see Zimmerman go to jail for murder, because I don't think he set out to murder the guy, and I do believe that he was getting his ass kicked.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you this, though. Was Trayvon Martin standing his ground that night? We always talk about how Zimmerman had to stand his ground.
He had every opportunity to fucking go home. He could have gotten his Skittles, his iced tea, and got his fucking ass back to his dad, and they'd have watched the game together.
But couldn't Zimmerman do the same and say, fuck it, I'll just back off a little bit, too?
He could have, but he had called the police.
I just wonder if does it stand your ground,
Yeah, well...
If Trayvon Martin felt like he was in danger as well.
Stand your ground has nothing to do with somebody following you or watching you or anything. None of those things are illegal. And the fact that he could have gone home, could Zimmerman just have gone to the store like he wanted to? He was on his way to Target. Yeah, he could have. But he thought there was a suspicious person in his neighborhood. He had called the police, and now was waiting for the police and keeping an eye on where this guy was so he could say, hey, police, he's there. That's what the evidence shows. There's no pursuit. There's no hunting. There's no stalking. All these words that I see everyone using for what Zimmerman was doing that night doesn't fit the case. Sorry. It just doesn't. It's great for the dialogue for these news fucking whores, but watching someone is not illegal, and it's not grounds for someone to turn around and punch you in the face, which, again, evidence points to.
The evidence does kind of say that. That's the unfortunate part. Is I think that Zimmerman, like, we talk about the law, the emotions. I think that Zimmerman is probably going to be acquitted. And I think the law doesn't allow for the fact that something should happen to him. I would love to see. I don't want to see him go away for 30 years. But I do think that he should go to jail for something. Legally, I can't say exactly what. I think that he was more wrong that night than Trayvon was.
No. I can't see when you get punched in the face, the person that punched you in the face is wrong right there. It's even if you said, "Hey, asshole, what the fuck are you doing in this neighborhood?" The guy does not have a right to punch you in the face.
I agree.
Period.
I agree.
And that's the whole case, by the way.
But we also, in human interaction, there are those weird moments of threat and those weird male things that you go through all the time. And like if you're coming out of a bar and someone says something to you, if you have a pistol, you're going to react. Like, who knows if Zimmerman didn't come up? Again, we don't know if Trayvon said that to him or what he said, because that's what we don't know. But how do you know he didn't come up and fucking try to alpha male Trayvon, where he never would have if he didn't have that? It's almost like the guy called yesterday, and maybe he was legally wrong. He said the ace in the hole. There is something for that. If you walk up to a guy, like if I walk up to a guy who I normally wouldn't be a cocksucker to, because I have a pistol, and I'm confrontational with him in a way.
That's such a dangerous fucking thing.
The law doesn't.
And as a gun owner, you don't want, you steer clear of situations that can get you in a situation where you then have to use a gun. You don't want to fucking go through that. You don't want to use a gun. And because you have one, people think it makes you braver. No, it makes you back down from confrontations a lot faster than it would. You don't want to use the fact that you're armed in a scuffle, an argument, a brawl. You want to use the fact that you're armed when someone's trying to kill you. Period.
You don't, because you're a different guy. You're responsible. You're not.
George Zimmerman has done nothing in the past to show that he is an irresponsible gun owner. He's never brandished. There hasn't been any reports that all these other people that he called the cops on during his tenure as neighborhood watch guy, that anyone said, he pulled a gun on me, he flashed his gun, his jacket blew open and I saw a gun. He's never used his gun as a threatening object whenever he's confronted somebody.
No, I know. I don't mean that.
So you can't then just assume that maybe he's this crazy guy with a gun.
I don't think he's crazy. But you're a different guy. You're not get involved in everybody's business and and be that guy that calls the cops on everybody and is that when you how many times have you called 911 in the last? But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you just called on me.
But exactly, you're a different person. For you, that's to behave that way as a wannabe cop is not a comprehensible thing because that's not who you are. And for a lot of gun owners, that's not who they are. But there are people who behave a certain way because they have a pistol. I don't think he wanted to go out and murder people. But there are guys that he never would have got out of that car at all if he didn't have the pistol. And I firmly believe that. I don't think you behave in any different way. But would you yell, do you do anything different? Not because you have a gun and you're going to shoot somebody. It's almost like having bigger muscles because you know that at least you're not a target.
Right.
Do you walk safer? Or would you take the train now where maybe you wouldn't before because you can protect yourself?
I would know. There is a knowledge that you walk around with that you know that you can defend yourself in a life-threatening situation.
Right, of course, yeah.
Not a scuffle. Like I said, you're not going to just pull it out and start pistol whipping somebody.
You got to be walking around safer. That's a no-brainer.
Right. Knowing that if that ever presents itself, a deadly threat presents itself, you can at least answer with equal footing. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but you can't assume that he's doing something any different.
By the guy he is, but again, just from what I know about him, from all those 911 calls, and from how the night turned out, I do think he was doing something different. And again, I'm not saying I can prove this in court. I'm just talking about as people, we understand how other people. You've never called 911. You're not that guy. You're not the wannabe cop. You're not the guy looking for power, looking for that respect. There are guys who are like that. The cops always know who they are. Right. And sometimes they're great citizens. Sometimes they're in the middle. And sometimes they become sociopaths. I don't know which of those things he is, but he's not a guy like you. You're different people.
No, but again, put in that situation, there's Trayvon. He could have gone home.
Sure.
He had ample opportunity to walk down that fucking sidewalk, right through the middle of those 2 rows of townhouses, and gone back to his dad's house. He never had to say boo to fucking Zimmerman.
How do we know Zimmerman didn't go, hey, come here, I want to talk to you? I'm not saying that deserves to get punched, but let's just say that Zimmerman called him over. Because knowing he's got that ace in the hole.
You could speculate anything.
So that's why it's hard for me.
You can speculate. But there's no witnesses that attest to that. Right. There's any statements that were made. It's just...
But you wouldn't be annoyed if someone was following you, though? When I get followed, I get fucking annoyed.
You get annoyed, but I'll tell you what you do.
And then it could easily ramp up.
A lot of times, if I'm walking around and I feel like I'm being followed or someone's behind me and I'm just uncomfortable with it, I will walk over to the side, like a building or something. I'll put my back to the building and just stand there and maybe take my phone out and make like I'm looking at my phone and wait for the person to fucking pass me. And then I'll continue on my way.
Well, aren't you the perfect human being?
I am. I don't turn around and say, hey, motherfucker, what do you follow me for? Or anything.
Say Trayvon Martin did do that.
Well, some of us have anger problems, Ann, and they can't just sit around and do that. Others get really annoyed really quickly.
No, you
and
do.
Don't think before they react.
No, Ant's right. He does that stuff.
I've done that stuff in New York. I had to back the fuck down. I've had some little issues here and there when I should have just fucking taken a breath.
No, but a lot of times, if a car's in the way, maybe paparazzi jumps out to photograph Michael Bublé. The way to handle it is to
move, you motherfucker.
Is jump on the sidewalk.
It's to physically drive the car and push the other car.
I forgot about that one.
I have pushed a few vehicles with mine, but I was in a hurry.
You know what? I got to take back that perfect human being comment.
Right.
I'm taking that one back now. This guy says you're way off on so much stuff, it's not even funny.
Who knows who he means? He might mean me.
You know,
of course I
it's 50-50. I've gotten people say you're right, and people say Ant's 100% right. You're a faggot.
I got family in Winter Park, and I Google mapped this Sanford place.
Yeah,
they're a little too close to the action.
Are they?
They're like 20 miles away.
Oh boy!
I think it's like the next town. There might be one town in between Sanford and Winter Park.
Tell them to batten down the hatches.
They might have to make a New York trip in a week or so.
Yeah. Dan,
what's up, buddy?
Hey, how you doing? Anthony, you're leaving a lot of facts.
Yep.
All right, like what?
First, he's on the 911 tape, and he said he's walking towards him and he's looking at him, but he nowhere talks about on the 911 tape that he circled the car 3 times, but yet later on he's making that statement elsewhere, like to Sean Hannity. Oh, he circled my car 3 times, but he never said that on the 911 tape.
Wait, what do you mean he circled the car? I didn't hear that.
That Trayvon walked around Zimmerman's vehicle like a couple of times. Yeah.
He said on the 911 tape, he said he's going past the car and he's looking at me. And that was it. Then later on, he made an official police statement. He circled the car 3 times.
Dude.
That makes it almost like it's threatening. He's adding threatening information in there. Secondly, I tweeted this to you earlier this weekend.
Oh.
How did Zimmerman...
I saw it. Your cock is huge.
Yeah.
Oh, see? Take a pic. What?
How did Zimmerman draw the gun? In a ground and pound situation when...
Oh, I've seen... Look.
Sitting on the gun.
All right. Okay, hold on.
While he was laying on his back.
All right, look. I've seen the reenactments that are done on headline news with no bias whatsoever. It's amazing. They sit a guy. They have a guy laying on his back. They sit a guy straddling the guy laying on his back. And then the guy goes, okay, now he's in this position. And he'll lean over and put his fists over the face and go, all right, now freeze! How is he going to grab his gun? They never move. in a fluid fight situation, they're squirming and pushing and shoving it. Arms are moving and flailing. Legs are moving. If you want to get to your gun, you skirt, you pull down, you fucking push your arm down. They never show a struggle. How about they get the guy, straddle him, get the guy on the bottom, put a prop gun in a holster, and now say, dude, get the gun out of the holster. And then we'll see how people move in a fight situation.
How much blood spatter did he have on him? Hold on, sir. How much blood spatter did Zimmerman have on him?
Blood spatter from himself?
No, from when he shot Trayvon.
Not a lot.
Almost
it didn't.
None.
It didn't. It went in. It didn't bleed a lot at all. It bled through the first shirt he had on against his body, but the hoodie really didn't get any.
Where did he shoot him, in the stomach, chest?
No, chest.
Oh,
yeah, chest, right through the heart. Boom.
Jeez.
Oh.
Man.
Yeah.
Dead instantly?
Why didn't he just shoot him in the leg or something, man?
All right.
Let's go with Zimmerman's words.
Okay.
While he was spinning his head fast and pounded 50 times in 40 seconds, then he squirmed down to get his head off the concrete, which put the gun behind Trayvon Martin. Okay? He still couldn't have drawn the gun.
You don't. No, he could have, because he did. What do you think he did?
What do I think he did?
Yeah.
I think when he got into that dark area and he was following him to see what he was doing, he pulled the gun out in the dark area because he was scared. Trayvon Martin knew that he was going to get shot either way, so he struck him. He hit his head on the concrete when he went down. Trayvon Martin was jumping down. The witness, Mr. Good, said hands were going in a downward motion. Could you see fists? No. Could you see anybody hitting anybody? No. I think they were fighting for the gun, and that's why I'll even say Zimmerman was screaming. But he was screaming because he knew he was fighting for his life, because Trayvon Martin was going to take that gun from him. And that's how the gun got drawn. It was already drawn when he came up to Trayvon Martin.
Oh, and so where's that evidence?
Where's the evidence that it didn't happen? So you keep saying there's no evidence that...
My friend, the prosecution has to come up with the evidence that something happened. You can't say, well, where's the evidence that it didn't happen? You don't need it. Here's the deal. Zimmerman has a story. The defense has their evidence that that's the story that happened. The prosecution has to disprove Zimmerman's story. Do you understand that? They can't come up with speculation. They need evidence that will make, yes they do, that will make the jury say, wow, Zimmerman's got this story, but let me tell you something. The prosecution disproved all of that and proved that this is what happened beyond a reasonable doubt, so I gotta convict this guy. It hasn't happened. He's walking. Get through your fucking heads.
And then you hang up on him.
I didn't hang up.
Oh, okay. You got real quiet, real fast.
I'm giving you an opportunity to talk. I'm amazing.
Zimmerman does have a story. He has 7 different stories.
Wow.
Oh,
let me ask you a question.
There's not.
What's the car circling thing? Like, he said that Zimmerman said he was in the car, and Trayvon circled his car 3 times?
Yes, it was when they interviewed him that night. So after the shooting, and the police interviewed him.
And he's saying that
he didn't say he circled 3 times either. He said, "Oh, he's circling around, or he circled around." There isn't this definite. He was fucking walking around the car 3 times.
Wait, is he saying he got out of the car after Trayvon was circling around it?
And I'd love to know this 7 different stories.
Boy, he said he said that. He said Trayvon was circling his car, and then he got out anyway?
He said he's approaching my car now. That was on the 911 tape.
After he went off. Zimmerman didn't get out of the car until after Trayvon took off.
Right, and he was walking towards his dad's house. He was going towards his house.
If he kept going, he'd have been home. Why did he...
Like you said.
Why?
You said you would stop and put your back against the wall, and that's probably...
Oh, stop it.
But let me ask you, if he felt this guy comes and circles his car or whatever, and it's, young black dude in a hoodie, so he's profiling him as probably a criminal.
Right.
Why does Zimmerman get out of the car and do anything, whereas if he didn't have a pistol, do you really think he gets out of that car?
Maybe not. Maybe you're right. Maybe not. But again, what does that even mean at this point?
And
What does it even mean?
And I'm going to make my last point, my very last point, and then I'll get off the phone.
It's your first one, if you ask me.
Even you, Anthony. I love you guys. I love listening to y'all. They're a great show. But my last point is, do you think he lied to Sean Hannity?
In what way? Not
knowing what the self-defense law was in Florida.
No, he said here it is. He didn't say, I don't know what the self-defense law is. He said, he was asked, have you ever heard of Stand Your Ground? He goes, no, never heard of Stand Your Ground. He didn't say, I don't know this self-defense laws. And then they tried nailing him with that by bringing his fucking teacher on about that. And even the teacher said, no, I never used the words stand your ground. It's a semantics thing, of course, that is being called in more distractions and static from the actual case, which is if he's getting his face beat in, and in that moment he feels his life is being threatened or great bodily harm is being threatened, he can then respond with deadly physical force. Period. So when you are going through your CCW class, you don't learn what the self-defense laws are in the state that you're getting your CCW?
I think he had just answered that thing. He did understand it. It was just a semantics. He gave an honest answer to a semantics thing. He may not have known the title of it.
And by the way, in New York, you don't even have to take a course. How about that?
Yeah. Oh, in Florida, you have to take a course, and everybody since 2006 has known it's been called Stand Your Ground. It's new to y'all because you're outside of the...
No, it's not even called...
We all know it's not called Stand Your Ground.
It's called the Castle Doctrine. It's not even called Stand Your Ground. So, again, prove it. Prove it.
Well, I appreciate you taking my call.
All right.
It was a pleasure talking to you.
All right, Dan.
It was.
Thank you, sir.
The prosecution, I'm just saying, look... It's not a pleasant thought, but the prosecution hasn't proven beyond a reasonable doubt that anything different happened than what Zimmerman's story is. Are there inconsistencies? Yeah, there are in every fucking story that anyone's ever told. There's going to be inconsistencies. Are they important inconsistencies that a jury's going to look at and say, wow, this guy is not a credible witness. He's a combative defendant. He's changed his story. No, there's just not that going on in this trial.
The problem is we don't really have Trayvon Martin's story.
Well, that's what forensics are for.
That's
it tough. What evidence is for. That's what witness statements are for.
I understand that.
Speak for the dead guy. But again,
there's a lot we don't know because he's not around to tell his story.
That's how life and death works.
I understand.
Yeah.
Puts the other side in a power position, though.
I'm just telling you, he is walking away from this.
Well, I see it that way, too.
Not even manslaughter. He's fucking walking scot-free away from this fucking charge.
Human emotion with the jury, though. Let's see what happens.
Oh, human emotion with fucking... Just go to hashtag... Justice for Trayvon. Holy fuck. There's a bunch of people that really have not even looked at one iota of the case and have a very strong opinion of what should happen and what will happen if he's acquitted, which include things like George Zimmerman's death, his rape, his murder of him and his family, riots, killing of indiscriminate white or Hispanic people. It's amazing to read.
And I thought we had haters. My God.
Right? Those are some haters.
Wow.
I'm gonna kill you.
All right.
At least we got that done early.
It's a big case.
It is huge. It's
everyone's talking about it.
All the news channels are just playing it ad nauseum.
That Nancy Grace really is a pig.
She's a despicable fuckwad.
What a fucking pig she is.
Mr. Rock?
I was looking at your Twitter last night, and I noticed you were watching Dr. Drew.
Yes.
And at one point, I flip it on, and my wife goes, is he just purposely making himself mad by watching
yes,
this?
we all know that. That's what Anthony does.
I put on Seinfeld.
No, you search out anger now.
No, I had to see really fucking Jenny Hutt.
Yeah.
I had to see Jenny Hutt talking on...
How did she do last night?
She is a dunce.
She is.
A dummy.
Dr. Drew loves her.
She knows that, or she's saying, I think he's going to be acquitted, but, I don't like him, and I don't agree with it. And she was saying how Trayvon was running away, and he was scared that night. A scared person running away. His house was literally by the office. He needed to get to a little further than our office from here. He was walking that way. When you hear George Zimmerman say all right, he just took off. And then you hear the door open, and then the 911 operator, whatever it is, the non-emergency guy, says, are you following him? He goes, yeah. He goes, all right, we don't need you to do that. And then Zimmerman is walking. He's walking this way, which I'm pointing forward, a 90-degree angle to that path that Trayvon walked down. He's walking this way. He's not turning. So Zimmerman walks this way. Now, you're telling me not enough time for him? He's scared and running to get his ass home? No. Zimmerman walks to get the street at the end of that sidewalk by the T. They tell him, we don't need you to do that. He goes, okay. He starts walking back to his vehicle. Trayvon is now at the T, waiting for him. Hey, you got a problem? What do you do? You following me? The exchange they had. Why didn't Trayvon keep walking down that fucking way and go home?
That's too logical. Because people get pissed off when they're getting followed and stuff.
Pissed off? There you go.
I'm not saying Zimmerman's wrong for what he did, but it's not as easy as saying he should just went home. A lot of people go, "What the fuck you doing?"
And the guy's on the phone.
We all have done that shit.
Trayvon sees him. He's following me. He's on the phone.
Yeah, it would
too.
be very easy for him just to walk to his house, but. You know, then you feel less of a man, like this guy, got the best of you.
Well, you know
it happens all the time is what I'm saying.
Sorry, there's part of certain people's culture that doesn't allow you to fucking just go home. You got to punch someone in the face. Sorry.
Well, on the flip side, there are certain people that would behave, like getting beer muscles. He behaved a certain way because he knew he had a pistol. And again, I might do the same thing.
And Trayvon behaved a certain way because he thought he didn't. Because he thought he didn't have a pistol. So he punches him in the face and fucking, oopsie, it's an armed citizen. Gee, that's the 1 in a million shot I sure didn't want.
See, I would agree with that if they had just bumped. The problem I have with it is simply Zimmerman, I know, got out of that car because he had a pistol. And the thing was, make the phone call. And then stay in the fucking car.
But do you think he got out of the car because he had the pistol, because he wanted to use it and shoot Trayvon? Do you think that night, on his way to Target, he sees a guy and goes, yeah, I think I'm going to just throw everything away and shoot some guy tonight?
I say no.
No, but I don't think it's as cut and dry as did he want to shoot somebody or no. I think there's somewhere in between. Well, had he not made all those other 911 calls? But when you call 911 that many times about the same thing...
But that was his job.
That's
I'm putting quotations
but that's also who he is. That's his identity. He's sick and tired of this shit going on.
Right.
And he's going to put a stop to it. Now, I'm not saying he's going out to murder somebody, but he's in a different frame of mind than I think an average citizen who just sees somebody walking and calls the cops. He goes, that guy looks... This guy was somewhere between a regular citizen and a cop. And he... Again, had those 911 calls not been made, I would feel differently about it. But he's that guy. It's almost like, if you're the guy who's always walking up to women and going, hey, if you're the guy who's always fucking approaching strange women on the sidewalk, and then one time you have a confrontation with a woman and she scratches your face and you knock her teeth out, and you're like, well, she knocked my teeth out! And you're like, yeah, but there's something about you. You're the guy that every time is approaching them. We know something about you. He's different than just a guy who set out to murder somebody. But he's not just a regular guy. There's something about him that's bugging. And I'm not saying it can be proven, but he's a different dude than just an average citizen going home. I think he wanted to possibly have a confrontation. Yeah. Because he's sick of it. He's a guy who's fucking tired of it. He's tired of these fucking spooks coming into his neighborhood. And I'm telling you, he didn't say that in the tape, but you know that mentality. Doesn't mean I think he's a racist, but he's just tired of these fucking kids coming in and causing a problem, and he's gonna fucking do something. And come on, man, you don't make that many... I haven't called 911 more than once following a bus.
But you can't throw him in jail for all that.
I'm not saying that, but...
That's the douche.
He was the neighborhood watch guy.
Right.
Calling 911 is part of his job as the neighborhood watch guy.
But again, then you're right. But he makes himself that guy. But he gets out of the car.
And what's so bad about making yourself the guy that, all right, we've had 12 robberies in this fucking neighborhood. All of them fit this fucking MO of, here's another black male in a hoodie. I'm going to call the cops. What's so bad about that? Everyone's made it a bad thing.
I'll tell you what's so bad about it. Under most circumstances, nothing. It's responsible citizens taking charge of their own neighborhood and not letting fucking creeps come. But you know what I mean? Not letting creeps come in and rob good citizens. What makes it bad is there's that really weird point of no return that I think a really qualified person or a cop knows how to navigate much better than him.
I'll never say no mistakes were made. I'll never say his actions couldn't have stopped everything in its tracks if he would have turned around and gone back to his truck. Of course. And hindsight is beautiful when it comes to pointing those things out. Again, I could point it out by saying Trayvon should have kept marching his ass back to his house. Right. I mean, it's one of those perfect storm things that happens, and you get that. But the case itself, the murder too, even the manslaughter, the things the jury has to consider, has nothing to do with those peripheral things. Him getting out of the vehicle, that it all builds up to a point, but that one point of him getting beaten, him wondering, I think this motherfucker is going to kill me. I honestly think I'm going to die here.
Legally, again, I'm not saying that he's going to go to, but it's like if a guy molests a kid and the kid says something and you know, but there's not enough physical evidence to throw the guy away. But everybody knows this is the guy in the again.
Now that's a little.
No, I'm raising it for a reason. And everybody knows this is the guy in the neighborhood that's a little creepy around the kids. But there's no physical evidence. Legally, he gets off. But we all know.
But that's a technicality thing.
But
it's not a self-defense. This is a law that is there to protect somebody that is saving their own lives.
But that's also the law. That's also the law. I'm only saying just because you can't prove it legally doesn't mean we don't know who this guy is.
The molestation part of it. No, I can't even go along with that analogy, Jimmy. I can't because the molestation as opposed to the self-defense.
Let's give Jenny Hutt a chance here.
Christ.
She's a big TV star now.
Hi, Jenny.
Jenny.
I'm actually on my way in to do my radio show.
Oh, look at you, so busy. I was watching you last night with all those people and the woman with the big angry African hat on, and you are still brainwashed by the people around you. Don't you see? Trayvon was not afraid.
And I agree with Jim. I don't think that George Zimmerman was like, hey, let me murder a kid tonight. I think something weird happened, and he didn't do the right thing, and he should be punished. I don't think he should be guilty of murder, too. I'm sure he's not going to be.
He shouldn't be punished for being a douche. I wish he could be punished for being a douche.
Oh,
but the facts are the facts, and, you know. Zimmerman was pretty much allowed to do what he did that night, unfortunately.
I want to see him go for something. I want to see him, from what I know so far about him, I want to see him get some kind of manslaughter.
All right, littering. One of the rounds. Popping on the lawn.
They haven't proven their case against Mr. Zimmerman.
Yes, Jenny.
But Anthony, what makes me dunce-like? Oh, please don't answer that. Now you can.
What makes you dunce-like is that you're just feeding off of the people at that goddamn channel, and you're not looking at just these facts. What the fuck makes you think Trayvon was so scared and running, and George Zimmerman pursued him and shot him? None of that is even close to what the evidence shows.
Look, this is why I said last night that I'd be a bad juror on this kind of case. Because as a mother, I tend to have compassion.
Oh, Christ, he's done.
Involved. I get that doesn't make me a dunce. It makes me a mom.
You put that aside. I'll kick you off the jury.
I'm not going to be on the jury, thankfully.
Good thing. And those jurors that were on there last night on the after show, where they have the after dark thing, and they have 6 complete retards sitting there, and they're like, do you think George Zimmerman was the one on the tape screaming? And then they have these news people come in and brainwash these people, and then they all say, no, it wasn't George. Like, what? All of them? Jesus.
Hey,
unbelievable.
I I do want to say that you three are having such a compelling, interesting, smart conversation about the case. And listening to the 3 points of view it's really good.
Jenny Hutt.
Thank you, Jenny.
More importantly, are you giving the makeup artist a little extra money every night or what? You look hot as hell on that show.
You look good. Your hair looks great.
I can't believe it's the same person that we see walking around here.
You do look good on that show, Jenny.
Holy shit.
Look very lovely.
Maybe just don't talk so much.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye, Jenny.
Right.
Thank you.
All right, hot stuff.
Wow. Fucking wild redhead. Oh, shit.
All right. We're going to talk about Michael Jackson's ass next.
Nice.
And my injury.
You got an injury?
Why wouldn't I, just when I start getting in shape?
No!
Why wouldn't faggot hurt himself?
Jimmy.
Why wouldn't faggot injure himself? Why wouldn't he?
It happens, though.
Of course it does. Of course it does. Because faggot finally starts losing his stomach, so fucking pussy boy faggot hurts his little left wrist. I should be fucking shot in the fucking head.
Wrist? Who hurts their wrist?
Exactly.
What happened?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to get fat again. Fucking worthless cocksucker.
No, Jimmy.
Utterly worthless.
All right, we should take a break. And I want to come back, though, and hear. I want to hear his wrist story. Poor Jimmy.
Opie and Anthony. This is the Opie and Anthony Show. Serious next. Now back to our show. The Opie and Anthony Show. Now back to our show. Continues. Now back to our show. Now back to our show. The Opie and Anthony Show. Continues.
She's got stickers on her locker. Numbers, and a magic marker. I'm hungry and the hunger will linger. I eat 16 saltine crackers, then I lick my fingers. Well, every morning I deliver the news. Black, white shoes and a red.
What's this crap?
Oh, come on, man.
I'm teasing, of course.
I'm with Sam on this one. I like Jack White.
If you're with Sam on this one, why don't you roll that sleeve up and
fuck
get
that.
a tat?
Yeah, good point. Fuck you, Sam. That's right.
Yeah, you fucking peck that sucker.
Oh, jeez, Chip.
Would I ever get, like...
have to get that serious about.
Would you ever get a band tattoo?
No.
Did you ever think of getting a band tattoo?
No.
Yeah.
No. No.
I was thinking of getting, like, Behind Blue Eyes, because that song talks to me. So I would have had maybe the Who logo on my left arm.
Wow. Imagine what you'd be thinking now, like,
behind douche chills.
I don't know. Jimmy might have been close to an Ozzy tattoo.
Oh my God,
over
dude,
the
I
years.
wanted one of my knuckles.
Yeah.
On your knuckles.
Oh my God.
Like Ozzy has it. Yes.
Yeah, this is.
When I was young, though. I mean,
that would have been bad.
Can I tell them how good they were, please, as they walk by?
No,
Seriously,
better throw
open
the door open. Here they come, the mashup.
I want to say something.
What do you want to say?
See, you always expect the worst.
Look how tan you are.
You always expect the worst.
Damn, you're tan.
I did a lot of driving yesterday. I did 270 miles of driving.
Yeah.
And guess what radio show I listened to for most of that time?
The morning mashup?
And I really liked it. And that's
Thank
it.
you, man. We
That's all you want to say?
Tomorrow we'll go
Can we
back to
leave?
trashing you and all that.
No,
but-
we're leaving. No, I want to leave.
I
on
liked.
that
I
note.
liked
on a positive note.
I liked Stanley and his raking picture.
Funny was that?
And that guy, I always forget his name, but he said he
Ryan Sampson, ladies and gentlemen.
Ryan felt like he actually lost weight over the 4th of July weekend because he was playing baseball and wiffle ball.
Did listen.
S'mores, so you were thinking maybe I need to find some sticks, and you didn't want the kids to be burned on the metal ones. And then, what's his name over there said you should have used your talons.
Yes, my feet.
And you were in Maine, you were in Milwaukee, you were in Boston.
It's like a
and
quiz.
Stanley was raking his yard in Philly.
Wow. Oh, I heard. I was at the airport listening to you guys on the on-demand app.
Yeah.
I was listening to the work
isn't
stuff.
this just a fucking love fest?
Jimmy, let me jerk you off while I tell the story. The story about your kid on the elevator.
Oh,
Might
right.
have been, I felt like what a nightmare story. It was such a good story.
Yeah, and that was as real as it was, man. I didn't have to pump that one up. I really liked it. For real.
Wow.
And I'm
Thank you,
like,
man.
these guys fucking are polished.
That's crazy.
And they all take turns being the lead guy.
Yo, that's a lot of love there because, you know,
That's
mad respect for you guys. And ever since Anthony let me use his mic,
of course,
I'm happy about that.
Wait, what's the song? There's a song about Versace and not shopping at like the Target. Everything is top shelf and sitting in the front row. What?
Macklemore. Thrift shop.
Thrift shop? Yeah. It might have been thrift shop. But then Sam said that every song is like that. Yeah. They're all the same, right? All right. Good job,
Love
though.
you guys.
We'll trash it tomorrow because I can't help myself.
Is that a gay beach you're staying at out there?
Why? What happened?
Just wondering. It's a little,
the morning mashup?
Yeah,
they were good.
Mashup.
They were good. I don't know. I do appreciate good radio when you stumble upon it every once in a while.
Stumbling.
I don't think I could listen to it every day.
No,
to be honest with you, but they did a really good job.
Don't let Ant bully you out of your enjoyment of the matchup.
Yeah,
I don't like Ant bullying Opie out of his enjoyment of the matchup.
Doesn't like happiness.
What are you, queer? No, I didn't listen too much, dude.
Yeah, I actually only listened for a couple minutes. We got some of the banter from yesterday that I just described?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah?
See, from yesterday's show.
Okay, now this is where it gets bad for them.
Now it gets bad for them.
See, we should have just left it alone. No, it's going to get bad for them.
For them, yeah.
Should have just left it alone. I know how this works.
It's so nice.
I've been doing this for way too long. This is going to turn ugly quickly.
It was so nice.
What banter you got?
It's just, I don't know, to the top of the hour or whatever.
All right, let me hear if I heard this break.
Right, let's wake it up. Because summer sounds best on the mashup at Sirius XM Hits 1.
So Avril went and got married. I mean, did you see
that? She did?
She went and got married, her and Chad Kroger. I think it was
I didn't hear this
Canada
break.
Day. What day
Sorry.
was that?
So I'm not even going to put it on our show.
Avril's Levine's married?
Avril got married.
To the guy from Nickelback.
Oh, my God, really?
Yeah.
What's wrong with her?
Rock and roll power couple there, huh?
Not really.
Yeah, well.
Oh, then there's a dumb song about that I'll be your Jay-Z and you be my Beyonce.
Ew.
That's fucking horrid.
Wow, that's bad.
That one's a big hit these days. You know that one, Sam?
I'm sure I do. Maybe not from that lyric.
I'd rather you be my Joel and I'll be your Hedda.
I didn't like that.
I'll be your Scott. You be my Lacey.
I'll be your Scott. You be my Liberace. Sounds like a terrible song.
Horrid.
Yeah, but why would you want to be Jay-Z and then Beyonce? Why don't you just be your own fucking person?
Exactly. Well, they rich.
And this song is huge, I guess, because they played it 5 times in a half hour.
What's the
wow?
I'll be your Beyonce and you be my Jay-Z or whatever, something like that.
Who sings it? Find Jay-Z.
I'm looking for it.
Find it. All right.
I'm not really good at describing the hits, am I?
Anyone?
No, you're not.
I'm not really good.
Well, that should be a lyric. If you be my Beyonce, just write those lyrics and it will pop up
People
with the song.
know the song. Come on, help me out here. Jesus.
No.
Nothing on this. Well, it's our audience, though.
That's true.
What?
Yes.
It's called Boomerang?
Yes.
It might be Boomerang.
Really?
Well, we'll know in a second.
Look at that.
If I was Jay-Z, you'd be my Beyonce. We can rock the nation like they do. And if I was Da Vinci, you'd be Mona Lisa. Paint a smile perfectly on you.
You're enjoying?
It's sketchy. No, it was bothersome, to be honest with you.
Have you heard the new Miley Cyrus?
This is terrible.
Yeah.
I don't mind this. For what it is. It's like pop beach
Well, it's
music.
catchy, but the lyrics are like, why would you want to be Jay-Z?
Yeah.
And that auto-tune shit's got to fucking
it's annoying. It's annoying.
What do you mean? Is be yourself. Be the next Jay-Z instead of being Jay-Z.
Yeah, but it's not an easy song lyric to just throw.
What? Be the next Jay-Z. You could be the next Beyonce.
Horrible song lyric.
Why?
It's terrible.
Be your own person. The title will be Your Own Person.
It says, if I was Jay-Z.
They rock the nation. Do they rock the
They
nation?
get way too much credit.
Not a big song. What are you talking about, dude?
They're a power couple, and within a couple of years, Jay-Z will be cheating all over the fucking place. And then they'll have to, hide this song.
That's terrible.
All right. What other song are you talking about?
Oh, Thrift Shop?
What's that?
You got Thrift Shop?
Thrift Shop's been around forever.
Yeah.
Never heard it.
That was kind of catchy.
Yeah.
Wait.
You know this one.
No, this isn't the one either, I don't think.
This song's like...
But it's another song about Gucci bags and shit. No.
Yeah.
This isn't it either.
I never heard this shit.
The one I'm talking about kind of had an 80s feel to it.
I never heard this joint.
An 80s feel.
You never heard this song?
Never.
This has been like a huge song for like 6 months.
Huge, huh?
Does the chick start singing?
No.
The one I'm talking about is some chick, and it has kind of like an 80s weirdness to it.
Why don't you listen?
Oh, forget it.
I want to hear it
in
now.
the end.
Right.
I want to hear it
But
now.
who cares in the end?
I like a good pop song.
Been trying to figure out the song for 2 days, and then when we finally play it, no one. Oh, all right, great. Can we move on to something else now?
I've been enjoying
I would have to
Gentleman
agree with everyone.
by Psy. I have that on my iPod, and I've been enjoying it.
His follow-up hit?
It's great.
Oh, but gentle style.
It's the same fucking song.
It's not a hit.
It's
It
not
is a
hit.
big song.
No.
It's fucking 500 million hits on YouTube.
It's just a big YouTube video. It's not a big song.
Opa, 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 opa.
This is a good one. I do like this.
It didn't catch on.
Not as much as the other one.
You really like this one,
I
Jimmy?
do, yeah.
And does he do this?
It's a catchy one. I know, I believe me.
Does he do this?
I want Koreans in lime green pants to rub on my ass while the song is playing. Young, thin Korean boys. Definitely sounds like poppers music. But
His
yeah,
English
it's catchy.
sucks.
Is he singing in English and Korean, or is it all English?
I have no idea.
I think it's Korean, and then
That's how you know it's bad. We don't know what language it is.
I really don't know.
then it gets some English.
You don't like this, Sam?
Nah, I mean, it's the same song.
Oh, it might be Boogie by Jesse Malay.
Jesse Malay.
Yeah, look up Jesse Malay. Toff McGough on Twitter might got it. Might have it.
How do you spell Malay?
Let's see. M-A-L-A-Y. Let me see if it's this. Is it? Then we can all move on.
Role play?
No, he's saying it's Boogie, B-O-U-G-I-E.
Okay.
Boogie.
Yeah, nice. This is it.
That's like Lady Gaga.
This is horrible.
It's not called Boogie, it's Bougie.
Yeah.
Bougie, whatever. Gives a fuck.
Yeah, this is not good.
Nah, that's just some hoa. Yeah, bragging about how she sits in the front row. At least we got the song finally.
Yeah, I don't care for this.
Well, it was also 4:15 in the morning.
Yeah. Can't get behind this one.
She's rhyming Louis with bougie.
A bunch of times.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she sounds really sexy.
I guess.
Don't ruin it. Like that Adele.
Is the word bougie taken off?
And bougie's been around for
That's been
like
for years.
years.
It's a black word, really.
Is it as hot as cheddar?
Black people who like act like rich and fancy are considered bougie.
Is
Yeah.
is Kenny bougie?
No, he's Kenny's douchey.
That's why we just throw all this shit out there, because then it leads to something dumb. All right.
It's like being bourgeois.
Exactly.
And it's bougie.
Bougie.
Yeah.
Because they shorten it for
That's
the
what happens when
fucking
G doesn't perform well.
Did E-Rock pipe in that this is terrible?
Yes.
Did I hear you in there somewhere?
Yeah,
What's wrong with you, E-Rock?
That's an awful song.
I thought it was like a fucking lean cuisine he was eating.
Oh.
This is terrible.
You know what bougie is?
What?
It's what H does.
E-Rock, how was your 4th of July weekend?
It was good.
What were
Doesn't
you,
like G.
Gee, yes, I just.
what'd you do?
Oh man! All right, Jimmy's got all kinds of.
Wait, we're getting E-Rock's weekend shit as Jimmy does that, and we'll get to
important. You should go to Jimmy.
No, what'd you do over the 4th of July weekend?
Okay.
I went to Philly to see John
Philly
Mayer.
your belly.
I just keep handing it over to you.
And once again, that's why you just throw this shit out there. At least it's something. Wow, man. It's endless.
It just never ends. I'm sorry, Rock.
But it's endless, like how many different angles you can take on the same fucking joke. It's amazing.
Always.
Yeah, that was like no matter what came out of E-Rock's mouth, it was
There's always even more going into it.
You saw the John Mayer, huh?
Yeah.
What?
When the Sirius XM event down in Philly for John Mayer.
Oh, did you take a stripper and get in trouble? Oh, was it? It's a Sirius XM event. Oh, please, fuck him. Enough of him. Get it?
You tired?
Oh, miserable fuck. Oh, is he an asshole?
Something happened?
Huh?
Something happened?
Yeah. But I'll keep it private. Oh, please. Yeah.
How was John Mayer, E-Rock?
Cares?
Yeah, I'm done.
I actually like it.
Yeah,
I'm happy
His
he's
new song's
singing
all
again.
right.
I'm really happy he's
But
singing
he just
again.
says douchey things. You hear what he said about Katy Perry?
Katy?
Thanks to...
What did he say?
That her face is his home.
What? Ew!
Yeah, he says weird shit.
What do you mean her face is his home?
He tries too hard. I know he's been on the show, and I do like him, I guess, to a point, but he just says weird shit.
Well, what did he say? I don't know what you mean.
What was the exact quote?
Face is my home.
Something like that.
I would point
Give
to
me
my
the exact
face and say,
quote.
"This is your ass's home." To a young lady. I get that.
Maybe from mouth is my dick's garage. That's about as close as I'll get to that romance.
Once again, just throw this shit out there. It leads to something.
Yeah.
That's
Your
why you gotta
asshole's
always
an attic.
listen.
I want to store my coming.
What was the quote? It was on the morning mashup yesterday. Something like he dedicated a song to Katy Perry and said her face is where my home's at, or something. I'm like, oh.
Like just looking at her is like, it doesn't matter where I am, I'm home.
Right.
It's
What's the quote?
A Face to Call Home is the name of the song that he dedicated to her.
And said that's where
Wow, it's probably that's probably how he gets those chicks.
Yeah, he gets the chicks
with them lines like that. We're all laughing at him. He's banging Katy Perry's giant tits.
He's fucked everything in anything in Hollywood over an 8. John Mayer has stuck his dick in.
Amazing,
He's doing
right?
Something right? Yeah.
Yeah. Who we?
I think she's just a summer home, though, is what I'm saying.
Is that it? Yeah.
Until he moves on to the next season.
Well, she's another one of these that'll only go out with fucking,
Yeah, and then she's
celebs.
And then doesn't understand why she's not finding real love.
Her and that other one.
Russell
Taylor Swift.
Oh, Taylor Swift has a new boyfriend.
They go out with these guys and they're all these fucking same douchebags, and then they wonder.
Right.
Wonder.
Jimmy, what happened to your wrist?
How's that arm?
My left wrist hurts, and I think I know how I hurt it. But I got 2 wristbands.
Sure do.
How am I supposed to feel when I put these on? It still hurts.
Oh, better.
Is it cutting off the circulation?
Jimmy hurt his wrist a little bit. I think it's just a slight pull, but now he's got a huge wrist wrap on.
Yeah, it's just supposed to give you some support while it heals.
But why don't you do that?
Instead of breaking me down, why don't you support me?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you got a hurt wrist?
Yeah, but I'm really depressed about it because it's like I had to cancel my workout today, and I'm like, oh, you cocksucker.
I was trying to tell Jimmy that when you enter into a workout program, shit's going to happen no matter what. Every person you see in the gym has had some kind of injury because they're trying to get in shape.
Why can't it be my toe?
Well, you could still, you could still do stuff, cardio.
But I was doing jogging in place, and it hurts. The jostling it motion hurts.
Right.
Like when I'm jostling it, like left up and down, like when you run, it hurts.
Yeah. Maybe a broken little bone in there.
That's what I'm saying. Did I break
there's a bone broken in there, Kenny.
No.
How would I know if I broke something?
Well, if you want to get an x-ray just to be on the safe side, but it didn't swell, it's not black and blue.
And I can open and close it okay.
Yeah,
it's a slight pull.
I can grip with it. I can't, I just demonstrated to everybody in the studio me gripping a water bottle.
A water bottle.
I proved it by picking up a water bottle.
Just twist it? To just wrench it?
Yeah, I think I know what I was doing. I was
strain it?
I was doing these burpee type exercises with this fucking
Burpees.
half ball.
Fucking burpees.
I was doing them. This half ball. It looks like a ball cut in half in the fucking
half ball.
And if you put it on one side, it's hard to balance. On the other side, it's a flat bottom.
Sure.
So you take the rounded edge and you put it on the ground and you do these burpees back. Then you jump, like you do a push-up and then jump forward and then lift it over your head and then go down.
Oh, man.
But your wrist is on the end of it.
Oh, boy.
So I think I might have strained it doing that. I'm fucking panicking.
Yeah, don't worry so much.
You'll be all right.
Don't worry.
I'm afraid I won't be able to work. I'm going to get fat again.
It'll heal. You'll be fine.
Yeah, you got to give yourself a break every once in a while.
Don't worry about it.
You're never gonna have a perfect life. Shit will happen.
Oh, I know. I just don't want to have tits. I don't need a perfect life. I just don't want to have meat tits. I don't need to be the belle of the ball. I just don't want to have fucking
look
my
like a bad
items.
injury. You'll be all right. It might take you a few days, maybe up to a week, but that's okay. You'll come back strong.
Meat tits.
Yeah,
E-Rock, what'd you do in Philly?
I just went down there for that.
That's it?
Oh, just for the John Mayer show?
Just for the John Mayer thing, and then came back up.
He does put on a good concert, doesn't he?
We hear some of the new songs?
He likes the jam sessions.
Oh, he's a jammer?
God.
I wouldn't know that. Really? He goes long form?
I guess on this new album he does, because it was pretty much just debuting. It was his dress rehearsal for his tour, so he was just debuting all his new songs and mixed in like maybe one or two.
I'm a big fan of the guitar face, man, when they just start.
Oh, gosh. I just hate that.
That's why I brought it up.
Oh, the jam.
You're like, really? This is what's going on?
Speaking of jams, the Grateful Dead played their last show 18 years ago today with Jerry Garcia. That's a quick 18 years.
Wow. That's it, huh?
That was it for the Dead.
They passed away.
What's his big song right now?
It's not big yet. It could be, but
what is it called? I don't even know. Paper Doll?
Paper Doll, I guess.
Okay.
Hello, I'm Joanna Rohrbeck of Prancer Size LLC, and by now you know the foremost is Prancer Size. However, what about a prance to romance to? So what about romanticizing to John Mayer's Paper Doll? If you're pregnant or nursing, you should consult a physician before you romanticize. However, if you're
Thing
not
is
pregnant
a disaster.
or nursing, why not consult Jared?
It's 2-in-1. We get to hear John Mayer and see the Prancer
And
size
see some
lady.
Prancer sizing.
Prancer sizing. Oh, God.
What a batshit crazy woman.
Why? She's Prancer sizing.
Yeah.
Who's the asshole filming her?
Yeah.
He's got a great voice.
Yeah, he does.
Fuck.
Look at her terrible hips.
Here's a dress of gold and blue.
Oh, I'd love to see a car just come down that road and plow her over. Just an old bag of meat over the side of the road.
I would love that, too.
How are you getting a workout? What is this?
Yeah.
She's Prancer sizing.
Yeah. Yes.
Looks so stupid.
Put your hands up, Chief. Show her you can do it. It's the old man in Cuckoo's Nest. Dancing the old war veteran. Murphy's trying to get him to vote. I like this.
It's a little fucking...
You don't like this type of music?
Yeah, it's pretty fucking...
That's a great voice, though, man.
Dull.
And he was in trouble with his voice for a while.
I know. I'm happy to hear he can sing again.
Yeah, it's good to hear that. He
Beautiful
came back.
girl's pussy juice affects the vocals. See, because he's probably eating a lot of hot pussy.
I would hope so. I told you I haven't talked to him in a while, but the last time I saw him, he was whispering. It's probably like 9 months now, or maybe a year, and he was...
yeah, he had
You're seeing at Amy's party, the rooftop party.
Yeah, is that a year ago?
Is that a year ago already?
Mayor was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
He had to pretty much stop talking for a while.
Jeez. Lets his dick do the talking.
Yep, and it speaks loud, apparently.
Yeah, look out.
And often. A lot more than my dick talks.
A lot of people.
I finally jerked off last night. I've been trying not to jerk off. And it was... I caught myself edging because I was in a bad mood. And I haven't edged in like 3 weeks. So I stopped.
Did we ask about this?
No, I'm just offering it. Love it. But I stopped. And I said, fuck it. I'm going to do something healthy. I don't want to be a pig. So I called Bob Kelly. I went to his house to have... I went and ate some dinner.
The least possible sexual thing you wanted to...
I saw your video holding his baby.
His baby is fucking adorable.
Yeah, the video is very funny.
And the baby wasn't crying at all. I was doing chip to the baby. Bob turns the camera on, and all of a sudden, fucking... the kid has timing.
Yeah, it was so funny.
It could not have been
can we play
timed
that?
fucking better.
It's a good audio bit, too.
Yeah.
go to Jim Norton on Twitter to find it.
It's what Bob Kelly actually vined it. It was Bobby's.
Oh, Bobby.
I'm holding little Max.
What's up, baby?
It's the second the camera goes down.
Perfect. What's up, baby?
Sounds like a skid.
How cute is that kid?
Very cute.
That's adorable.
Good for them.
Oh.
How are they doing with it?
They're good, man. They're really good. They're I fed them. I held them, and they gave me the bottle, and I fed the baby.
The baby.
Aw, that's adorable. That's adorable.
You're always afraid you're holding them wrong. Like, you know, I'm gonna prop them up a little.
Yeah.
But then again, it was a nice, healthy way to spend some time, and his wife can cook, so
yeah,
obviously, she's a good cook.
Oh, Jesus. We all know what that meant.
I had a nice dinner with them, and I went home, and I just couldn't resist the urge. It was like once I was alone again.
Oh, boy.
But I made it quick, and then I was up for 2 hours. I can't jerk off before bed.
Why?
It keeps me awake.
That makes everyone else tired.
No, it gets my head going. My head's like that. My fucking brain, it fucks my wiring
sucks.
up.
What a nightmare you live in.
It's terrible.
Yeah, man, that usually calms everyone down.
Right?
Calms everyone the fuck down.
Jesus.
Why is Kris Jenner on Fox?
Is that who that is?
Fuck it. You know what?
Oh, yeah.
Pretty much everyone hates Kanye West, right? Even his fans.
Yeah, as a person, yes.
He's
hateable.
He hates Kris Jenner, though. So now I like Kanye West a little bit more.
Oh, he does?
And Kris Jenner, it's not Kim Kardashian, who I despise as well. It's Kris Jenner trying to sell the baby picture of what, Northwest? Is that really the name?
Yes.
There's an offer on the table for $3 million that Kris Jenner, she's the brains behind the operation. Most people know that by now.
Yeah.
Kim Kardashian's just a fucking puppet doing whatever her mom says. And Kanye West is like, go fuck yourself, Kris Jenner. I'm not fucking doing it. And he's blowing off the $3 million they would get all nice and easy.
You don't need that. That's chump change, yo.
Jesus.
But I like that Kanye West is standing up to Kris Jenner and saying, fuck you, this is my fucking kid and I don't want that. We'll see if he hangs in there, but so far, so good. He's like, no way. We're not doing
That
this.
gas station footage is great today. That's
happened?
the video of the day.
Which one?
CNN that beeps out the word nigger on the trial shows a gas station fire where a guy's running around on fire.
Yeah, he's
weird.
But don't hold up a card that says nigger on it because you don't want the audio of it.
Right.
God, what a fucking
look at that.
fraudulent network.
Holy shit.
He's on
And then
fire.
He's on fire, rolling to the side of the.
Where did this
pump.
happen?
A gas station, I think.
But I'll tell you, somebody jumped.
Where though?
I don't know.
Was it a gas station we've been to? Wow, that's a big bitch.
Oh yeah.
Holy fuck, is she huge?
He looked like he was a little indecisive behind the gas pump. He saw the car coming at him, and he's like, "I'm gonna go right. No, I'm gonna go left." And he didn't get out of the way. It hit the gas pump,
just
burst into
panicked.
flames.
Wow, where
he was kind
this?
of thrown away from the fire a little bit.
Where was this?
They didn't say. Well, they don't show it in writing.
Castleberry,
Florida.
Poor guy. That's fucking awful.
Kind of Castleberries back there. Starving.
Oh, that would be good.
Castleberries.
It's a White Castle.
Mosquito bite.
Oof. Oh, they're the worst.
What? See,
What happened? What happened? What happened?
It was very funny that the aunt said Castleberries.
Castleberries.
Twice. And no one acknowledged it. He just looked at his hand and went, I got a mosquito bite.
I've been itching my hand.
Can we hear that again? Because Castleberries bombed horribly twice.
Jesus.
And then just looks down at his mosquito bite.
It's a mosquito bite. Tough room.
It is. It's a tough room.
Were you looking for it?
Uh-oh.
You got it, Benny?
No, hang on a second.
Yeah, he's fine.
Oh, look at him. Very decisive, though.
Yeah.
No, I got it. I know it, though.
I'm
that
paying
was,
attention.
That was Sam's attempt to throw him under the bus. You got it, buddy?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no, I know.
But you didn't really care.
That's how you
called him buddy.
You hoped he
You were
didn't.
praying
That's what
he
gave it
didn't
away,
have
yeah.
You hoped he was going to go, oh, wait, I wasn't listening. My favorite thing ever. I wasn't listening. What do you need?
Makes me laugh every time, and he gets so mad about
Well,
it.
Sal was on the phone. I don't know what
I
happened
can
after
hear
that.
you, and I have it.
Okay, let's hear it.
Let's hear.
Poor guy. That's fucking awful.
Kind of Castleberries back there? Starving.
Oh, that would be good.
Castleberry.
It's a White Castle.
Mosquito bite. I am just like babbling over here. Castleberries. Choo choo. God damn it.
That made me laugh.
Hi, Northwest.
Right, you don't?
say
What do you
North.
say? Oh, you say North?
You don't walk around calling me,
Right.
hi, Kris Jenner. You
Right,
know,
exactly.
it's hi,
Now,
Chris.
here it is, Chris. So you're about to start your own talk show. You have all these spin-offs.
Yes.
You got your whole
Which is gonna be a
life spin on television.
complete disaster.
Did you predict this type of success?
I hate her. Oh, fucking hate that whole fucking family.
Right.
She's sexy though, man.
Why does anyone still watch it?
They watch it like
I don't
crazy.
get it.
She and Sharon Osbourne went back and forth a bit.
Why?
Yeah.
Sharon said something about her talk show is going to fail and that she prostitutes her children for fame.
But she does.
And then,
But the kids are all right with it, so.
Kris Jenner said that Sharon's been leeching off Ozzy for years, so
Oh
she's
my
wanted
God.
to talk.
Kris Jenner's an asshole.
That's what I heard.
Sharon Osbourne has made her own life.
Yeah, she's Ozzy's manager. She's been
And
working.
she actually was the brains behind the whole fucking Ozzy thing for many, many years. I know that even. And I'm not a huge Sabbath fan like Jimmy.
You're saying you don't credit her for being the brains behind the Kardashian operation?
Well, she is.
She is, though, actually,
She is.
yeah.
I'm not saying she's not. But to say that Sharon Osbourne has been just feeding off Ozzy, that's stupid. Everyone knows that Sharon, was the brains behind all that shit. Ozfest and everything.
Yeah.
She's pulling plugs on bands, and she probably made the deal for the Osbournes reality show. That wasn't Ozzy.
Yeah, I don't see Ozzy sitting down negotiating.
No. Which was a massive show that led to the Kardashians being able to do their reality show.
We want our rights in perpetuity. I think that's more Sharon's area.
Yeah.
I'm sure her show will be terrific. Her talk show. What is she going to do on her talk show?
It'll be a complete disaster.
What network is it on?
I don't even know.
Probably Fox, if she's on Fox News, right?
Well, she's doing all the news channels.
Is she?
Yeah, she's not having it on Fox. She's got like one of those weird little channels, I bet.
Anyone else see the commercial for Arsenio Hall coming back to late night?
Is he still not back yet? What the fuck's he waiting
I
for?
know, the big fucking thing.
I think in the
heard about
fall.
this a year. Yeah. Yeah, he's coming back. How do you think that'll do?
He might do
He might do all right.
But there's no.
But I don't understand why he ever went away. That's what's so confusing to me. He was huge.
Where did he go? What
and then he had the
happened?
biggest drop off. Does anyone know why?
I'll tell you what the theory is.
Yeah.
That Hollywood, when he had Farrakhan on and allowed him a free platform, Hollywood, mostly are Jewish. And I heard a lot of them were so fucking outraged that he gives this guy a platform. Now, again, that was what I heard. I don't know what his ratings
So
were.
they blackballed him because, he dropped off drastically.
I don't know what
And went away. No one saw the guy for at least 10 years.
There was some kind of a lawsuit too, I think, where an alleged or there was gonna be where someone who worked for him, I thought, sexually harassed a male model, a guy. I don't. Again, this is all so many years ago.
Right.
I could just be piecing two different stupid stories
But
together.
he did Celebrity Apprentice, and now it's led to his big comeback. He's going to be back on late night.
I don't know if he'll do as well as he used to because when he came, it was only Carson and Letterman. So he was such a different feel, the young black guy and doing the fist pump and all that. Like no one was doing that. But now, I don't know if there's as much of a call for it.
It's going to be on Channel 11, I think.
Yeah, it's
So
not.
the expectations aren't huge.
And he's not a young guy. Like it's not like
No, that's
he's
it
not
too.
Jimmy Kimmel. He's not Jimmy Fallon. He's like
What's he
he's
gonna?
the old regime.
What's he
But
gonna
he might
do?
bring in the blacks.
Well, that's true.
Maybe.
he will.
What about the blacks? We need some late night TV.
What's his thing?
You want to watch the promo?
Yeah.
It looks like a promo from
Is that him now?
a long time ago. He looks pretty good.
Looks great, yeah. Fuck.
Black don't crack.
I don't want to overstate the importance of my return to late night television.
Wow, he looks great.
But yes, the earth is shaking. Hey, why y'all stop? We're still rolling.
Something big is coming to late night. The Arsenio Hall Show.
He looks really good.
And then he does his patented move where he puts his head down. Remember? He used to do that before he came out.
The curtain opened up. He was standing like that. And then he lift his head up. He kicks his fingers.
Right.
He throw it out to the crowd. And then start fist pumping. What's up, my niggas? Yeah, exactly.
Something like that, he said.
Yeah.
That's how he started every
What?
show.
No?
Yeah.
He didn't drop N-bombs. No.
Thought
He did.
What years was he on originally?
89 to 94.
That's
He
it.
was only on 5 years?
A quick 5 years.
And then he just
completely disappeared.
What happened at the end? Did they say? Can we look at maybe Wikipedia has something? His ratings
it
could
is
not have
weird.
dropped that much.
Well, you would think after all that, though, he would have continued with something in entertainment. He did nothing.
I mean, he had Ali on. Do you remember when he interviewed Ali? It was a tough interview because Ali was talking then, but not. He was. It was a really hard interview because Ali was so soft. And then fucking Mike Tyson comes out, and in the middle of the interview and sits next to them.
I do remember that.
That was fucking.
And they
you know,
all just
before the
pointed,
internet.
They all
I know.
pointed and laughed at Ali. It was unbelievable TV.
There was Clinton coming out playing the saxophone.
Oh, right.
Yes.
That was huge. And then Dice. Dice coming out. Hey, you put yourself out there. Dice actually started weeping.
Breaking down.
You have that on the.
He's saying that Arsenio's official statement is that he just one day realized he was no longer in love with what he was doing. So
Bullshit.
he walked away from the show.
That's bullshit.
Yeah, something happened. Can we get any old Arsenio clips? Because he was a very original.
He did the movies there with Eddie Murphy. Coming to America.
that's what I mean.
That was 83, though.
It's 83.
Yeah, Coming to America is. No, maybe it's 86.
Really?
That's the mid 80s.
That was before his show.
89?
I believe
I did
so.
not
Was it
know
89? Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Okay. It was around that time.
88, so it's
88?
right before his show.
Okay, I did not know that.
All right. Before his show. Wow, then he really did just go away, didn't he?
And I don't know. I had heard. What year was Farrakhan on? I'm going to guess 93 or 94.
Farrakhan. Yeah, there's tons of clips.
Farrakhan.
Do you have Ali Tyson?
Farrakhan.
Or something, or whatever, whichever one you guys want. I'm just throwing out clips out there. Or Farrakhan, maybe. It was a really tough interview.
It's like 1960.
Wow, Ali looked good there, though.
Yeah.
How did he sound back in 93?
Throwing some jabs.
Yeah, Tyson and Sugar Ray Leonard came out.
What year was this?
I'm guessing 90 or 91.
So he was already talking shitty in 90, 91?
Oh, yeah. He was just slow.
Look at fucking Mike. Iron Mike sitting there. Yeah, motherfucker.
Holy shit, he's got Tyson, Sugar Ray Leonard, and Ali.
Yeah, that's a
Amazing.
good picture.
Ali looks good, too.
Now, what's wrong? Oh, this one here? He's bigger. Huh?
I'm scared of him.
You scared of this one? He's a sweetheart.
He's a real champ.
Really?
Yeah, he's having trouble right there.
You're a real champ. Who would have won if you fought this man in your prime?
Oh, shit.
He's pointing at Tyson.
Just fucking say Don King. Ali went on a talk show. He can't talk. He's just kind of pointing.
Yeah, you were a dancer. You moved.
I wasn't that powerful. I was so fast.
Uh-huh.
If he hit me.
And he fell back in his chair.
The guy, I'm like, shut the fuck up. I eat your children.
Yeah. What would you say, Mike?
I by no means, I'm vain. And I know I'm great, but can I tell you something? In this situation, every head must bow, every tongue must confess. This is the greatest of all time.
Oh, Iron Mike. This is a real love fest going on right here.
But you can't be the asshole that says, yeah, I would win.
I'd kick his ass, actually.
You can't be that guy.
But isn't that? But what
That's
great
pretty cool,
TV
though.
that was! Like that type. That was like old Tonight Show type shit, where these guys come out unexpectedly,
right?
And it's a really non-scripted moment, and like that was just a kind of a fun.
I liked watching him.
You don't
I did
realize
too.
how
I was in,
fucking old this show was, though.
I was in Buffalo. I
Jesus.
would watch. Yeah, I liked Arsenio Hall.
That's a fucking old show.
Yep.
I can't believe he was only on for 5 years, and then
he's got the Clintons there in that
Bill
clip.
and Hillary,
both of them.
Oh man,
Who else is in there?
Where's Dice?
Where's Dice?
When you put yourself
out there. God. Oh, Arsenio Dice.
I want to know what.
Oh my, look at Dice.
The movie that we're going to talk about called The Adventures of Sports
Foundry
Fairland.
music.
We're going to talk about everything tonight. This
It's a Foundry logo on this video.
Then Star and Nora Dunn and Shanae and... You want to talk about that?
Oh, charisma, I got it.
Young Dice.
Yeah, that's people do what they have to do, and I mean, Nora Dunce did what she had to do, and
I'm sorry, how's that last name pronounced?
Dunce, D-U-N-C-E. But that, it's all nonsense. I'm a great comedian, and obviously there are women that enjoy this kind of humor. All right, don't get crazy. I didn't make my decision yet.
Does it bother you?
Can you pause this for a second? It needs a
setup.
setup. So this was SNL with Nora Dunn, right?
Yeah, that fake bitch.
I forgot what happened. He was hosting, and she had a problem with him hosting or something.
She was hosting, and
she was hosting.
Yeah,
Dice was hosting.
Dice was the guest host.
And Nora Dunn was a cast member at that point.
Hold on, somebody that knows is coming in.
Thank you, Kenny.
Someone that knows.
I feel like this clip needs a little bit of a setup for the people.
Sinead O'Connor was the musical guest.
Right. Oh, he was part of that whole thing?
She was the first one, and then Nora Dunce jumped on the bandwagon.
They said they wouldn't be on with him?
Yes.
So Sinead didn't do the show?
No, neither. But
and Dunn
was the first one.
And Dunn said, "Yeah, I'm not doing the show this week either."
Yeah,
right. Okay.
Yeah.
It helped her career.
Yeah.
She's nowhere. Like, how fucking hateable is Nora Dunn for that?
Oh, fuck her.
You fucking fake bitch.
And comedians are supposed to have more of an open mind about shit.
Was she a comedian or just a sketch com? I know nothing about her.
Well, I mean, she lived in the
what
that
Andrew
world,
told
though.
Me?
Huh?
He saw Sinead O'Connor backstage combing her hair, and then she pulled her pants up.
Oh, was she combing her Cuda hair or something? Don't make no sense.
It's just the enjoyment that comes on his face.
He really is just a happy guy when he's telling those little stories.
when he's reminiscing.
Yes.
Yeah. And I believe that was the first time they used the delay, I'm pretty sure.
On SNL?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, after the MTV Awards, yeah.
So Dice got a lot of shit for that.
Dice is
they took Nora Dunn's side for the most part.
Yeah, that was in May of 1990.
Colin raised a good point about how, and this was Colin said something about how all the women's groups came after him, but they really what they wanted to do was go after rap. They just didn't have the fucking courage to do that, so they went after him instead.
Good luck.
And they were right. And and Colin was right. That is what they did. They targeted Dice, knowing he was a comic. But Dice, I really think was the start of like the big push for political correctness started with Dice because it annoyed people so much that he was doing so well and being so famous. But I can't think of real political correctness catching on before him.
If people want to read a story about him, he's featured in the July issue of Playboy.
Oh!
Somebody else might be mentioned also.
Whoa!
Maybe Club Soda Kenny.
A pseudonym.
Of course.
I saw. What did the Nim do to you?
Good one, Chip.
Thanks a lot, KS. I saw Dice this weekend when I was in Vegas. I went and saw him on Friday night. I forgot. Yeah, we were off. I mean, it was the night before UFC, so I went and saw Andrew and Club Soda.
Yeah, words back.
It's C.
What?
See what?
What's the K stand for?
See your way out of this conversation.
Yeah, exactly. It's an A and B conversation. So see yourself into a fucking hole, you cocksucker.
Jesus.
Piece of garbage.
Eat your peanut butter and jelly like a third
Yeah, how old are you? 37 or something?
That doesn't make sense.
He's just a third grader, you illiterate
So
idiot.
I went to see Andrew and he performed. He was very funny. And then afterwards, his son's band, LA Rocks, played at the Hard Rock, and they were fucking good, man.
Oh, yeah?
They're good.
They were really good, yeah. And they have a bassist now, so it was like a three of them. And it was all like family and friends.
Cool.
And then people were kind of filtering in from outside and coming in and watching and digging it. And it was really cool to watch. They're definitely going to do something.
Oh, wow.
And he was so proud.
Of course.
But it was nice. It was really nice. I was glad I was there for it. But he looks good. Dice looks good, man. He lost weight. Yeah, he looks great.
Yeah, he's going to be in the new Woody Allen movie.
I heard.
Louis C.K.'s in it also.
Yeah.
A lot of big stars.
Yeah.
So this is 1990.
Oh yeah. So there's the setup. So it was the Nora Dunn controversy.
Yeah.
Is this when he cried? This the one?
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Oh, you don't like this? You thought it was bad, right?
Sad.
Oh.
It's sad or it hurt him?
Oh no, that's for real. Those aren't,
Oh no, I know those. It's a real moment, but he didn't plan on that, right?
No way.
He's got caught, this is like months of, this is right after his big arena tour.
Right.
All right. He just lost his movie career.
Right.
He got blackballed after Fort Fairlane because of all the pressure from the gays. The misogynistic people.
Oh, boy.
People.
And Dice's thing, like, this was like, I think, was this the first, I hate to say crack in the armor, but there was like, was this the first time people saw him kind of just being
chink in the armor?
Yeah, actually, I should have said chink in the armor.
Yeah.
Was this the first time that anybody saw, like, the real guy?
Yeah, the first and only time.
Oh, man, that was it, huh?
Because I think that he probably, as, like, it would have been better for him if he had kind of let people see a little more of that first, and not necessarily through something through something this extreme and this much of a departure.
Yeah, I think he should have never, Well, you can't help it.
Yeah.
But I think, the Dice character that he portrays doesn't do that.
But if he had just, let's say he had talked a bit more and let people see how silly he is and all that stuff.
Oh, right, okay.
Like, that's what I'm talking about. And just
real,
kind of.
Yeah, okay, I got you. The real Dice.
Yeah, like if you talk to him now, he'll talk a little bit more real and,
He's a regular guy. He just knows how to curse good.
Yeah.
Let's see how this went down that day. It's been a while.
On your poster that it's been defaced?
As long as they don't touch the face. People, some people like my jokes, some don't. I mean, that's all dependent upon one's personal taste.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I was at, when you say the word taste, people go crazy,
Look at the way I dress, they can tell.
I was at a press conference this morning for the MTV Awards. I was there with Aerosmith and MC Hammer, and there were a lot of issues to be discussed, but the first thing the press asked me was, will Andrew Dice Clay be at the MTV Awards?
Well, it depends what they pay. Sure, if they want me there, I'll be there, Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty busy now, you know that.
But you'd like to come?
Yeah, sure, why not?
You wanted to perform in one of Donald Trump's venues, and there were some problems.
No problem. I don't know what you heard, but Donald, we're very close friends, me and Donald. And, I meet those kind of people now, and what happened, he wanted me to come to his birthday party, and I couldn't be there, so I just sent the videotape, and it was the hit of the party. No, that's the truth. I heard something, else backstage, but that's the truth.
Yeah, what I was told was that he didn't want you performing in any of his places.
Hey, let me tell you something about Donald and me. He fixed my sister's roof a few weeks ago because it was leaking. No bull. He's a great guy. No matter what they say, I see him on the cover, they rip him apart. Donald Trump is here to stay. He's a great guy. And whenever somebody's on top, they look to knock him down. That's the way it is.
Just smoking.
Yeah.
I've seen your act many times, and often I even watch, and I get a little uncomfortable. I saw you do a joke one night that I thought was a racist joke. And I'm wondering, do you ever have second thoughts about racist humor, for instance? Say, for instance, if you were in a club and some guy did an anti-Semitic joke.
Been done.
And how did you feel when it was done?
It's a joke. Let me tell you something. The kind of stuff I do, the reason I could pick on people from other countries, that kind of stuff, is because years ago, you had like the Polish joke, where you had two Jews walk into a bar, that kind of stuff. But over the last, let's say, 10 years, there's been such an influx of people from other countries, and the reason that is because this country is the greatest country in the world, and we let everybody come here, and we give everybody opportunity. We give everybody opportunity, and because of that, that gives me more comedic material. I look at it this way. You go into Manhattan, some places like Manhattan. Every fruit stand is owned, let's say, by a Korean. That's the way it is. Every cab is driven by some guy wearing a turban or a jewel in the middle of his head. Now, I find that funny, so I have what to make fun of, And you got to be able to laugh. I mean, I don't talk about anything that doesn't exist. You know what I mean? When I talk, whether it's about a couple in the front row who I think have a lousy sex life or the relationship that stinks or that kind of thing, it exists. When I talk about girls having one-night stands, it exists. When I talk about gays, blacks having penises the size of oak trees, it exists. I mean, I'm not.
Now, when you do something like that, I get personally offended because I didn't get one of them damn oak trees.
That look Arsenio has. It's that flat top fade
terrible.
With the big round glasses.
I'm a Jewish guy, so imagine me, all right? But I mean, that's what this world is. We're made up of a lot of different people, and I'm a comedian, and the difference between me and every other comic is when I'm on stage, there is no editing. Yeah. You know, what I see that day, or when I go into a grocery store and I have one item, and the guy in front of me has a basket, and you're going, hey, can I just go in front of, hey, I've been online for 20 minutes. I've been online for 20, so what I feel like urinating on the guy, you know what I'm saying? You know, so I just bring it to the attention. I don't like this stuff. Everybody else does. I just deliver it.
Okay, you know? Now I'm going to ask you about another situation. If you want to get away from it, or just give me one of these. One of them. Go ahead.
This is still relevant to what's going on.
Yeah. One of your biggest critics has been comedian Sam Kinison. Recently, he came up to you and offered his hand in friendship. I heard about it. I wasn't there. What's the deal with that?
There is no deal. He offered his hand in friendship, and I shook his hand, you know. I don't look to, you know, all these, I have been ripped apart by just about every comic there is. And it goes back to the Trump thing. When you're on top, people look to knock you down, because when people come up against somebody on top, their name is heard. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's what's going on with a lot of comics, you know? Sam's had his problems. He's trying to smooth them out. Beautiful, you know?
Yeah. And, now, can we expect a tour maybe with Sam opening for you around the country?
Oh, maybe they could do that now. Oh, that's right.
I work alone. That's the way I am. And actually, I'm not even going to really do any more arenas. You know, because I did something. I mean, people go, you know, what's the real Andrew Clay Silverstein? Who is that other, you know, opposed to Dice? Mm-hmm. You know, because I get, you know, who's Dice, who's Andrew Clay, who's the Jewish kid, who's the guy that's acting Italian, you know, I get it. Well, you want to know who he is? I'll tell you. Andrew Clay. No, let me get this straight. And everybody watching and everybody in the studio should hear it.
Jimmy just farted.
Andrew Clay is a guy that came out here about 10 years ago and broke his ass. You know what I mean? Broke his ass. He believed in himself. Became the hottest comic in the world. And anybody that doesn't like it could wipe their ass with whatever they say about me.
What happened?
And that's the end of it? Why did it end?
What happened to the crying part?
What happened?
That's the whole reason why we
What
played
happened?
that.
You put yourself out there.
Yeah, that's the famous line. You put yourself out there.
Probably edited by whoever's website that was.
Who was put? There was some nasty shit about him scrolling across. Who did that? That wasn't Steve.
No, it would have been whoever uploaded it.
Oh, okay.
But the feud, too, with him and Sam, that feud was always in Sam's head.
Yeah?
Yeah, because they came up together. They were friends. They used to go to the grocery store at night and steal steaks just so they could eat dinner.
Oh, statute of limitations on it.
Yeah, and then Sam hit it first before Andrew.
Yeah.
And then when Andrew hit, you know, Sam said, you know, there's not enough room in this business for both of us.
Oh, man.
You used to work for Sam a little bit, too, right, Kenny?
Yeah, but
back in the day?
That was, yeah, it was
a little bit
hard, yeah.
It was hard?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, because Sam used to like to partake, and I was on the job, so.
Oh,
yeah.
A little conflict of interest right there, right?
So you'd be doing coke all night and have to go to work the next day.
And you couldn't do your job properly.
Yeah, I get some in my mustache.
Oh, wow, that must have been tough. All right.
And then, 'cause I was with Sam the night Andrew was on MTV Music Awards.
Yeah.
And he did Jack Sprat, and then, when Dick Clark was giving an apology 2 seconds later.
Oh, God.
And, and Sam was in the dressing room going, oh, that's it. He's finished. He's done. He's over. And that's what put him in arenas.
Wow.
Just that one fucking show. Damn.
What was Dick Clark's apology? I never saw that.
Yeah, he was the producer of the...
Oh, no, I know, but I actually never watched Dick Clark apologize. I'd love to see that. I remember Dice doing this. It's all everyone talked about. When the next day after MTV, if something happened, everyone spoke about it.
Wow, yeah.
I know I'm explaining that. People get it.
Oh, we get it.
Sure.
Just waiting for Sam to find out. You can't find it?
No, it's not up.
No, it's not up.
No.
Isn't it weird when you're like, what the fuck? Why isn't that up there?
Yeah, that should be up
Everything should be available on the computer
Take
for everything.
one fucking kitten video off YouTube and put that in its place.
Put that there.
Jesus.
All right, look, the kitten videos are adorable.
They are. You're right, actually.
Yeah, he's just kitten.
All right, we're going to take a break. I think Brad Thor's coming in today, right?
Yes.
He was great. We had him on for the first time. It can't be a year already, is it?
It's a while.
He's got
There's
a new
another
book?
book out. Why wouldn't it be a #1 bestseller? Yeah, Brad Thor sells fucking books.
Yeah, we liked him a lot when he came in, and he's making his return today, so that's very cool.
Ooh.
Brad Thor on Twitter. And, all right. We'll play something here, I guess.
This is the Opie and Anthony Show. Opie and Anthony, Sirius XM. The Opie and Anthony Show continues.
Jack White Day on the Opie and Anthony Show. 38 today, huh?
I am.
There's another guy celebrating birthday today that makes us feel very old. You want today's makes me feel old birthday?
Let me see.
Donald Rumsfeld, 81? No. Kind of feel that, right?
No, Donald Rumsfeld.
O.J. Simpson, 66?
I thought he was older.
Right, so that doesn't make you feel too old, right? Tom Hanks?
Tom Hanks is...
A lot of famous people born on this day.
I'll say Tom Hanks is 64.
He's 57.
Ouch.
He's only 57. He's starting to look a little older than his age, though.
I just thought he was around forever.
Courtney Love, another famous birthday today, 49. The one that wasn't highlighted is the one that makes a lot of us feel pretty old today. And that would be old Fred Savage. Old Fred Savage.
From the
You got the song?
Wonder Years.
You got the song, E-Rock?
Oh, boy.
You don't have it.
From the Wonder Years.
How many times have we told you to have that song ready at all times?
Right?
How old do you think old Fred Savage is
He
from
is
the
now
Wonder Years?
Close to 30.
68 years old.
Close to 30, Jimmy says.
Yep.
He's over 30.
37.
Oh, what happened? What happened?
How is he 30?
37.
He's just a little kid with a stupid Jets jacket.
He was the little kid.
He's 37 years old.
That's too old.
What do you put that Savage up for?
Ben Savage? Because he's the fucking shit. He married Topanga.
And they're bringing back Ben Savage.
Who's
And
Ben
Topanga.
Savage? I never heard of him.
It's his
Fred's brother who
Started
did-
on Boy Meets World. Hello?
I never saw that
He
show.
did very well in his own right, and they're bringing him back as a parent now or something.
Well, Girl Meets World is like this new spin-off. And it's about the little child of Carey and Topanga.
So, what was the Wonder Years song?
Oh, my God.
Oh, the Wonder
kidding, right?
Years are here.
Oh, yeah, I've heard this. Okay.
Yeah.
I like this. Was actually good. What a great...
It's Joe Cocker.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
God, look at
This was a big show, right?
Picture of the little.
Yeah, this is a big show.
How many years was it on?
I think 7 or 8.
Is that one of those shows that premiered like right after the Super Bowl or something? I think it's one of those like.
Probably.
Yeah, they're like, and after the Super Bowl, check out the new show, The Wonder Years. What year?
I want to guess 87.
And I think the guy who wrote the show was from our neighborhood, and I think it's based on like the
88.
Harbor Fields school district.
Oh, what year?
I think it was
88?
88.
I think it was based on Leahy or something to get real local. Guys, the writer was a Long Island dude.
I did not know that.
That's why Fred Savage with the Jets jacket. But not only Long Island, but pretty much our stomping ground.
I used to love this show, but I only watched it in reruns. So like Happy Days.
Why only in reruns? What's wrong with you?
He's 88. I was 5 when it came out.
You little nickel flicker.
Quarter.
There's a nickel when we started. This little foot couldn't hold the quarter. I'd have to kiss it strong.
Kiss it strong.
Suck your tootsies.
But I always assumed that since
Since
this and the Happy Days were like old shows, even though they were portraying old times, the time they were portraying was accurate to when the show actually came out. Like, I didn't think Happy Days or the Wonder Years were period pieces.
Oh,
I thought
really?
this show came out right after Vietnam.
Oh, see,
Wow.
that's kind of
ridiculous.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah.
And of course, Marilyn Manson ended up becoming a huge rock star after fucking the Wonder Years.
I don't want to burst any bubbles here.
What? What are you talking about?
They got a picture right there.
What are you talking about?
I hate to be the guy that spoils this for everybody.
What?
What? That's not him. Look, it looks just like him.
The actor that played Paul Pfeiffer.
Oh, Paul Pfeiffer was Marilyn Manson. Everyone knows that.
Was
now.
not Marilyn Manson.
See, you didn't no, because you didn't know it was Marilyn Manson yet. That was Marilyn Manson playing Paul Pfeiffer.
Oh.
And then, after the show goes off the air, he decided to, give the music thing a try.
He had a close call with Pop Rocks and some Coke.
That was
That's
him,
right.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I heard. Wow.
37. Jesus.
37. Fuck. Do you know what? 88. Let's see.
That means the
Oh, my
hot
God.
sister's got to be like 50 then, right? Because she was a lot older.
Oh, yeah, she does Chiller Theater now.
How does she look?
No, that's all right.
No.
She looks a little waxy.
Who did?
What do you mean waxy? You rock?
Like
What's her
she's
name?
had some- Olivia Diabo.
Yeah.
Olivia Diabo.
She was pretty sexy.
She was good in the Conan movie. She looked all hot in that shit. But I'll tell you, nah.
Not so much.
So
Well,
recent.
E-Rock saw her recently. She looks waxy. What does that mean?
She had some, like a little nip and tuck done, but it looks
Look at that
kinda
one right
waxy
there.
when
Yeah,
she's sweating
she's
and everything.
Waxy. She's right. You know
what?
E-Rock
That's
is
not
right.
bad.
She's waxy.
But that's not bad. She's all right still.
As opposed to good. She was ridiculous hot.
She was stunning.
And then you go, not bad? Sorry.
Well,
Yeah, I know.
She had a relative that was in all those Skinamax movies that was just naked in every kind of B horror
Really?
thing. Yeah. I don't know if it was her
Marilyn
sister.
Manson.
When Marilyn Manson takes off the makeup, he looks like a normal dude.
Yeah, that's him now.
That is, right?
Marilyn Manson, a.k.a. Josh Saviano.
Well, his real name's not Marilyn Manson. That's his stage name.
Brian something, right?
His real name is Josh Saviano.
Oh,
and he was on the Wonder Years.
Why
And
did I
there he
just-
is without fucking makeup.
Why did I give a literal answer?
Literal Jimmy.
I didn't mean to.
Oh.
And then the father, he's the one that didn't age at all. That's
No.
so weird.
And then, of course, little Winnie Cooper.
Still a piece of ass.
Is she?
Oh, yeah.
Let me see her.
With a mathematical fucking brain.
That's her now?
Yeah.
Wow, how old is she?
She's got to be
33 or 35?
She's got to be mid-30s as well.
Probably
Then.
about 37.
She married with kids?
Jesus.
I think she is.
She's pretty.
She is very pretty.
What happened?
What was the big
Time
first
go.
episode with her? Her brother got killed?
Yeah.
In the
Vietnam.
Nam.
And
Was
she
that the
kissed
first
Kevin.
one?
And
Yeah, it was the first
she
episode.
blows Kevin in the woods.
Oh, wow.
It's an amazing episode.
And he's Asian, which is ironic. And she says, come on my face, Charlie. It's a really weird show.
Who's the mom from the show again? Is she dead?
No way.
Nah.
So why wasn't she in the group picture?
That was just
one of those.
just the three of them.
Well,
She said, fuck this.
Who was the mom again? I forgot.
I remember what she looked like.
I forgot what she looked like.
Can't really tell that she did anything.
Oh, right, her. Yeah, sure.
She still plays the mom on stuff.
Yeah,
Sure, I
the
remember
mom.
her. Okay.
Yeah, she probably was like 20 when she was playing the mom in that. She just looks old.
I'm at a point now where I can start playing the dad in shows. It's just
Yeah.
scary. Get in there, your darn room's all filthy. Clean it.
That's good.
Yeah.
A little
What?
Australian there, though.
Get in there.
Clean it.
Your mother made potatoes,
Oh.
and you're out there running around with the gang. Get in there and eat your potatoes.
Don't tell me what to do, Dad. Listen, old man.
I'll give you old man, but I'll give you potatoes first.
Oh, that's a good line.
It's a show I'm writing with very authentic
Called
dialogue.
Potatoes first.
How many times have I told you your mother works on that stove all day? Get in there and put your sauerkraut on the plate.
That's all you do is Yell at the kids.
No. Where's my paper?
Oh, yeah, that's good.
What am I supposed to read? Shampoo bottles? You think that's good?
That's really good, yeah.
Any situation.
Yeah. He's just, he's a dad.
Oh, come on, honey.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Just come down. We'll talk about it.
Is she married to Orson Bean or something?
Sure.
Who's Orson Bean?
The son of Mexican something.
Who's Orson Bean?
Oh, I'm kidding.
He was around some years ago. He acted or something.
Yeah. Is he from Lima?
Jesus shit. It's the emphysema laugh that got me.
I love it.
Wow. What was his big role at?
I don't know.
But you know his
really,
name. That's weird.
Yeah, because I remember him from
what was his big?
Was he on talk shows?
Yeah, that British
He
show.
was on Match Game a few times.
Match Game guy.
Yeah, he was on Match Game, but he was known for something else.
He looks sort of familiar.
Yeah, if you look at an older picture of him. What was he in?
He was in.
I don't know.
Oh, no.
His brother's name is Has. Get it? Get it? Has been.
Maybe you saw him on the Phil Silvers show.
Jesus,
Look,
Sam.
I don't think so. Oh,
that was 1958.
Maybe Ronan Martin's laughing. Check 1968.
Nope.
I don't see that.
Love American Style.
Love American Style. Scroll down.
He's just one of those guys who was on TV.
Yeah, he was always on TV and
Oh, there's Love American Style. There you go.
70s.
1970.
1970. Go up a little more, and then we'll see if I could swear
He was on The Fall Guy.
Yeah.
Oh, who was in that? Was that Steve Majors? Or Lee Majors?
Lee Majors.
Steve Majors.
Yes.
Oh, he had a recurring role on Facts of Life.
Oh,
no. What did he played fucking one of one of Blair's cousin Jerry's fucking orthopedic shoes.
Can I tell you something?
The answer is that he's just always worked.
He's always worked
From
forever.
Phil Silvers, which was 1958, we're up to the 2000s,
and he's still working.
Who was he on the Facts of Life?
I don't know. Do you know?
No, I'm thinking he was
sure?
Miss Garrett's frequent rapist. There was a whole block of episodes.
He was constantly, you barely saw him because he was in the background, but he would hold Jerry's little drool bucket. She would drool into it. Get it?
I do.
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
Our interns don't know any of these shows.
No.
The Facts of Life?
I wouldn't think
not
so.
even that.
Let's
They
get the
wouldn't
girls
even
in
know
and
that.
ask them.
They wouldn't even know that.
Facts of Life was 87.
You take the good, you take the
Hold
bad.
on. Let's do this real fast. A list of shows, and let's see if they know them.
MASH, they'll know. Because MASH is on in reruns.
Facts of Life, we got to go with. Get the two lovely ladies in. Hold on, we're not ready for them. They're outside the door.
Oh, yeah?
Wait.
Oh, look how troubled.
I'm not used to that.
Wait, what? They threw
Hold
this
on.
out. It's over.
I got Facts of Life, Wonder Years, Happy Days.
Happy Days.
Oh, God, yeah.
Different strokes.
Different strokes.
All right, hold on.
Try MASH, or you think that's on too much?
MASH is kind of in the vernacular.
Yeah.
Let's try it.
Just even if you've never seen it.
I'm more going for some of these
Little House on the
sitcom
Prairie.
things. Wait, what was the one that E-Rock said?
Different
Strokes.
Yeah. Family
Okay.
Ties.
Yeah, Family Ties
is good.
All right, hold on. We don't have a pen that works around here. Why do these pens break?
What's happening?
No chance.
Growing
Good
Pains.
times.
Oh, wait.
Punky Brewster.
All right, hold on.
Chico and the Man.
Hold on, we got too many. I got
Why don't we just ask them? We don't need to.
I got Facts of. All right, I'm just trying to get a little list.
Yeah.
All right,
Who's the
we'll start
boss?
with these.
All right.
Bring them in.
All right, bring them on in.
Take a seat right here, girls.
Hi, girls. Don't be alarmed that we said don't come in right away.
Yeah.
Had nothing to do with you. you're always welcome here in the Opie and Anthony
We were trying to prepare. We were ill prepared for you.
We don't like being ill prepared before you get in here.
We were talking about television, of course, and I guess Fred Savage.
Wait, let's start with this.
Yes.
What year were you guys born?
94.
I'm filling up.
92.
All right, 92 and 94. Okay. All right, because Fred Savage is 37 today. Do you know who he is? Before we said it on the air?
I've heard the name, but I can't put a show to him.
You know Ben Savage?
Yeah.
Boy Meets World?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Boy Meets World. What about the Wonder Years?
Yes.
I've seen into the mic.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I've seen reruns.
Oh, yeah. What's a rerun? Okay.
Who was Rerun?
Yeah, who was Rerun?
Yes. Do you know a character named Rerun?
No.
It's like the Jeff Goldblum movie game where we just take the word and keep going.
Oh, Jeff Goldblum's game.
You guys don't know who Rerun is?
Rerun from.
Did you ever see What's Happening?
No, I never
So-called
saw
What's
it.
Happening.
With Raj and D?
No.
Oh, man.
How about Good Times?
I never even saw those shows.
No.
Good Times?
Do you know what
I've
Good
seen
Times?
Cheers a bunch of times.
Well, what was Good Times about? Do you even know?
No, I didn't watch it.
Good Times.
Good times.
The song?
You got the song, E-Rock?
Oh, my God.
Good Times?
Can you hear it?
You ever hear this?
Dude, just laughing.
No?
No? Huh? What?
Could you hear
It's
it?
like a song from Hercules.
Do you know, Good Times was on the other day. I was watching it.
Yeah.
And it was an episode where Junior, JJ, was supposed to go to a debutante ball with this fancy, uppity woman. And the parents at the last minute said, no, you can't take her because, he's not the right kind of guy. And then they came over to Evan's house to go get the daughter back and bring her back. And James is there. And it was on TV back then. And he goes, oh, yeah. Sorry, our boy's not too good, not good enough for your daughter. Oh, Florida, what, you didn't hear? There's niggas living here. Like right there on TV.
Wow.
They used to say niggers on TV.
The show premiered 20 years before Jackie was born. Oh. That may
Maybe why.
unwrap some of the mystery here.
Maybe why.
That's where the mystery comes
20 years
from.
before you were even born.
How great was it when he came in? I would love to get him back in. Fucking John Amos.
He was awesome.
He's an awesome.
He was a great guest.
So if you think about it, right, 20 years, go back 20 years before that. If you use the same formula with me, it would be like somebody telling me they watched the bombing of Pearl Harbor.
What about Happy Days? You guys watch Happy Days?
Happy Days.
Yeah, that's too big.
How about MASH?
Yeah. Oh, it's my dad's favorite show.
Okay.
Oh, your
Loves
dad's
MASH.
favorite show.
Oh, yeah.
You ever hear
Your
of it, Sydney?
dad's favorite
I've heard
show.
of it. But
How old is your dad?
51.
How old's your dad?
He was born in 52. I don't know how old he is. I don't
So
know.
he's-
Wow, born at 52.
61, I guess.
Yeah, something like that.
Ba, 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 bang, bang. It's like the 50s.
What about Family Ties?
No, I used to watch Honeymooners,
Wow.
but that's like way older. So
But yeah, the
that's-
Honeymooners is weird. That's every generation knows the
That's
Honeymooners.
always on TV.
Nobody doesn't know the Honeymooners.
Right.
Um,
Different strokes.
wait. You said what was the show you
No
said?
to Family Ties.
No to Family Ties.
No?
Family Matters.
Alex P. Keaton?
Family Matters.
Family Matters.
No
but-
Alex P. Keaton, a little Urkel, though.
Little Urkel,
Yeah.
she knows. She remembers a little Urkel. Wow. What about the Tony Danza extravaganza?
Is that like Who's
Taxi.
Boss? Or-
Taxi.
Oh, Taxi.
Do you remember Taxi?
No.
Do you know what it's about?
I'm guessing a taxi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you never saw one episode?
The Talking Taxi.
That's a great show.
I think it was one of the. I think it might be the
Great
funniest
show.
sitcom ever.
It's hilarious.
After the
That was a
Honeymooners.
movie, honestly.
Taxi Driver.
Well, it was a
No,
movie.
no,
Taxi
she was thinking-
was the one with
Jimmy Fallon.
Queen Latifah and Jimmy Fallon.
I don't think she was thinking of Taxi Driver.
When you say Taxi, and
We're kind of happy that you know Taxi Driver, but no, it's Taxi.
Taxi.
Jimmy Fallon.
my God.
That movie did well for those two, huh, Sam?
I didn't see it. I just know that it's a movie.
Nobody saw it.
Adam 12?
No.
Emergency?
What?
Nope.
Chips?
What's that?
Baywatch.
The
Oh,
Rookies?
No.
Columbo?
What?
No.
No.
McMillan and Wife?
Jesus.
I've heard of that one.
Rockford $6 Million Man. Jesus.
Wouldn't it be funny if they were both big Rockford Files fans, though?
McMillan and Wife's last episode was in 1977.
Wow.
And a few years later, it was McMillan's last episode.
By the way, I heard the brutal break we did on that.
Did you?
Dude, we did a brutal fucking break on McMillan and wife.
Yes, McMillan and beard.
Yeah, broth again, McMillan.
See the guy there? Yeah. That's Rock Hudson. It was a big actor back in the 60s and whatnot, and a sex symbol. Believe it or not, and
mustache like that.
and yeah, with that big '70s porno mustache, and lo and behold, who knew? Gay, totally gay. Died
85
in 1985 of
during the epidemic,
the AIDS.
He was the first major guy to die of AIDS.
Yeah.
And people couldn't believe Rock Hudson was gay. And Rock Hudson is responsible for a lot of awareness about AIDS, because once he died, people were like, oh my God, this is a real thing.
Yeah, they were like
he was
freaking
a sex
out.
symbol for women.
And he was a sex symbol, and then he disappeared for a while, and then he came out and was like, he was in the public eye that time, and they showed him on camera, and it was like, oh my God, what's wrong with Rock Hudson? Right. Oh my God.
Did he talk about it? I don't remember.
No. He just died from the AIDS.
So he did a show called McMillan and Wife. And years later, we just...
Remember the AIDS jokes? No? He died from a can of bad meat.
Bad meat in a can?
Bad meat in a can?
Yeah.
Can full of bad meat?
Yeah.
Yeah, you never heard that one?
No.
Yeah. They're gonna bury him upside down. So what was that one where gay guys, you'd bury him? So his friends could do something. I don't know.
I don't remember.
I don't know either. It's some kind of joke. But that was McMillan and Wife. McMillan and Wife was part of the ABC Mystery Movie, which was like a rotating show that they'd have. It was ABC Mystery Movie, and then like one week it would be McMillan and Wife. The next week, Columbo. The next week, McCloud.
Was this also back in the 70s?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You actually lost me and Opie on this one, too.
I was a little kid.
You could have said television didn't exist in the 70s, and it would have been just as believable.
What about Seinfeld?
Oh, yeah.
But in reruns, obviously.
I never got into Seinfeld.
What?
I loved that.
So wait, McCloud, what was that one about?
McCloud.
McCloud, yeah.
McCloud was it was kind of a cowboy guy, lawman, kind of a sheriff or something, who came to the big city to
what? You don't know McCloud?
To be a cop.
This is off the air completely.
A cop in the big city
in 1977.
All right,
off the air.
You can find the DVDs.
I know what show.
Why would you?
Why would you?
I know what show you both probably liked a lot. Cannon.
Cannon.
That's always popular with young women.
Yeah. Cannon.
No?
Cannon.
Not so much with Cannon?
A Quinn Martin production.
How about
It was
Quincy?
this big fat detective. Quincy? There it is. Cannon.
I got a brother named after Quinn Martin.
Yeah.
Quinn Martin was so famous.
Years. You see them farther and
This
farther.
one went off the air in 76.
Yeah, it's going back now. It's going back.
How about... You don't know Quincy?
Quincy.
No, I
Jack
didn't know Quincy
Klugman.
before I worked for this
Do you
show.
know The Odd Couple with Jack Klugman?
I've heard of the act. I've never seen it.
Wow.
Sydney?
Really
No.
weird.
Never heard of it?
I don't think so, at least.
You ever heard of The Odd
I
Couple?
don't think so. Pull it up.
I don't think so. Pull
I
it
don't
up.
think so.
Oh, boy. Oh, not the movie. The TV show.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Is that what that's
Well, you have to listen to the... Can you guys hear in this?
Oh, yeah. Why wouldn't they know The Odd Couple that went off the air in 1975?
Oh, we're back another
Because
year.
they're reruns, though. I watch shows...
That's true.
that were...
Nobody reruns The Odd Couple.
Yes, they do.
Mary Tyler
Where?
Moore? Mary Tyler Moore's show?
I used to like Mary Tyler.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay, that's about the same ballpark as The Odd
I
Couple.
know this
What
song.
channel is The Odd Couple on?
So you know this song?
What channel
Yeah, I
was
know
it
the
on?
song.
Is it on? Is it? You're saying it's
Oh,
rerun now?
I don't know, but it was
I don't
Nick
know.
at Night, or Nickelodeon, or whatever
I
that
haven't
channel.
seen it recently,
Night
but
doesn't even do
it's
that
somewhere.
anymore.
Nick at Night
it's like
does
on Me
Friends
TV
now.
or something.
Yeah, Nick and Night does Saved by the Bell and Friends. And
Yeah,
It's all on
Yeah.
TV
All
Land,
that.
buried.
TV Land and Me TV plays it too.
TV Land.
they probably have all the
Yeah.
They do. Well, you can get everything on DVD now, too. So
You ever hear
obviously-
Mr. Ed?
I've heard of it. That's
Mr. Ed was a talking horse.
Yeah.
Hold on, I got an idea though. We should give them a little assignment that they have to watch one of these shows and come back with a report.
With a report, a book report on
because
a TV show?
they'll probably have a weird fucking take on it.
Right.
What show, though?
That's great homework.
What show? We got to pick
Deep
one.
Throat.
Something they can obviously get.
What show? Could it be
like,
something
on-
as ridiculous as McCloud, or do we go with...
I really like the movie
one?
mystery. McCloud.
Or Columbo, even is
McMillan
a
and
good one.
Wife.
We all know
Columbo.
that. McMillan and
And
Wife.
you can find just one episode that they have to watch, okay?
Oh, yeah. It's on. Do you get Netflix?
Should it be Quincy,
Yeah.
maybe?
Yeah.
Because we talk about Quincy a lot on the show.
Yeah, you guys check
Quincy,
what's
they're
on
gonna. I
Netflix.
guarantee you. I challenge you to only watch one episode of Quincy.
Oh, well.
You're
It is
not
a
going to
good
be
one.
able to turn it off.
Let's
Yeah,
give him
yeah.
a homework assignment for tomorrow.
You're going to find him
Sounds great.
sexy and intriguing.
What show should it be? What show you think?
Sexy.
Quincy isn't on Netflix.
Oh, come on.
It's too popular. They're
Oh,
afraid it'll
it's
crash
too- there it
Netflix.
is.
Crash Netflix.
Look at
Listen
that.
to the music. Tell me this doesn't want to get you young gals out there on the dance floor.
It's very Charlie's Angels sounding music.
Yes,
by the way.
it is.
It's
Good
very
call.
Charlie's
Is it
Angels.
They don't know that show
Probably
either.
same guy. What's that?
What's
They don't know
yeah,
that
they
show
Charlie's
Who doesn't know
Angels.
Charlie's Angels?
Well, you know
No,
from the
because
movie.
the movie.
The movie.
Drew
Yeah, I started
Barrymore.
as a TV
Yeah.
show.
Oh, you
Oh,
don't.
okay.
This is supposed to be a movie starring
Nate,
Johnny
hold on.
Depp as Quincy.
Name 3 Charlie's Angels.
Blonde, brunette.
But
and
do you know
redhead.
names?
No.
Actresses. Not one? What? Name the actresses.
In the show or the movie?
In general.
Oh, wow.
In the show.
In the show.
I can tell you the movie.
One of them couldn't sit for a while.
Farrah Fawcett? No? Nothing? Do you know who?
I didn't. Yeah, I know who she is. I didn't know she was. I didn't know she was the original.
So weird. All right, what show you want to watch?
Angels. McMillan and Wife is on Netflix.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
All right, we got to give him a show to watch.
That's a little deep.
You think so?
Yeah. I just think that
I
Quincy
don't
is
know.
so good because
Quincy
he's
is
such a
good.
smart dresser. And he's always, there's such action. Quincy's always
Quincy's
involved in
good.
such action.
Quincy should be it, right?
You think
Yeah.
it's Quincy? Okay.
Oh my God! Who
Yeah.
turns off Quincy? I
Sam,
challenge
yeah.
you.
Sam, just
I
give one.
challenge you to only watch one episode, girls.
He looks like he doesn't want us to watch it, though, just by that cover picture.
Yeah.
Like, no, like he's so bored with
Like
himself.
he's bored with himself, right?
He's just-
Quincy.
He's so busy solving crimes.
What's a good episode?
Yeah,
Give us a
read the-
synopsis.
Any episode.
Read the
Read the
synopsis.
I'll
episode.
start from the beginning.
How about
and
the
keep
fucking punk
watching.
rock episode?
That is a good one.
No.
Okay, this one
Yeah.
looks like it could be good. It's
Okay.
called Visitors in Paradise. While enjoying a fishing trip with Danny, Quincy gets pulled into a murder.
And
He gets yelled at for no reason whatsoever.
Quincy gets pulled into a murder investigation involving a case of mistaken identity.
Oh, that's
Now-
good. The mistaken identity fucking shit.
Who's Danny? Is that his chick or is that a guy? Is it D-A-N-I or D-A-N-N-Y?
Watch, we say D-A-N-Y.
Right?
What about
I don't like that he's away
yeah,
from
I
work.
want to
Okay.
Detective Monahan.
That's
Hold on,
one
hold
of
on.
those weird. Yeah.
Read all the episodes and the 2 sides of truth.
How about hit and run at Danny's?
Jesus
You don't know
Christ.
who Danny is.
Well,
That's part of the
Danny.
book report.
Well, I gotta
Jesus.
start from the beginning and watch it from the beginning. I can't
Jump in it. Is
jump
it going to be like a recap?
The hot dog murder.
dog murder.
It has to be the hot dog murder.
Give us the synopsis.
Listen to this. A university student enlists Quincy's help to determine whether a man whose body was recently donated to science actually died of natural causes.
Or of hot dogs.
Or a hot dog.
I don't like it.
No, I want
I
something
need
with
a
Sam.
murder. I need a murder.
Here's good. This one's good. Sullied be thy name. Okay. A prostitute claims a priest known for his anti-pornography campaign died of a heart attack while having sex with her.
That sounds fantastic.
That's
That's
a lot of
That's
I like
good.
that. I like that.
Little edgy.
Mark that one.
Little edgy.
The only thing worse than a murder is the cover-up.
Oh, wow. Sounds just like him, by the way. You'll notice.
Yeah.
When you watch it, you'll be like, oh my God, Jimmy sounded just like
How
that
many
guy.
stars does this have?
It's full of them.
I mean, like, rating.
Quincy, and then there was Detective Monahan.
With special guest star Lee Merriweather. Full of stars. It's star-studded.
And Sam. Where do you get a load of Sam?
Sam.
His Asian helper.
I think they were asking how many
Yeah.
stars on Netflix.
No, they weren't. They were asking about celebrities, stars.
It's 3.5 stars.
That's
Dr. Aston, was it
4.5.
Aston?
4.5 out of 5.
3.5.
Out of what, 70?
3.5 out of 5.
3.5 out of 4.
3.5 out of 5.
That is 70.
Detective Monahan. Where do you see Quincy get his ire up? Wait till he gets his hackles up. Oh,
we could go for one of the really shitty late episodes.
What special guest? Ann Archer. Just horrible fucking guests.
Ann Archer.
Ann Archer.
He might have been famous in '77 though.
Yeah,
we don't know.
Sure.
How about this episode?
Yeah.
It's called Dead and Alive. A woman tries to convince Quincy that her son is still alive, even though all of the current evidence suggests that he was murdered.
Murdered.
Starring Casey Anthony. Wow, yeah, that could be good too.
Damn.
Well, which one do you ladies want to watch?
I'm just going to start from the beginning.
With special guest Richard Basehart.
Yeah, oh yeah. Hold on, OCD Jackie has to start from the very first one, but I get it.
Do you?
I do.
I like that.
What is the first episode?
You can't start with the first
Yeah,
episode.
you can. It's the pilot.
No.
They haven't really gotten their characters down.
Yeah, you got to give it a little time.
Halfway through season 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I love the pilots because it shows what they wanted to do but couldn't figure it out before they actually.
So all right, then Jackie, you can watch too. You can watch the pilot. And then go to and then watch that one episode we assign you. But if you
Lucky
like
girl,
you get 2 episodes.
I think they should watch a black show. I really do.
Yeah? What?
Yeah, like one of those black sitcoms.
Good times?
I don't know.
Because the language is crazy, or All in the Family, something that will shock them because like,
have you
wow,
seen All
this
in the
was
Family?
on TV. You've never seen All in the Family?
No.
It was about a family in Queens, a white family, Archie Bunker and his wife Edith.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know the name of it. But
Yeah.
that lady just died, right?
Jean Stapleton.
Yes,
Yeah,
did.
she
Yes,
just died.
That's the only reason you know.
Yeah, but
No,
but they've seen
Okay.
clips of it. It's when you watch. I guess the shock would be what they could joke about on TV.
That's what I was thinking.
Does it? And then Family Guy makes fun of it, like their theme song, right?
Yes, at the beginning. It's kind of a similar Archie Edith
thing
song. Yeah. I don't know. I like to just have them watch Quincy.
All right,
Yeah, only because you want them to see something cheesy, not something great.
Yeah, that's true.
All in the Family was great, or Good Times was funny.
But they'll be shocked, like, wow, this was on TV.
That's true.
But yeah, let's start with
I think
Quincy.
a bunch of things for the
If
gals.
Quincy works, then we'll continue the bit with another show.
Yeah.
All right, Sam will pick out the episode that you guys watch.
What was that show with like George Jackson or something?
George Jefferson.
The Jeffersons. on it.
Jefferson. That's a spin-off of All in the Family.
The Jacksons.
Yeah, my pal Sherman.
Yes, that's true.
Well, he's no longer with
I
them.
know he's not.
So they finally bury him. They needed $100. They couldn't find the $100 for the guy.
Man, that's brutal.
That's really sad.
Did I ever play you the last message he left me?
Oh my God.
I might have that.
Ooh, let's hear it.
I don't know if I have it on my phone.
He'd come around every once in a while.
No, I don't have it.
He used to hang out in the lobby of NEW downstairs.
Yeah, I used
I don't
to
know
go
what
down
that
there a
was
few
about.
times.
I don't know where he was going.
What?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We saw him a lot. All right, we should break. They're going to watch Quincy.
Yeah, we're gonna go take a whiz.
Yeah, I got a tinkle.
You'll have a full report tomorrow, ladies.
Nice.
Definitely.
Right, and take notes.
Definitely.
Take it
Oh,
seriously.
take notes during the show.
Yeah,
You'll love it, by
please.
the way. It's
Do we pick an
fantastic.
episode?
I gotta get.
We'll pick
the
it.
hot dog murder and the
Yeah, we'll
bully
pick
one
an
with the
episode.
prostitute.
You got to see the pilot
I want the
too.
prostitute and the priest. That seems insane.
All right, we'll do that one. Brad Thor is up next, a fine author, and he was here about a year ago. I can't believe it. He was great on our show. His new book's called Hidden Order in bookstores today and on iBooks. Brad Thor on Twitter as we go to break.
On an all-new Jimsy ME, Jimsy investigates the mysteries surrounding the death of the King of Pop.
There's no way he could have injected himself with a morphine drip. He was too sick, Sam.
Jimsy soon realizes that there is more to this case than meets the eye.
Detective Monahan should investigate all the insurance policies taken out by Latoya and the other androgynous things that were his brothers/sisters.
Could an old friend hold the key to unlock this case?
There was a girl, Abigail. Michael would borrow her underpants. She was in great danger. Debbie Rowe told me while she was shoving cheeseburgers into her face.
A sensitive, somber Jimsy puts his reputation on the line.
That thin-nosed, fake-chinned, mixed-up racially creep was murdered.
Find out the truth on an all-new Jimsy M.E. Tonight at 8.
I have to go get stitches because I lost a card game, and Detective Monahan put his wiener in my backside.
This is the Opie and Anthony Show. Sirius XM. The Opie and Anthony Show. Continues.
I'm very happy for the return of Brad Thor.
Yeah.
Is that your real name? Did we go over that last time?
Yeah, it's the real name.
It really is.
I'm actually a junior. My dad's a no longer active Marine, and he's great Brad Senior.
Great Santini.
Yeah. Was he a rough father?
No, he was a great guy. But
he
my brother
disciplined
and
the
I
hell out
are
of you?
smart asses. So yeah.
Yeah,
what was the worst thing he ever did to you?
Rules of the house.
You know what I got to tell you? Let me tell you the best thing he ever did, and I was really surprised. I took the family car without permission one night, and but here's what a loser I was. It was parked next to a column in an underground garage. I didn't even get it out of the space without dragging the car down the side of the column. I thought my dad was going to break my arms, break my legs. I stayed up all night, panicked. What am I going to do? And I just said, first thing in the morning, I'm going to own up the way my Marine Corps father told me, and I'm going to admit it. And he looked at me and he said, "You've been up all night worried about this, haven't you?" And I said, "Yeah, Dad, I have." And I was 16, and he said, "There's absolutely nothing I could do to punish you that would be worse than what you went through last night. Don't ever do it again."
Ooh, wow.
Unbelievable. Then he went out to look at the damage on the car.
That's like, oh, wait a minute.
String of what's the line from Christmas Story? It was he wove a tapestry of obscenities that's still hanging over Lake Michigan to this day.
But then he started playing basketball at night, and your mom said that's his way of saying he's sorry, and he's going to have to practice to beat you.
My brother does that. When we go out for coffee, my brother will throw, can I have the sugar? And my brother will go, who's my favorite daughter? And he throws packets of sugar across the table. There's the whole great Santini thing. You're going to cry? Here's your sugar. You're going to cry?
Come on, sports fans. My favorite is the fucking honey jars dropping, the thick sound of red dropping Tumor's honey jars. Remember that?
I remember that.
Big laughs.
Fuck yeah.
Big laughs.
Big laughs for everyone.
Big laughs.
Well, this guy has another #1 freaking New York Times bestseller.
Yep.
Right? It's on its way already?
I hope so. Hidden Order comes out today.
Right, but it's going to be on the list immediately. The last one was a #1 New York Times bestseller.
Man.
And this one's called what? Hidden Order?
Hidden Order.
A thriller.
A thriller.
Uh-oh.
So there's no confusion. It's right on the cover there.
And all the books
So
are with
there's
the
no
same
confusion.
character? This is the kind of like the...
Yeah, you can read the books in any order. You don't need to read them, from the first one. So, yeah, it has the same character. My guy is a Navy SEAL that in an earlier book got recruited to the White House and to help bolster the Secret Service's counterterrorism expertise. And they realized this guy is not happy playing defense. He wants to be an offense. And so it's this thing the president sets him loose. But then we had an election. I like to keep up with the times in my books. And the new president said, you know what? People are going to open their hand. They're going to unclench their fist. Don't need this guy anymore. So he actually got cut loose. And I have a private group that's picked him up that kind of mirrors a real private group that the Defense Department's been using.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I'm off their Christmas list again.
Does he go rogue?
Yeah.
Look out, he goes rogue.
Goes one man.
Yeah.
Listen to anyone.
In a world. In a world.
So he's still, he's working for a kind of security firm that the government uses. And what does he kind of do his own thing?
He does
goes off the grid a little bit and takes care of business.
He does a little bit in this one. I've got when 9/11 happened, my wife and I got stranded on the East Coast, and we were going to go. When I was in college, I attended bar a couple of summers on an island in Greece, which was a freaking awesome.
Wow, that sounds
job.
like the best job you could ever have.
It's called Paros. Paros. It's in the center of the Kyklades Islands in Greece, and the tour boats would come in, and nobody stayed for longer than 48 hours. I'd hear that horn. I was like, all right, here we go.
Wow,
48 hours shift
what
change.
A gig.
Shift change. I mean, that was great to be a single guy tending bar. in Greece. That was awesome.
Did you hook up with any girls?
God damn it, Jimmy.
The Greek islands are amazing.
One or two.
They're amazing.
Yeah, no, it was.
You ever been to Santorini?
Yeah, that's gorgeous.
Isn't that amazing?
That's gorgeous. And it was cheap. That was before the euro with the drachma.
Right.
And it was a great, if you were, a young kid with a backpack and stuff like that, that was fantastic.
The whole city or whatever, I guess it's not really a city, just built right into the fucking
on the cliff
mountain.
face there, yeah. Yep.
They just dug holes into the rock, and a lot of these people just lived like that.
It's unreal.
That was their houses.
That's old school.
That's old caves.
Right.
Yeah, we call it caves.
Really
That's old school.
But the view you had, and I'm sure you stayed pretty cool.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm sure it was fantastic for them.
No back door, but
that's an expensive island though. Out of all of them, that one and Mykonos are the expensive ones.
Mykonos is nice,
and that's
too.
why everybody loves those islands.
Fucking pelicans walk around in Mykonos. As you're trying to eat.
What you call it? Yeah, they go. They're always trying to steal stuff off the cafe tables and stuff like that.
I hate fucking pelicans to this day. I thought they were cool until I was trying to eat lunch.
Pelican.
I was trying to eat lunch, and they tried grabbing your food.
I got a picture. I used to have a picture of me with one, and I wasn't comfortable because I was afraid the thing was going to peck my eyes out.
Probably
I was
wanted
standing
to,
next to it.
Right.
Yeah.
Bastards.
So wait a minute. Look at the picture on the back of his book. Brad Thor.
Oh yeah. That's
look at
cool.
me.
Leather jacket.
Is that your casual look, Brad?
That's my casual look. Yeah, that's actually that's just getting ready to go to bed there with the leather jacket on. Got the Glock tucked in the waistband in the back. You can't see that there.
Yeah, we were talking about that before you went on the air. A little bit about your lifestyle.
Yep.
You're a go bag guy. You like being prepared.
What is a go bag?
Go bag. So it's called a bug out bag, go bag. If it hits the fan, let's say you've got another 9/11 here. This thing is under your desk. It's ready to go. It's going to be the things you need to hold you for 72 hours or get you home, whatever the case may be. It's called "Don't Expect the Government to Save Your Ass" bag.
Yeah,
okay. That's what
everything
that is.
Everything you need for a couple of days.
So what's in it? Obviously a pistol, water.
That's on you.
Yeah, what's in?
And then
pretzels. What's in? A hat.
Yeah, but you know what? Some of
Two
that
novels.
Stuff,
Yeah. What's your luxury item in your go bag?
Toothbrush.
Toothbrush.
I know that
a lot of
sounds
people
stupid.
forget that.
A lot of people forget that. But think about it. I was here when the blackout happened, and the lights went out, and everybody's filling up the lobby, and I'm like, all right, suckers. And I broke into the maid's cabinet. I got every wastebasket I could because I knew it was a gravity-fed tank on top of the roof, and the water was going to be gone soon. So guess who was still flushing his toilet 3 days later? The guy that stole garbage cans. And all these suckers were in the lobby. And then these chuckleheads figured, well, we can't go back up to our room because the lights are out. The key cards won't work. It's battery powered on the door locks. It was amazing how, and so everybody stood around expecting somebody to do something for them. So I filled the bathtub with water and all that kind of stuff. And
people expect like, well, we're supposed to be taken care of.
But that's the pussification of the American male, isn't it?
Yes.
I mean, we've all been told. I mean, I know guys that can't hang frickin' pictures anymore. They need to call the handyman service to come in and do it for their wives.
It is amazing. Everyone will sit, and we've seen these small little microcosms of disasters that happen in various cities across the country. Could you imagine a nationwide or a global disaster that would really bring the people to their knees where all right, for now we're screwed, but we know there's somebody, in another state, and soon they'll come and help, where no help is coming.
Look at Katrina. Look at Sandy. Yeah. I mean, those are things where they knew the hurricanes were coming.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine if something happened. So my thing is...
And people are cool for the first, 3 days maybe, tops?
I don't even think it was that long.
I think we're at the point
by the third day, it's getting a little rough
courteous
out there.
for maybe a day, and then, because when that gasoline started running out,
people had to get online.
Not very courteous on lines anymore.
But how many days was that? 2 days in?
Well, the British intelligence service says that people are 4 meals away from anarchy. You miss 4 meals, and then that's how they describe it in Great Britain.
Right?
4 meals.
That's about right.
Well, the average grocery store has enough. Nobody stockpiles stuff at grocery stores anymore. They're getting 16 to 27 deliveries a day. So as you grab that last Wonder Bread, there's a truck in the back bringing the new stuff. But they can't keep those store shelves stocked if the trucks aren't moving. So and I'm a father. So I'm a father, and I'm also a man. I want to take care of the people around me, my family. My kids don't care if we've got an idiot running FEMA. If they're hungry, guess who they look to? They're not going to look at whoever that guy is and say, why isn't he getting those yummy MREs here fast enough?
You got to know, I think every guy needs basic knowledge of how to survive without a house to go around you in the woods, away. You know how to light a fire, know how to find wood, know how to build a shelter. I
think that's BS. I think manscaping is more important. I think the pomade, I think all that stuff is more important.
Yeah.
And that's where we are as a society. We wonder why we're collapsing.
Know how to change a goddamn tire. Like, there's certain things I think every guy should know that as we go on, less
how to
and
adjust
less
for
guys are
windage
doing
and
that.
elevation.
That
I think that stuff's
too,
important.
right?
I think that's important. My kids can do that, And this is the thing. I talk to my SEAL buddies and some of my other guys in the special operations community, and they joke with me all the time. I had a couple of SEALs at my house, and they said, "Well, Thor, what are you going to do if the wheels come off the bus? How are you going to set up to shoot these guys outside?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm going to sit here." And they're like, "No way. You never sit in the window." They're like, "You're going to be back. You're going to lay on your kitchen counter because you got a perfect view out the window." And they're like, "Now we have to mark off the distances." And I'm like, "What are we going to do?" They took Dora the Explorer stickers from my daughter's room, and we now have them at 25 yards. So we have at 50 yards. We have Dora the Explorer stickers on the back of like people's
estimate range.
houses.
Now you can see
aim
it.
for
You know
Dora.
where it
There's
is.
Boots the monkey. I know the guy's 100 yards now.
Man,
how funny is that? Huh?
That's great. Now that's something I realize I got to do.
I'm sure you have plenty of those stickers laying around.
Jimmy. You always need a contingency plan,
That's it.
Got to be prepared.
And you're
what
down
would you
there.
do, Jimmy? Come on now.
Call down and have some of the doormen in my luxury building bring me comfort. I'm the worst. I'm prepared for nothing.
Nothing.
I'm a gentleman. I would joke my way through it.
Jimmy, you're welcome to come out to my house. And
Thank you.
But he's never going to get there alive.
We'll hunker down there.
I would drive out there.
But
Yeah.
everyone
I have my
else
own
would be
car.
driving.
Yeah, that's the problem.
You would
too.
have to walk at that point.
Grab a bike.
You're going to need that's bike will work.
You probably would
Yeah,
have to
have
get
a
bike.
contingency plan.
Yes. But a
steal
car
a
would not
bike.
work if everything hits the fan.
When is the last time?
Does anybody
too
watch Walking
crowded.
Dead? Haven't you seen what the
Right?
highways look like?
Right. Well, and
packed.
especially Manhattan is only a couple ways off this damn
Can't even
island.
get around when
There's
it's...
no fucking way your
Steal
car
a
would
boat.
be something you could use.
Steal a
That's
boat.
it. Steal a boat, is a pretty good
You could take
plan.
out one of these hedge fund managers like that.
Oh, exactly.
Those guys snap them like
What
a
are they gonna
toothpick.
What about a
Got your
whirly
boat.
bird?
If you know how to fly a helicopter.
Steal a whirly bird.
I don't think there's going to be many around.
No.
When's the last time we had a global? I mean, you have to be prepared for it, I guess. I don't have a family, so I don't even think about it. I mean,
But the thing is, it's not always, realistically, it's not a global thing. It could be very localized, and you're still not getting help for a while. We've been lucky that there is still that influx of fuel, albeit it was very slow, and food and water and whatnot, so that it wasn't this all, panicking breakdown of society. But there were some places on the beach that really didn't have water, and we're wondering where their food is coming from.
It changed Laszlo.
Yeah.
He came in here with a shaved head.
Yeah,
Saw the
right.
world completely. Laszlo's a friend of ours that had long hair forever, and after Hurricane
Well, that was
Sandy,
it.
he came in with a
He
shaved
went all
head.
Colonel Kurtz on
He was
everybody.
Colonel Kurtz.
He was a change. He was a changed man after that hurricane because he had a beach house.
But it's a
That's what
small
happens.
area, but you got to realize if something takes out even the Northeast, that is bad. You're in some shit for a while.
Look, Toronto's dealing with flash floods and blackouts today. So
Yeah.
so they got their little issue.
I get goofed on. You get goofed on for that?
You know what? All the time, and you have to think of security. I mean, how many people do you want to know that you're all squared away?
Yeah.
I've got good neighbors, and they're pretty squared away. And then I've got some. How vulgar can we get on this show?
Oh, pretty vulgar.
I got some relatives who are absolute shitbags that think
Can't say that.
They're gonna show
I
up
can't
last
say that.
minute.
Can I say balls?
Oh,
no, I
yes.
can't say that either.
everything but clithood, you can say.
So you got to be careful. Listen, at the end of I got nailed for using the cliche. Bill O'Reilly made fun of me for saying.
Oh, he did at the end of the day?
Yeah, he had a whole lineup of people that said that. I want to be able to take care of my wife, take care of my kids, take care of myself. The last thing I want to be is dependent upon my government to come to my rescue, because it ain't going to happen. I've seen it over and over and over again. Not that I expect anything to happen, but I wear a seatbelt. I don't don't expect to get in an accident, and I got a fire extinguisher. It's a natural extension.
That's what people...
That's the same reason I wear diapers.
Well, where's your go bag now?
It is downstairs in the car.
See?
Yep.
That's not going to help you.
Oh, it will. He'll get there.
You'll get to your car?
Tuck and roll.
Yeah.
I think I can get to
kick
it.
something
You
in.
think you can?
Yeah, I can get out of this building.
Oh, yeah. You're out of here.
What if the elevators don't work?
I'm going down the stairs.
What if they're on fire?
What if they're on fire?
Smoky elevators and stairwells.
We're in big trouble.
Yo, Wallace from The Wire.
Oh, is that who that is? Wallace?
Does he want to come and say hi?
Oh, it is Wallace. He's got a
Jimmy just
a
ran
movie.
out to get a picture of.
Yeah, he's got a movie.
Yo, Wallace!
He's got a movie.
Yo, Wallace! Yo!
So Jim went to get a picture, but not invite him in to get on the show. This would be good.
Yo, Wallace!
All right, here we go. Let's see.
Do you mind?
No, I don't mind.
The Wire is one of our.
Let's have him read from Hidden Order. How about that?
Yeah, there you go.
Good sales for the book.
We just want to say hi.
No, not at all. Not at all.
How you doing, man?
Huge fans of Wallace.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What are you promoting?
Michael B. Jordan.
Fruitvale Station.
Huh?
Fruitvale Station comes out July 26th in theaters. It's about Oscar Grant, the kid up in Oakland. I was shot and killed by the BART Transit Police back in 2009.
It looks crazy.
Okay.
Check it out.
Right on. We will.
It looks very suspenseful.
I couldn't believe you were only in.
It's heavy when it sticks with you after, man.
I'll give him the mic for a second.
For 1 second. Me and Jimmy couldn't believe you were only in one season of The Wire. I mean, Jimmy was talking about it, and I'm like, he was only on the first season of The Wire.
I mean, like, you know when you get that knock on your trailer by David Simon, you know it's something bad. So
no.
He kind of showed up and was like, hey, mate, Mike, we love you. You're going to be fine, though. Everybody loves you. That's the reason why we got to kill you. So they got to let you go. You got to kill the heart of the show sometimes, man. So,
man. How bummed were you? Because it was so unexpected.
I was sad because it was like a family. You know, everybody on the show, you growing up, I was like 15 at the time. So, I was young, not knowing what's going to happen next. But, you just kind of got to take that leap of faith and move on to the next project. So, they killed me off. And then I jumped on the soap for 4 years. And that's kind of where I learned, like, my chops. For 100 pages a day is kind of like that quick pace.
It seems impossible.
Is that how they told you were going to die? They just kind of knock on the trailer and say,
today's
the day?
I mean, each script that you get, you're kind of like just skimming through to make sure you see your name at the end. So
Did I take it?
As soon as I started seeing I was like taking drugs and stuff, I was like, okay, Wallace is going any day now. And then you get that infamous knock on your door, and it's just like, oh, David Simon. Nobody wants to see that guy. So,
man.
Then that was pretty much it.
Oh, that's brutal.
Made an impression, though, sir.
All right.
My manager flew next to you on a plane. My manager, Jonathan, he said he sat next to you on a plane.
Edit the plane thing in.
You talking about Ken?
What's that?
Coming from Ken or?
I don't. It might have been Jonathan. Yeah, he's a really weird guy. But he said he talked to you the whole time, and you were a very nice guy. He makes no impact, so it's not surprising you don't remember. He does not leave.
This is your agent or your manager?
My manager. I actually have a photo
They're
with
getting
him.
nervous out there.
No, they are.
No, we just want to say hi.
I appreciate the love, man.
Come back and do.
It's great.
Come back in other interviews.
We'll hook something up legitimately.
You come back again.
42 West.
Cool, man.
All right, man. I appreciate
Well, you're a
it.
great actor, man. Thank you.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thanks so much.
Squeeze my hand, man.
No worries.
All right, brother. You guys.
Good luck with the movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it comes out, I think, this Friday, you said, right? Fruitvale Station.
26th.
Oh, wow, my way off. Thank you, Brad.
You're welcome. But you know what comes out today?
Yes.
Hidden Order.
Hidden
new Brad
Order.
Thor thriller.
Yes, it does.
A thriller.
Brad Thor's new book.
Thor.
You
Yes.
do one a year, I guess, huh?
I do one a year.
That's about what you want to do.
Yeah, that's the business model with the publisher.
Smart.
So, yeah, well, it's tough. I mean, to get one out a year, it's really hard.
Are they making them into movies yet?
We had a development deal with Warner Brothers. We got a script written, and I'm waiting to see what happens. So that's a good step. But you know what? I'll believe it when I'm sitting in the movie theater watching it.
Yeah.
Hollywood is that should be its own planet out there. Those guys think the world works completely opposite the way it does. They make these absolutely crappy anti-American movies and wonder why people in Manhattan and L.A. are the only ones buying the tickets.
Yeah.
How come we're not selling in Texas? God.
Because you know what? It's the
shit, right?
same. I don't even mind that message if it's delivered in a smart or interesting way, but it's the same trite, boring, predictable sentiment every fucking time. And it gets irritating. It's not delivered in a way that I find interesting. It's like, I get it. We're terrible. Just at least make it an
It
interesting.
doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, this nation is the greatest force for good in the history of the world. I mean, you look at everything. We have made it better by this country's existence. And we're the only truly free country in the world. Everything else is dictatorships, communist regimes, or highly socialized states like Canada, France, England, Germany. So, I mean, we're the last stand. I mean, everybody wants this. We're being told all the time now that, we got to be like the rest of them. No, we don't. The rest of them need to be like us.
Stand that.
We're based on, you know what the smallest minority is in the world? It's the individual. And this is the only country that preserves the rights of the individual. And that's what capitalism does. And I'm tired of this fair share bullshit, 99, 1%. You know what? This country is about the 100%. You get off your ass, you work hard. I mean, I met you on a red eye.
Yeah.
Jim. I mean, we flew on that plane.
right.
You were
Coming
doing
back
a
from
show
LA.
and they were coming back so you could do this show in the morning. So you're working
Working
your butt
hard.
off. I mean, how
Yeah.
many clubs have you been in your life? I mean, that's the story of America. There's no promise. Nobody came here because the Lamp of Liberty was shooting dollar bills at it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
$100 bills. It's here. You come here. You work hard. I was telling you off camera that a guy that's done some work at my house, great guy named Kevin, is a huge fan of the show, and the guy works his ass off.
Yeah, yeah.
And that blows me away. And the guys that work for him, and he's a success story. He's got his own business. He comes and goes as he wants, but he works hard. That's what this country's about. There's no promise of you're going to get
No,
a
there
check.
seems to be. People think there's a guarantee. They think their Bill of Rights. There's actually a right to not be offended. There's a right to housing and food and
education and a job.
But there's not. It's great that it's available. If you work for certain things, you get certain things. But there's too many people thinking, that it's just, and they honestly think it's just the way it is. You're supposed to get it.
I've gotten, and again, I agree with you to a certain degree. I've gotten really irritated with the country, though, because it seems that there's always a group that has to fight to get what they're supposed. You know what I mean? Like with gay marriage is the issue now, and before that it was this, and before that it was that, and it's almost like why do we always? Is there one group that has to fight to get what they're supposed to get? It's starting to bug me a lot that we tell everybody else how to live, and yet we have so many inconsistencies here in the way we.
I think it just goes with the basic gist of the populace and what is accepted and not, and what people like and don't like, and want and don't like.
Well, it's
and
these
as long as
guys,
it doesn't interfere with your
this
rights.
thing in Cairo and Syria and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I heard a great line once, which is you can't bring democracy to a country that has more goats than flush toilets. And I thought that was a pretty good line. I mean, it was rough, but it was pretty good. You know, I look at the whole NSA spying scandal thing in this. So the NSA listening to our phone calls, reading our emails, which I had in my thriller last summer, and I look at this, and somebody raised a great point last week, which is, so let me get this straight. It's an inconvenience for our security, is what we're being told. Hundreds of millions of Americans being inconvenienced to keep us safe. Well, let me ask you something. None of us in this room are going to stop Islamic terrorism, but yet we're being inconvenienced. I got an idea. Before you inconvenience me and listen in on all my stuff and make my life even the slightest bit inconvenient, why don't you inconvenience the population from which these terrorists come? How about that? How about we're all nice, good Americans, but let's inconvenience good Muslims so that they get ticked off at their jihadist cousins, brothers, and sisters and say, stop bombing, because I can't get a visa to get into the United States because you're such an idiot. So if we're going to inconvenience anybody, why doesn't the federal government go and look to inconvenience others rather than its own citizens? Why? I can't change that. I can't change people bombing and blowing themselves up, yet you're going to inconvenience me? Who the heck is the federal government looking out for?
Yeah, I don't like the idea.
That's a great take.
I don't like the idea of all this aid going out there also. Like
the $1 billion a year to Egypt makes me sick.
Egypt, at this point, when you don't even know who the hell's running the show over there shouldn't be any money going over there.
Well, what do we get? I remember in 2011, February 2011, was when President Obama was saying it's time for Mubarak to go. Well, how's that working out for us?
Yeah.
How is that? What do we get in return? I mean, listen, he might have been a bad guy. He was our bad guy. At the end of the day, the president's job is not to promote democracy first in Egypt. It's to look out for our interests. Yeah. And then you cozy up with the Mobros over there. Those guys are bad actors, and this is going to bite us in the butt.
We've been doing that for years, though, and it drives me. It's the same thing. We did it in fucking Vietnam. We did it in Korea. Minding everybody's business and trying to. It's not our. I don't care what Syria does. I don't care how they treat their citizens because it's not my business.
Let them rise up and throw over their own government. I'm not interested in one more American life being lost.
Yep.
Because we helped out in Afghanistan in the 80s, and look what happened. Then people are like, well, you aren't bin Laden. Well, yeah, it's because we were kind of helping, and we had a common enemy in the Soviets.
Yeah, that's it, too. No one wants to look at the context of these relationships we've had over the years. There was a Cold War going on during Vietnam. You could say, why do we go there? Well, at the time, it seemed like the right thing to do to stop the advance of communism, especially with so many allies down there in the South Pacific and whatnot. Yeah, you don't want them getting a real foothold over there. And you look now and it's like, oh, it's terrible. We shouldn't have been there. again, context, all that shit that we did during the 80s and stuff. You got to look at it for what it was.
I don't mind self-interest. I'm fine with it because every country acts in self-interest.
We're hardwired as human beings to act. out of
Absolutely.
self-interest.
What I don't like is the dishonesty in the motives. That drives me nuts. Just say what we're doing. Like, fuck Kuwait. I don't care if Iraq takes over Kuwait. It was Saudi Arabia we were looking out for. Just say that. Like, I don't give a shit about the Kuwaiti people. I don't give a shit about the Iraqis, the Afghanistans. They don't care or like us.
How do we not get a dime? How do we not get a dime back from Iraq to pay for all that stuff? Hey, we liberated you guys. And by the way, as soon as we're done paying off the debt, you can have your oil fields back. Why are we ashamed that no blood for oil? Guess what? There was a lot of blood. How about no blood for nothing?
Yeah, we should have been
why blood for
pumping
nothing?
oil out of there and paying
yeah.
our own way.
Yeah, and guess what? We got $17 trillion in debt, so there's a little interest on the war bill, fellas.
Yeah,
as soon as
yeah.
that debt's gone, then you can have the oil.
Yeah, that
fields
could have
back.
been paid for. Yeah, exactly.
Does Media Matters watch this show? Because I can now see the headlines. Brad Thor wants to take over.
They're all fault. Media Matters. They're just, again, they're like a fucking just a biased special interest group going under the guise of being
bunch of monkeys in house coats sitting in the basement.
Trying
to
act like they're unbiased and they're trying to be fair. That's just sickening.
Yeah. Well, boy, it sure seems grim, doesn't it? When you sit here and chat
does.
like this.
You know what?
Then you go outside and it's nice out.
It's a nice, beautiful day today. You'll
nice
be jumping in a pool.
Birds are tweeting. Yeah, I'll be in the pool. Although I do have a dentist appointment.
But inside, the world's coming to an end here.
Yeah, inside here.
But we've got our go bags and a new book, and we're ready to go.
How does the book
end?
How does the book end?
You know what's funny?
Can I just read the last page on the air for everybody?
You wrote it. The book actually opens up with a quote from Kennedy and closes with a very upbeat, optimistic quote from Reagan, because I wanted to end the book on that note.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep.
And
the quote, what was the quote from Kennedy? Was "Let me wipe this off. Jackie's coming in."
Here, I'll read.
It doesn't end with a quote from Reagan.
No, you're in the epilogue. I'll read the end of the final chapter. Says
Epilogue.
Basically as the
Chapter
president.
73?
Huh?
Chapter 73?
I'm on page.
Oh, you're right.
370.
Epilogue, Cape Cod. Sorry,
Cod.
you're right.
That's where the hero
I
gets the girl.
apologize. Okay.
So 370. But the bottom of 370, if you want to read it, Opie or I will.
No, I'm not
says-
going to do that to you.
So,
That would
no,
be
this
rude.
doesn't give it away, but this is the president, and as he walked him slowly to the door of the Oval Office, he left them with one final thought. And the president said, "A man who occupied this office years ago once said that freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it to our children in the bloodstream. It must be fought for, protected, and handed on for them to do the same. Or one day we'll spend our sunset years telling our children and our children's children what it was once like in the United States when men were free." He then shook their hands and said, "I'm glad to know that you'll both be with me in this fight."
He just read that's the end of the book. So we know it all works out in the end.
You don't know who he's talking to.
You don't exactly.
You have no
That's
idea.
true.
I guarantee a high body count, lots of explosions, bullets.
Who are we talking about as far as bad guys in this?
So with this, so in Hidden Order, my new book, so last summer's book, Blacklist, I was talking about the NSA and how everything's, I wove that in. I do fiction, and I want you to have that great beach read, white knuckle thrill ride, but when you close the book, your heart's not only pumping, but you say, you know what, I'm actually smarter for having read this Brad Thor book. I learned something.
Smarter from reading?
Yep. So how about that? What a
What's that about?
That's nice.
That about?
We're
We're gonna get smarter.
Bumper stickers with that. So with this book, what I wanted to do was 9/11, as I started saying, we got stranded, and I found out about this group more secretive than the NSA, more secretive than the CIA, and some people say more powerful than the U.S. government. And it's their 100-year birthday this year. They've been around for 100 years. They're a total failure. They pretend to be part of the government, and it's the Federal Reserve. They're about as federal as Federal Express. And it's for a thriller writer, just the research I did, this stuff, it's like it was ripped out of a spy novel. These guys purposely tried to mislead the American people. They snuck out way back in the 1900s. They snuck out of Hoboken, New Jersey in the middle of the night on a private train car using fake names, went down to Jekyll Island off the coast of Georgia and cooked up this whole Federal Reserve thing. And it's fascinating because there was all this subterfuge, and it exists to this day. All of us know very little about it, and that's on purpose.
Bill Burr does.
Bill Burr's right about that.
Who
Mel.
knows?
Bill Burr was yapping about the Fed
Illuminati
for quite a while.
We know.
Saying
There's some fascinating things. And
Yeah.
who's behind the Fed? So I said, can I take a beach read, weave these guys in, and give people an absolute edge of their seat ride? And that's what I attempted to do with Hidden Order.
And you're proud of this book,
I'm
huh?
very proud of it. I actually think it's the best thing I've ever written. And I think I'm going to be off the Fed's Christmas
Wish I
card
could
list.
say that.
But I think
How do you write your books? Meaning, do you go somewhere? Do you spend just an hour here, an hour there?
Well, like you, I'm a dad, so I'll get the kids, off to school
Situated
in the
or
morning,
whatever.
and I'll run or work out or something like that. Then I'm at the desk at home, and I sit there, and it's the story of success in any business. It's seat of pants to seat of chair. I'm working hard.
Do you have to be
Working hard.
do you have to be inspired? Because I'm weird when I write. Like I can't just make myself write. But can you? Like I think Stephen King will do that. He'll sit down and go, "I have to write from 9 to 1." Can you do that?
Jack London said you can't wait for inspiration. You have to go after it with a club, and that's true. So yeah. So
do you get frustrated where you just know you're writing a lot of shit or stuff that will never make the book?
You know what's hard for me is I never cheat. Never cheat. I never have any Deus Ex Machina where
does that mean?
something pops up suddenly to solve the problem. I paint my guy into corners all the time, and he's got to get himself out. And I also do my homework. Nothing ticks me off more, and I know it does for you. You see a safety on a Glock or something stupid like that. I do my homework, and that's why I'm so proud that I hear from active Marines, I hear from SEALs, I hear from guys in Delta who say, you know what? This is exactly the kind of stuff we're facing. Your guy does it exactly the way we do it. He's got the right gear. And that for me is a real compliment when the men and women are out there away from the flagpole doing some of this nation's most dangerous business.
Yeah,
Brad Thor's getting it
nothing
right.
Takes you out of the book or movie. In my case, movies mostly. But then when you see something that just is out of context or it's not right, it's not portrayed right. I guess it's a continuity problem or whatnot.
When you write, do you know exactly how it all is gonna?
I don't.
So that's cool. So you will just go with it,
and it's the
go
experience
with the flow.
for me writing it. Is what I hope you're getting reading it, because I don't know what's going to happen next. So I get there, and I know I got to write the next chapter, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, I want a big surprise. I want to be shocked here as a reader. So what's the most shocking thing I can come up with in the next chapter?
Flying saucers.
Flying saucers.
Everybody wakes up with a hat that they can't take off.
How ridiculous. Imagine he turns that into his publisher.
Yeah, they're all wearing fedoras that won't come off.
You guys, next week, you'll see me pushing a garbage can and a broom around here. I'm going to turn that into the next book.
So you got like pleasant surprises because then you surprise yourself sometimes. Like, oh wow, wait, I'm going to go in this direction for a while.
This was a big risk for me when I decided to become a writer because I didn't know, was this going to go anywhere? Was I going to get a contract? So it was a big risk. I took a big chance, and I love my job. I absolutely love it. It's the hardest thing I've ever done because I tell people, you know what? I'll never waste your money and I'll never waste your time. You can make $30, $20, whatever it is to buy a new book, but you can't get that time back that you've given me to read one of my books. So just like the guy I talked about, Kevin, who put the windows in at my house, who listens to your show, you know what? Kevin's working his butt off. He's giving me the best he can.
Right.
Kevin's going to buy one of my books. Why isn't it incumbent upon me?
You can't give him a free book.
I was just going to say, why wouldn't you throw
your
one
windows
to Kevin?
or whatever at
Like
your
he's
house?
doing them for free. Kevin ain't expensive. I didn't
You
take
can't
low
hand him a
bid.
book?
We don't call him low bid Kevin, okay? Kevin's expensive.
How about we give Kevin a book today?
All right,
Yeah, sign
Kevin,
one over to
if you're
Kevin.
listening,
Please.
we're going to sign Norton's book to you today.
I understand you want everyone to
Actually,
work.
it was Opie's idea. We'll sign Opie's book
I understand
to
you want everyone to work hard in this country, but how about you give
know what?
Kevin
You
a
know
little
what?
break?
Everybody
putting
thinks
in your
the author
windows.
gets tons of books. Everybody thinks, you know, I get.
Right.
So the same family members are going to show up to eat my children's food when the apocalypse happens. They're all the ones
They all
lined up
want the
first
free
for free
books.
books. You know, and then alone. And then, you know, while I'm here, hey, can you sign that? And, you know, little Billy needs a leg brace. It's $500.
And
That's always the worst thing, like Johnny Dangerously. You know, grandma needs brand new eyes. It's going to be $60,000. Can you write a check?
And how long does it take to write a book? Not a whole year, right?
No, it depends on the research, and sometimes you'll get those days. My goal is to get 2,500 words written a day. So some days I'll smack.
How many pages is that?
5 single-space pages.
A day.
Monday to Friday. I got kids like you, and I'm trying to be a good dad and a good husband. Some days it comes, some days it doesn't come.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just sit there in front of it and just nothing. You know, I've always found the tangents are good though. Like, and again, I don't write like you do. I write just kind of nonfiction, like little vignette shitty things that have happened to me. But like something will happen where you just start to go off on a tangent, and I'm almost afraid I'm going to be overwhelmed by it. Like, it's just too much, and then I'm like, just go with it. And a lot of times that's more interesting than I was originally going to write. Is where you wind up going off in some weird direction.
There is a certain amount of discipline you've got to have because there's structure in books, but probably the best and worst thing to ever happen to an author is the internet. I can get great research, or I can go to look at a missile on Jane's Defense, and 4 hours later I'm watching midget wrestling from Tijuana, and I'm going, when's the donkey coming on? When's the halftime show?
Good for you,
and it's
Brad.
bad.
Good for you.
It's bad stuff.
You know, you talked about cheating. I like Stephen King mentioned that he did a great. It was in Misery, and there was a great moment where Kathy Bates, you know, that fucking wacko, is so mad at the author because he wrote a book that the girl died in the book, and that's why she kidnaps him. So she's angry. And
Misery Chastain.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then he makes her alive, and she goes, "You cheated." Because the analogy that Psycho used was that she hated when TV shows when a car goes off the cliff and oh my God, it's the cliffhanger, the star is dead. But then the next week they show him rolling out of the car before it goes off the cliff. But you're no, that's not what happened. You're cheating because in that last week he went off the cliff.
Well, you're really sympathizing with her, aren't you?
I really am. I relate to her relationship with celebrities.
It's why I saw the movie Olympus Has Fallen, and I like Gerard Butler and everything, and I saw that movie, and there were so many inconsistencies and cheats in there. The action was great, but this guy's off the president's Secret Service detail for 18 months, yet all his passcodes still work at the White House. It's like, dude, you haven't even hit Pennsylvania Avenue, and all that stuff's gone, you know? And then when the terrorists come in an airplane, they've got a machine gun thing up on the top of the White House that shoots at the airplane, and that doesn't work, and then the whole thing, the White House gets taken over, but somehow later when the Navy SEALs show up, oh, wait, we have this missile system up on the roof, and the terrorists can use that to shoot the SEAL helicopters out of
But they didn't use it earlier.
Yeah, exactly.
They fixed it.
Yeah, what if it wasn't running?
They fixed it.
Sequester wasn't available. Wasn't available until after 7 p.m. on a Friday.
Come up with the funding, that's all. Don't worry about
Well,
it.
I hope your book has realistic bad guys like that last Mission Impossible. Because the Russians and the launch codes I thought was extremely topical for 2012. That was good.
It's very most of the book is set in Boston, which was fun for me to research and do. So
we lived in Boston. I love Boston.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite places.
And I was just the other day saying I need to read a book this summer. Guess what? You came in perfect timing.
You're on the
I'm
beach.
going to watch. I'm going to read it in order.
You're sitting there. You're reading a book.
I need to read and get off that fucking Twitter.
Yeah.
I'm going to start reading again. I used to read a book every 2 weeks. Easy.
It's tough.
I was good for 25 books a year.
Wow.
I was.
Wow.
And not anymore.
Well, you know, I'll tell you something. Since you've got kids, one of the things I grew up hearing is if you read to your kids, they're going to become great readers. Read in that book Freakonomics. It's got the apple with the slice out of it and looks like an orange inside. That's the cover on Freakonomics. And these guys studied it, and they said, you know what's a greater determinant of whether or not your children will be readers as they grow up? If they see you reading. That's more important than reading to them every night before they go to bed. That's a great thing to do. It's great bonding with your kids, but your kids will emulate that behavior if they see you with a book and reading.
We watch Team Sumi together.
See?
With the troublemakers.
Does Swank count?
Right.
Yeah.
Just cracking open a old copy of Swank.
With the staples in the middle. That's not gonna.
I got to turn off the cartoons.
Yeah, maybe you got to read.
I get very excited when On Demand has a new Team Umizoomi to watch.
Oh, God. What happened?
I get lazy. It's fun. Although I hate Caillou. Ugh.
What happened?
Did you go through a Caillou stage with your kids? How old are your kids?
My kids are 8 and 10.
So you went through a Caillou stage.
We were particular. I don't even know if that stuff was out then when my kids were out. We were trying to find stuff that we liked that was okay for them to watch. The networks. You know, it's funny now. I'm still particular about what I expose my kids to, and the only network that doesn't have bad commercials is Food Network.
Really?
What do you mean bad commercials?
Commercials that I think don't put things.
You're
there
more
that I
bothered
don't
by
wanna,
commercials?
Some of the commercials just put stuff out there in scenarios that I don't necessarily see my kids seeing right now.
Things like that.
Like what? What
Viagra?
commercials? This is fascinating.
Well, I don't. I'm trying to think of some of the bad ones since we don't watch a ton of commercial TV. I mean,
this ones with sexual content or
yeah, that kind of stuff. Yeah, and there's just we're trying to keep our kids innocent for as long as we can. We're not going to raise a couple of hayseeds, that don't know how the rest of the world works. But I want it to be on our time as we think they're ready. And there's always teases for the news. And we live in Chicago. Oh my The violence
Yikes.
in Chicago is terrible. I don't want my kids freaking out. I mean, they're smart. You know, my kids know what to do. If a bad guy shows up and tries to grab them, you know, you're supposed to yell. And if that doesn't work, you tell them your father is going to find him and is going to kill him. And your father doesn't care if he goes to jail. Your father will kill the bad guys. You make sure they know that. Say, you know, go for the neighbor's kids. Their dad's a wimp. Yeah, that's what my kids have been taught.
Go for the
Their daughter's prettier than I am, sir. I agree.
What do you think of
guarantee it.
Chicago and all the violence up there?
You know what? I think it's
and it's on the news every night, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Listen, we had 4 guardian angels get knifed outside our back door of our building in Chicago. We had a district attorney, we call them state's attorneys there. This guy, 6 o'clock on a Thursday, went down to the beach. He was off work. He was going to the beach. I don't know if he was going fishing, whatever. There were 2 gay men there that were being hassled by a couple of thugs. He tried to step in and say, hey, leave these guys alone. These 2 thugs took beer bottles, smashed them, and sliced this state's attorney to ribbons. 26-year-old kid. No, he survived. But this is the kind of stuff that's happening every day. No, this is downtown Chicago where I live.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's your building you live in?
Well, it was the beach where the state's
No, I know, but the other incident outside the building.
Where the 4 guardian angel guys got slashed? Yeah, that was right outside our back door.
How about you move?
Well, we're looking at Tennessee. We're looking at Texas. We're looking at a bunch of different places.
I think the books are doing well.
Chicago's just insane at this point. The body count that comes out of there every weekend.
It's more dangerous than Iraq and Afghanistan.
Yeah.
It absolutely is. Well, and you know, I said I was going to wait for the last election and see what my fellow citizens in Illinois decided to do, because we have the worst bond ratings in the country in Illinois, worse than California. We just found out last week that the government been lying again about how poorly funded the pensions are by 65%. It's the Titanic.
Honest mistake.
Yeah, you carry the one.
Yeah.
Whoops. Oh gosh, just like Geithner. And I didn't do my taxes, but I'd love to run the Treasury. So they voted in the same idiots that are causing the problems, and my wife and I said, and she got very sick at the beginning of the year, so we were going to move this year, and she spent a lot of the beginning of the year in the hospital. Unfortunately, she's better now, but so we committed to 1 more year of school, and we're getting out of there.
Get out of there.
But let me ask you this: when are the people going to be fed up and do something about this? Because we just continued taking it.
They continued to take it in Detroit too, didn't they? And they look at the way Chicago will be Detroit, and Chicago will be.
And you really think the people could rise up when it's time?
The people don't care.
I know that's
the people don't care. And there was an interesting white paper that came out that said people who live in cities and areas with corrupt government that's been there for a while are less apt to fight to change it. Number 1, because they're used to it. Number 2, they say it's been this way forever. How am I going to change it? If it could have been changed, I tried for a while. I was supporting candidates and working on campaigns, and I finally said it's not worth my family's safety. It's not worth my safety. The great thing about the states and the way that our republic is set up, you can move and money is portable. Jobs are the job. Your job is the hardest thing. I can move, though. I'm fortunate. Can Kevin, my wonderful guy, can Kevin move and start his business someplace else? Yeah, it might be tough. I'd give him a huge recommendation. Can you imagine Brad Thor on the side of his truck?
That would be nice, right? Sponsored by
Brad
Thor. Yeah, that it really is amazing. You have to literally pick up and leave, because the city you live in has deteriorated.
But I will not go quietly into that good night. I can't stand Rahm Emanuel. I can't stand the idiot governor, Quinn, that we have in our state. And I am going to lead this fun thing. I'm talking to a couple of groups in Illinois. I said, let's pick the day. Anybody wants to leave, let's see if we can get all the moving trucks going on the same day. And anybody else who's thinking about moving, let's do a caravan, like Smokey and the Bandit or Cannonball Run.
Yeah.
Let's do to the state line. So the news will have to cover it. Let's get 1,000 cars and let's tie green streamers all over them to represent the money that is going to be leaving Illinois. And let's all drive, even if it's people who aren't going to move but who want to. And let's do something symbolic, and let's take all these cars and cross the state line into Indiana from Illinois and just send a message. These guys, there's no repercussions. They keep getting reelected. They're kicking the can down the road. And Illinois is a great state. Chicago's a beautiful city. Great people there. But they got a bunch of idiots running it. And the stupid voters keep voting the people back in.
They keep voting them back in.
It's like tinkling in the ocean when I go to the polls in that city.
Yeah, you
Doesn't
can't
make any difference. People snicker. You want the Republican ballot?
Yeah.
But do you think there's better...
sucker.
You really think there are better candidates that just aren't getting elected? Or are they all the same shitty people?
No, people don't stand up. Plato was famous for saying that smart men who avoid politics will end up being governed by dumber men. And that's the problem. And Plato said that. And that's what's happening in Illinois. People are convinced that it's so corrupt there that even good people couldn't win. And that's a problem. We came very close in our last governor's election. It was like less than 0.1% to get rid of the chucklehead that's in Springfield now. This guy's just a moron. I can't stand him. And he's ruining our state. He's ruining our state. And what also ticks me off, there are good people. You may not agree with the pensions and the size of the deals. Then let's work on getting the new people different deals. But the people, there are some crooked deals that need to be tossed out. But there are people who are retired. There are people who have worked their butts off, cops, firemen, other people who have put salt on our roads so our cars don't get in accidents in the wintertime, who have done that knowing that this is the deal. They've planned their lives, they planned their retirements, sending their kids to college, all this kind of stuff. That's a promise we have made to them. We honor that promise. We need to find a way to honor the promises to those people. I'd love to take it out of a politician's hide and make that.
How about out of Egypt? How about the $1 billion we sent to that shit house we just put back into pensions?
Yeah.
Did you ever run for office?
Money we're wasting.
No, I like doing radio.
Jimmy.
You talk like a
Look at the dog doing that. Don't you wish you could do that? Well, aren't you afraid he'd bite you? It's a great...
You talk like a politician, though. Would you ever run?
You know what? I can't stand politicians. That'd be my platform, that I'd need a shower in my office to have to wipe off all the scum from dealing with politicians on a daily basis. You know, at some point, I think you can't sit back and complain unless you're willing to do something about it. So at this point, I finally, I've been to so many rallies because I've been so ticked off about government and how messed up it is. And I've been to all these rallies and I walk away like, oh, I'm excited. We're going to change things. Yeah. And nobody's told me how to change it. And I finally said, I gave a speech last Saturday, first time ever, about how do we do it? What do we do? And I'm now convinced it happens at the precinct level. It happens at the smallest level of voting that exists in a state. And I think that that's the way to really do it. And that's going to be my new thing. Is I want to turn other people on to here's how we do it. Here's how we take things over. But would I like to run for office at some point? Yeah, I probably would. You can't sit back and complain, and you're not going to corrupt me. I'm going to be the guy that goes in and says, no, I don't want the gold-plated. I got a health care plan. I mean, I got a private thing I pay for my family and everything. I'll go in and take $1. It used to be a matter of honor to go serve, not a career. I got to tell you, I was just at Morning Joe on MSNBC. I had to stand there next to that slime bag, Spitzer. I almost threw up. Yeah. What is with this guy? And it's not only Democrats like Spitzer and Weiner. It's also that Mark Sanford in South Carolina, the governor. These people can do nothing but go to the trough in the power of being a politician. They can't do anything else. They fail, and then they try to come back.
Yeah, they obviously had their issues, like, go, move on, do something else, but they always have to come back to that power base.
Why should we trust you again?
A politician.
Did you confront him while you were on Morning Joe?
I wasn't on with him. He was on before me, and I get a feeling that if I dusted it up with that loser in the green room, I would have gotten bounced.
So?
Yeah, because
I got to be honest. I don't think we should judge them on the fact if they are doing that kind. As long as they're not pedophiles. But I mean, as far as that stuff, I think we as a country put too much emphasis on what people are doing in their private lives.
For me, it's the lying. I don't care if you want to cheat on your wife, because apparently Weiner's wife doesn't care that he was doing that stuff. She stuck with him. Clinton's wife didn't care. She stuck with him. It's not that. The cover-up is always worse than the crime.
And Spitzer was going after everyone else doing exactly what he was doing.
Spitzer's a prick.
Let's not forget about that.
Wasn't he the
attorney here?
Attorney General.
This guy was going after all the Wall Street firms and everything. This guy was a law enforcement officer, for lack of a better word. This guy was out prosecuting people for he was breaking
pretty
the
much
law.
doing what he was doing.
Yeah, you can't.
And he was going after radio guys for plug-all and payroll.
That's that whole mentality, though. Politicians, there's a weird power thing with politicians. Like, and they do it. Like, look at what was it? Larry Craig? Was that guy
with the wide stance?
Yeah, like they're all deviants. On some of the older guys might not be, like some of the real old dudes, but they're all pigs on some level. None of them can keep their dick in their pants. It's a lust for power, and I get it. Believe I'm a pig on my level. If I was a governor, it's all I would do.
You'd tweet out your junk and.
But I would, though. You know what I mean? And it's like, now with technology, a lot of them are getting caught, or they're leaving paper trails, whereas they didn't 50 years ago, and everybody kept their mouths shut. Can you imagine if JFK had the fucking press that we have today?
Well, see, that's what I love. Yeah, that there's a certain group in this country that's all against sexual harassment, unless it's committed by a Clinton or a Kennedy, and then it's okay. You know what I mean?
Fine.
Sexual harassment's bad.
Yeah, you don't hear about it.
Different. Well, what was Kissinger's line was, power is the ultimate aphrodisiac.
Yeah.
That's what Kissinger said.
It's got to be hard when you're used to going after and getting what you want. You know what I mean? Like, I don't fault any of those guys for doing, as long as they're not forcing people, or as long as they're not. But again, I know it makes them blackmailable, so I know there's a certain detriment.
But it's interesting because there was an FBI profiler that wanted to find the most likely pool in American society for psychopaths, and he looked at mechanics, he looked at school teachers, gym teachers, he looked at everything, and the closest pool that he said that they would be likeliest to find psychos was politicians. Sure. Because they'll look you in the eye like Ted Bundy, and they'll lie to you, they'll be charming, and they have absolutely no remorse.
Radio hosts came in.
I was going to say,
I saw that list.
Yeah.
I did see the list.
Oh, and
radio hosts and talk show hosts are up
got
there,
a couple
too.
of heads in his
I thought that was the obvious joke, but we actually made the list?
Yeah, they're up there. Yeah. It's a good one. But yeah, politicians, that makes perfect sense. Power-hungry douches.
Yeah. Zero remorse.
Brad Thor.
So do we make it cheerier?
Amazing.
I love it. I love when you come in, Brad. You got to come in more than once a year.
Well, last year...
You ever in New York?
I'm going to start coming more often. I'd love to be on the show. And you guys, last year, it was the first time I'd done the show, and my Twitter following blew up after that. I couldn't believe... And that we were talking about that off air, about how many people, more than anything else, people wanted to know, am I going to be on the Opie and Anthony show this year? They're like, you're going to be on, make sure you get on.
It's Brad Thor on Twitter, right?
Correct, Brad Thor on Twitter.
How many books you got out now?
This is my 13th.
Holy
Jesus.
crap.
Lucky 13, Hidden Order. In bookstores
today.
Today, come on!
Ultimate summer beach read.
Pick it up.
I swear to God, I thought you had a quote from the KKK.
But KKZ, right? I thought so too.
KKTX.
Yeah.
But I looked at it really quick, and I thought America's favorite author says KKK.
Yes.
KKTX, Dallas
I just
station.
saw that really quick.
This book reads good. Imperial Dragon.
It's gooder than good.
That was KKTX. Wow. Okay. Don't want to make that mistake.
Jimmy, got anything?
Yes, I do. July 20th, there are tickets for the Late Show, I think, with myself, Amy, Artie Lang, and Dave Attell for the Sands in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. First show sold out. The second show, August 9th, I am doing that gathering of the Juggalos in Caven Rock, Illinois. www.juggalogathering.com. Fighting for my life.
Is that the makeup where they're like the clowns and everything?
I am doing a set there.
Next time you're surfing
Don't bring any drugs. There'll be a lot of law enforcement at that thing.
I don't doubt it, right?
With the Juggalos?
I don't do drugs, but I'm just hoping to find one hippie girl who doesn't shave her armpits who will urinate on me.
Brad, there's no law enforcement there, I'm being told by E-Rock, who I guess knows about them.
Tonight,
Sure.
myself and Amy Schumer are on the season premiere of the Jeselnik Offensive.
Amy Schumer?
What's that?
Will you be inside Amy Schumer?
I would love to be, but she doesn't. Apparently, she has a thing against Valtrex. But I've been on Amy before, and I'll be on Jeselnik tonight with Amy. We're doing panel together. It was very funny, I think.
Oh, cool. And by the way, that is the name of her show.
Inside Amy Schumer, yes.
So that the audience knows I'm not just being a pervert here.
We were all on there.
Yes.
Well, not all.
Opie. Next season, she's picked up. She's writing right now. She's writing as we speak.
So support Anthony Jeselnik's show because he's treated me well. Not that that's why you should support it, but I would hope that you would.
Get back.
And it's very funny, the panel we did. So
very cool. We'll all be watching tonight. And
I hope so.
In between reading chapters of Brad Thor's new book, Hidden Order.
Cool, man.
I'm bringing this home with me.
A lot of people have told me they've bought it for like their dad or their husband who wasn't a reader, and then I hear from these guys and they say, you turned me on to reading all over again.
Can't put it down.
Yep. No, that's music to an author's ears.
Oh, yeah.
Very nice. Okay.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Yeah, we'll see Brad next time. Come see us, all right, brother?
Yeah.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
We don't know how to end shows.
Is that it? We done? That's it?
I don't know.
Actually,
there was an ending in there somewhere, but we didn't take it, so now it's all weird. Now it's just all weird.
No music to take
no
it?
music, no nothing. We just yawn and go. Stay tuned for the Sam Roberts after show. I guess we'll be talking at length about the 14th annual gathering of the Juggalos again.
Are we broadcasting live from there or what?
Juggalos.
I am not going to the gathering of the Juggalos.
Aren't these the guys
What day is it?
Yeah, Insane Clown Posse.
August 9th. It's a Friday.
I'm not going.
Friday? Oh.
You don't think it sounded cool?
No.
You wouldn't go?
It sounds so
If I didn't have a beach house, Brad Thor, I would be.
No, dude, it's an amazing event. Naked chicks all over the place.
Look, I mean, I don't mean douchey like that. Look, naked chicks, Jim Norton, bands, whatever.
Clown makeup, all good.
I personally wouldn't fit into that.
Why wouldn't you? You're a piece of garbage. You'd be what do you think? You're not white trash.
Garbage.
You're perfect for that place.
Look at this.
Look at these guys.
Have you been working out? You running? Thank you. I'm sorry I didn't say anything. You've lost a lot of weight.
I've been going to the gym, eating better. You know, just
eating better.
Yeah, I just been working out.
Good
thank,
for you.
Thank you,
Good
man.
for you. You look great. Taking care of yourself.
That and he's got an injury.
Yeah,
he's got an injury.
He's got an injury from working out. Look.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, well.
Too much jerking off.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, they
look.
play hacky sack there?
Oh, hell yeah.
I might have to break out the skills.
See,
the Ulster had skills.
I hate that whole.
You don't have to
like,
play hacky
thing.
sack.
I used to be a hacky sack guy.
You could just do it with the naked girls.
Yeah, that would be good.
I got a way that'll help you end the show quick.
What?
You still have to do podcast intros in the commercial.
Oh.
Goodbye.
All right, can I sign? You better watch your step.
Opie and Anthony have left the building. Left the building. After O&A Live with Sam Roberts. Next. This is After Opie and Anthony Live. Here's your host, Sam Roberts.
Good morning. After Opie and Anthony Live, I was just teaching the girls about sound effects. It's very important in radio. You know how to operate with, I need this, Sydney. You guys aren't going to get treated like princesses on the after show. You get enough of that from 6 to 10 a.m. I'm trying to command a show here. 866-WOW1-WOW is the phone number to call today. I got 2 big prizes, which Opie informed me are of equal value. I guess you could. That was really abrupt, Sal. Were you listening?
That just happened on its own.
Well, yeah, it ends. You got to fade it down at some point.
It sounded cool like that.
You like it?
Yeah.
All right, I'll take your word for it. You're the production guy. I guess they're of equal value. That's what Opie says. They're one is a signed Brad Thor book, a book. So we have 3 signed Brad Thor books.
1 hardcover.
I don't even think we have that many listeners. All right, 3 signed Brad Thor books, and Opie insists this is of equal value. A signed Opie Sudoku puzzle.
No.
And I don't know if anybody.
That could be #1 bestseller too.
A Sudoku puzzle? You think so?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, the hardcover is the big prize. And they got
Right.
2 soft covers.
All right, so we got Brad Thor books, we got Sudoku puzzles, we got a whole bunch. What's all the giggling happen over there, ladies? What? What are you laughing at? Sydney, tell me.
We're just mimicking the back of the book.
Well, you're making fun of Mr. Brad Thor now? You girls.
He's so casual and just, I'm going to lean against this wall.
They're making fun of poor Brad Thor. He's trying to take a picture for the back of his book, and he's got like a leather jacket on.
She makes fun of Brad Thor, #1 bestseller, but yeah, she has Mulch Man back home.
Yeah. You got Mulch Man. At least he doesn't try to look all casual. And like,
Listen. Why don't you leave Brad Thor alone, okay? He's just trying to write books about some guy who's a soldier.
He's doing
No grass stains on his
fantastic, it
jeans
seems.
either.
Right, there are no grass stains on his jeans. See, Sal, that counts for my laugh because David didn't have headphones on.
I can say it's okay. I don't.
Sam, you have more 3 listeners that want free shit.
Jesus Christ, everybody wants a book. Bill in Boston.
Hi, Sam. How are you?
Good, Bill. How are you?
I can't tell you how excited I am to hear the audio from you at the gathering. I'm really thrilled.
Bill, I got to tell you, I got so much Juggalo feedback yesterday after the show. I can't spend a whole nother Juggalo. First of all, a whole nother Juggalo show going on today. I can't believe that I forgot to bring up the Insane Clown Posse Jack White collaboration that blew my mind when it came out. Did you know that, Sal? Did you know that they recorded a single in Jack White's studio?
Listen, I love Jack White.
Yeah.
But that's a notch down, man.
You're not impressed.
No, what's the name of the song? I'll look it up.
I think it's like Lick Mine Arch or something like that. It's like an ICP Mozart mashup collaboration. It's very strange. But yeah, I didn't bring that up, but I was getting text messages. If you remember, we brought up a wrestler named Colt Cabana yesterday who's been to a ton of Gathering of the Juggalos. He's the one who shows up and incites the crowd to throw batteries and shit at him. He says that Jim will be treated like a king at the Gathering. I talked to him earlier, and he said Norton will be treated like a king. I have no doubt.
But then they said you and Troy are like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know for sure. That I can't be confirmed on.
You guys might get the poo-poo.
Well, we'll see. What else is going on, Bill?
Well, I'd like to get my hands on one of those Brad Thor books, and I'm going to read it over the summer like he's recommended.
On the beach?
Well, no, I work too much, probably by my pool. But I was wondering
Excuse
maybe
me.
if I can get a nice Sudoku bookmark as well.
You can't get 2 of the prizes, dude.
Or we just give him a soft cover and a Sudoku.
No, I'm just giving him a soft cover because he was greedy.
Yes.
You get the soft cover, Bill.
Thank you very much, guys.
Okay, hold on.
No, you're tough. I like it.
Well, somebody's got to be a disciplinarian around here. Nick Cannon was supposed to be on the show today.
I know.
He was supposed to be stopping by after Opie and Anthony Live. He's been on the show before.
Yeah.
If you remember...
He remembered you.
Yeah, he stopped by a while back, and I just sat there and went over all the bad bits he did on radio with him. And he was the man. He was admitting that they were all hokey. He admitted to having, help from a coach, a talent coach, or whoever it was they hired. He admitted to everything that we made fun of him for. So I mean, I loved him. We was going to come back in today, but apparently he has to sit home and listen to Insane Clown Posse songs. No, I'm kidding. He's got family matters. I think it's because it's one of 2 things. It's either, I guess, Mariah Carey dislocated her shoulder or something like that while she was filming a music video, and Nick Cannon is the director of her music videos now?
Or was that her Vine video?
No, the Vine video is the other thing.
Oh.
She's filming a music video, and she dislocated her shoulder. She was filming a video for her new song with Miguel, who's like the hottest thing in R&B right now.
He's huge, and he came here recently.
He did?
Yeah.
How recently?
Like a few weeks ago.
He must have been a swarm of people. He's like the hottest thing right
Yeah,
now.
the Latin, he's massive.
Everybody loves him. He's crossing over big time. But he's got that beautiful song with Mariah Carey. And I guess they were filming a video for it. And somehow, I don't know what Mariah Carey is doing in these videos, but how do you dislocate a shoulder if you're Mariah Carey in a music video?
I don't know.
How active could you possibly be?
She waves her arms like she just don't care.
Maybe that's what it was. She threw her hands in the air and waved them around like she didn't care. Mariah, you have to care about your body. You have to care when you're doing stuff like that. You'll dislocate a shoulder. So now Nick Cannon's not coming in. It was either that or like last night on every entertainment show, they were just playing and playing and playing Mariah Carey's Instagram video of her walking around her closet in a bikini holding champagne. Like, that's all. They just kept talking about Mariah Carey. I guess she was doing like a fashion show on Instagram video.
Yeah, for her 4th of July party.
And she was just walking around in bikinis and stuff, which I was okay with. But then I realized there's no way. Like, I kind of felt bad for Nick Cannon at that moment because there's no way that I could handle having a wife that's that big of a celebrity. Like, even now, like, I get annoyed when anybody says anything, even remotely negative about my wife. Even if they know me. You know, that's why I don't put a lot of pictures of her out there. That's why I just don't want to open up that Pandora's box of criticism. I don't want her being in the public eye. But if you marry somebody that's already in the public eye, because when you're a celebrity, people feel like they have free will, and they kind of do. I mean, I feel like I have free will to say whatever I want about people who have chosen to make their lives public. The same way I can't complain that much when people have opinions about me. If a whole bunch of people say I suck, and what can I do? I decided to expose myself to this many people.
I agree with both things about you because sometimes you're tough and you give unfair demands.
I'll talk about that in a second. But, like, I would be so pissed off if a bunch, I understand she's Mariah Carey, but think about it from the perspective of it's your wife. If a bunch of entertainment news shows are just playing your wife's Instagram videos of her dancing around her closet like a maniac with a glass of champagne, I'd be like, what are you doing, baby? You got to get off the computer.
But that's how I love Alec Baldwin. He takes you to the streets.
Right. Alec Baldwin will be like,
your shit.
You fuck with me, I'm fucking with you.
And he beats them up.
Yeah, he beats them up. Yeah. Alec Baldwin's the only celebrity that will be like, yeah, post whatever you want about me. If I find you, I'm punching you in the fucking mouth.
Yeah, when you do the photographer right in the bush, he goes, that's for taking the picture of my daughter.
And he will do it, too.
Yeah, he give a fuck.
That's the other thing. Like, he'll threaten to beat you up, and then if you don't believe him, he'll go and do it.
It's awesome.
He doesn't care about assault charges, Alec Baldwin.
Yeah, but it's like, he goes, yeah, get my way.
And I got to respect him, too, because, like, I think Alec's career took a little bit of a dip. Everybody's like, oh, what's Alec doing? Then he got 30 Rock, and now he's like this massive thing. Yeah, he's huge.
He's like Martin Sheen. Everybody still thinks he's the president, and everybody thinks Alec Baldwin's like the boss.
Right. Everybody thinks Alec Baldwin is running GE.
Yeah.
But he hasn't stopped acting like a maniac.
Yeah.
He's still himself. He's still that guy who's cursing at his daughter or whatever.
Yeah.
on the voicemail, except now he's doing it to paparazzi. I love that.
Yeah, then he punches people like, yeah.
I love that he'll go out. Him and Sean Penn and Kanye West are the only ones that are willing to go out and beat up a paparazzo.
Or they take the camera smash and they keep on walking.
They just keep walking. I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's $1,000. I'll buy you a new one. I'm famous. I got it. But Nick Cannon's like America's sweetheart. He's got to be the nice guy all the time. So what can he say? I mean, goddamn, DJ Who Kid came on this show and just said it like it was a common fact. He was like, yeah, Eminem pissed on Mariah Carey. Yeah. We're all like, what? What are you talking about? Roll it. Can you imagine if you're married to a woman and there's somebody who's going out and talking about people pissing on her, and her Instagram videos are getting played on Extra while Mario Lopez is going, I don't know what she's up to. Yeah. Shut up, Slater. What business is of yours? Who are you judging?
Yeah.
Dimples?
Yeah, I would be like, I'm like, honey, again?
Yeah. I'm taking your phone away. I'm taking your cameras away. Your computer privileges are gone.
I would just be besties with Alec and go, what do I do, bro?
And she's like, Nick, let me remind you of something. I'm Mariah Carey. I'm the one in fucking charge of this shit here, okay? All right, whatever you say, Mariah. All right, you want to do another bikini video? Sure.
Like her or not, she's a huge icon. That's a problem.
She is. She's an icon. And so it's like that's what you get for marrying an icon. Like Hopefully,
everybody who graduated high school, our generation, had her song.
Of course.
As that
on the 4th of July, the 90s channel here was doing a thing where they were doing... It was stupid, but it was best British artists and best American artists. Like, I don't think anybody even really remembers that Independence Day is celebrating our freedom from Britain. Nobody, you didn't know that, did you, Roland?
I thought it was just, I had an extra cronut.
Right. Well, technically, are you technically a citizen?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was born in Austin.
But yeah, they were doing a thing where it was the best British songs and the best American songs. And Mariah Carey won. She was the #1 American song in the 90s, according to 90s on 9. Let me go to Richard in L.A. What's up, Richard?
Oh, Sam Roberts, the greatest broadcaster in history. Come on, how you doing?
You're not trying to butter me up, are you?
No, not at all. I'm
good.
serious, man.
Good.
I wouldn't be listening from L.A. this early if I didn't think so.
That's exactly right. I'm your morning drive show.
Hell yeah, man. 2 things. I wanted to say, whenever you guys come out to L.A., I'm the Roland of Los Angeles, so you gotta get in touch with me, and I'll hook you up with all the restaurants.
Oh, yeah? Roland, what do you think of that? What are your restaurant connections like in L.A.?
They're pretty good, because my dad's a chef he was a chef in L.A., so...
So if we get Roland and Richard working together, we're kind of unstoppable here, in terms of food.
Yeah. But there'll be a lot of naps, though.
There will be some naps, yeah. Maybe you nap and Richard takes over.
Yeah, like a tag team.
Right. I gotta take a napski, Richard. What else?
Yeah, but I just was wondering if that Opie Sudoku is still available.
It is, Richard, and I'm gonna send it to you, okay, buddy?
Oh, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it.
All right, hold on. I never see anybody get that excited about Opie's newspaper clippings. He signs them, but it's always odd to me that they're such a hit.
I know.
I mean, it's an admission. Maybe it's an admission of his incredible multitasking skills.
I guess so.
Or maybe it's an admission that when Ant and Jim talk about Trayvon Martin and George Zimmerman, he can tune out a little bit and take a dip into Lake Opie. And just start, filling out those numbers in those boxes and get to his own place. Get back to that beach house in his mind.
The Opsters.
Yeah. Get back to Opster Zone. Let me talk to Sean in Alabama. What's up, Sean?
Hey, Sammy. Hey, it's my 16th year anniversary next week, and the wife loves to read books at the beach.
Oh, my God, 16 years.
Yeah, here's a good one for you, too, though. You'll like this. We've been together since we were 12 years old.
What? So is she the only woman you've ever been with?
Yeah, absolutely.
And you're happy?
Absolutely. Of course. No kids. It's awesome.
Why no kids?
She's a school teacher, and then I travel a lot through work.
How old are you?
40. Just turned 40 this year.
Was there any in-between time, though? You weren't with her since you were 12. You just knew her when you were 12.
No. We went to graduated high school together. I went to college out of state. She stayed here. We still made it through all that. And then got jobs, got married, and the rest is history.
Jesus Christ, it's still happening. I see. I need people like you in my life, Sean, because I sit around here on this show, and I got people looking at me like I'm strange when I tell them, no, I'm not, I don't go home and eat ass every day. What are you doing, Sam? What are you talking about? Why wouldn't you do? I mean, just the dregs of society. And then I get a guy like you on the phone, and it's like, yeah, I'm in love with this woman that I met when I was 12 years old, and we live in a fairy tale land.
Right. Hey, I was going to be traveling up your way in Kentucky next week, and I was wondering if I could stop by and see if your parents were both white.
My parents don't live in Kentucky; they live in New York. But they were.
Okay.
They were. I'm sure you could go to City Hall and find their birth certificates. It's a matter of public record.
I got you.
All right. I'll give you a book. I'll give you a softcover book.
Thank you.
All right, buddy. I'll talk to you later.
Maybe you can pick me up some carrot cake.
No, there's no carrot cake in Kentucky.
Oh, I thought it was at your parents' house.
No. And finally, random. Oh, let me go to Jason in Columbus.
Hey, man, what's going on with you?
What's up, buddy?
Hey, man, just seeing if I could get my hands on that Brad Thor signed copy.
You got it, Jason.
You are the man, Sam.
All right, stay on hold.
He sounds like a man. He gets a hardcover.
Yeah, he gets the hardcover.
Hey, what's up?
Speaking of men, you know men. You need to shave all the time, right? You know what your razor doesn't need? It doesn't need a vibrating handle, a back scratcher. It doesn't need 10 blades. Seriously. Have you noticed the price you're paying for new razor blades?
Too much.
It's how much?
$1,000.
Is that in pesos?
Yes, sir, it is.
And you're doing this every month for the rest of your life. Well, this is your Dollar Shave Club moment, and it's time to join all the After Opie and Anthony Live listeners who've discovered DollarShaveClub.com. Listen, here's what all the buzz is about. It's like found money. All us guys want is a great shave without shelling out $20 month after month. Dollar Shave Club is genius. You'd be crazy not to do this. You send them a couple bucks a month, and they deliver amazing quality razor blades right to your door. You save a fortune, and you always have fresh blades on hand. No more nicking up your face with old blades because you can't afford or forgot to buy new ones. Join the rest of the After Opie and Anthony Live listeners and get a great shave and keep your cash at DollarShaveClub.com, DollarShaveClub.com, DollarShaveClub.com. My, oh my. I don't know if you saw it over the weekend, but I was scrolling through my Twitter, and I'm following JWoww, and did you hear about that?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I'm going through, and JWoww starts tweeting out people's phone numbers. I'm going, what's JWoww doing? And I clicked her profile, and JWoww's picture has turned into a swastika. Yeah. I felt bad for her. Some hacker, I guess, got control of JWoww's Twitter account.
I don't want to speculate.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe she signed up for the Steiner update.
You think it might have been Steiner from Steiner Sports?
Yeah, she like defriended him. He's like, I'm getting you.
He did hack into your Twitter, didn't he?
You gotta be good. I was an asshole for like a month.
Rolling for over a month.
Yeah, 3 months.
Was tweeting out every time Steiner from Steiner Sports, he's been on the show, every time he put out a blog post, Roland would tweet it. And so one day I finally went to him like, Roland, how much ass are you trying to kiss? Why are you tweeting out every time this guy writes a new blog? And Roland goes, I don't know. He did something to my Twitter, and I can't fix it.
Yeah.
So I guess because when he was here...
Yeah, because I was on Twitter. He goes, oh, follow me and do this.
Yeah.
And I'm like savvy, so I go, here, you do it. They're like, oh, this, done.
I'll do a human translation of that.
Yeah.
So Roland is sitting there and he's going, follow me on Twitter. And Roland's like, okay, let me just, and he goes, no, let me show you what I do here.
Yeah.
A couple of clicks, and all of a sudden, Roland is locked into Steiner Sports Blog.
Yeah, and I was tweeting like, hey, great meeting today. Check out this. And my friends are tweeting me, oh, hey, great meeting today. I'm like, wait, oh no.
Yeah, and you didn't fix it.
I can't delete it.
Plus, you were too embarrassed to tell anybody what had happened, so nobody was there to help you. You just kept tweeting out Steiner Sports updates.
And then I clicked on the wrong one and tweeted out like 2 a day.
It's humiliating. Not as bad, though. JWoww, I guess, I don't know who did it, and I don't think they caught anybody, but a swastika ended up as her profile picture, and she posted Snooki, DJ Pauly D, Dina from Jersey Shore, and Perez Hilton's cell phone numbers. I think you need more than a Twitter password to get that.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you think?
Or unless she hooked her Twitter up with Facebook contacts. Is it like, can't you do that? Or
I would, I guess maybe, but why? If you're Perez Hilton or Snooki, I would hope that you're smart enough to not have your cell phone number on your Facebook page.
Have you seen, like, they're probably like me. They go, oh, I'll just do this. Nobody's going to ever take it.
They're not tech-savvy people?
No.
It'll be fine. Why would anybody be interested in me?
Yeah, they'll never get out.
Poor JWoww. I guess that's why, that's what happens, though. Like, we were talking about how difficult it must be for Nick Cannon to watch people just drag his wife through the mud. And they're allowed because she's a celebrity. But the worst is when you become a celebrity for no reason. Like when you're on a reality show. Like a Kardashian or the Jersey Shore people or whatever. Because once you become famous without having, like, a discernible talent, then people are just like, free reign. Mm-hmm. And if people know how to hack your Twitter account and put swastikas up instead of your photo, they'll do it. Yeah, because they're like, no, you got famous for doing nothing, so I get to make your life miserable for my own amusement.
Yeah.
And there's something about it that's like, yeah, okay, I see both sides of the story here. I see his point. I feel bad for her, but I see his point.
The hacker probably goes, she's really not famous.
Right, as if that matters.
Yeah, so I just do it just for LOLs.
She's got fake tits. She must not have feelings.
Yeah.
Trucker Bob in Kansas.
Hey, I just wanted to tell you, you can buy those books almost several different places, but you can only get that Sudoku puzzle from one place.
I guess
you already gave it away too, didn't you?
Yeah, I already gave it away. You really want one that badly?
Well, I would rather have that than a book, but I'd take a book, I guess.
No, so weird. No, I gave everything away. I'll talk to you later, Trucker Bob.
Brother.
Try again next time. But, I mean, you could actually pick up a Sudoku puzzle in literally any newspaper, so they're not quite as rare. They just don't have Opie's penmanship all over them. But, yeah, it was funny. I definitely laughed when it happened. You've never had anything hacked?
Oh, yeah.
You have had, other than the Steiner Sports thing?
Yeah, I had my NBC email hacked before.
NBC email?
Yeah.
That's the worst feeling.
Because they send the bosses saying, nice ass, you look really sexy today.
No way.
Yeah.
Was it somebody who worked with you that was trying to make you look bad?
Somebody who I think got fired in the IT department was hacking sending different emails out to different people.
Oh, wow.
So I had to go up to like the head guy going, hey, it wasn't me.
So they fired some nerd, and then he just hacked into everybody's emails and started making everybody's lives miserable?
Yeah, I sort of knew him because he was always, hey, what's up? And hey, I always had problems with my email.
Yeah, that's hard to believe. You?
Yeah, I know.
Why would they do that, though? Why wouldn't he, if he just got fired, why wouldn't he try to sabotage the boss? Why would he go to just working people and sabotage them? What an asshole.
I thought it was funny. I thought it was pretty hilarious.
You thought it was good. You can put yourself outside of the situation?
Yeah, if I was him, I'd probably do the same thing.
But you would think that he would try to hack the boss's email.
Oh, he did a lot of stuff, but mine got mixed in. It was funny.
What a maniac. What a maniac. I woke up, this is why, because I wanted to retweet the JWoww tweet when I saw it and just write uh-oh under it, just because I thought it was funny, but then I decided not to. I had an attack of conscience, a crisis of conscience, because I woke up one morning and for work, it was like, 4 o'clock in the morning, and I had emails from all my different email accounts saying, hey, congratulations, your password's been changed. I went, what? I've been asleep. How did I change my password? And I had to go in and spend all morning. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. And I had to sit there at the computer changing every single password I have on all my email addresses, on my bank stuff, on my Facebook stuff, on YouTube, on Twitter, on everything. And it was such a pain in the ass.
Do you know where Studio 42 is?
Studio 42? No, I don't know.
I have to go there.
Why?
I have to go there.
Why?
For somebody.
Who?
I can't say.
Well, yeah, just say it.
I can't, sorry.
Where are you going?
I gotta see somebody.
Who are you going to see?
I can't say. Sorry.
I'm going to punish you for this.
All right. Judge Alex.
Oh. He's here?
Yeah, he came in late, so I'm going to see if he comes in tomorrow.
Oh, Anthony's had a Twitter relationship with him.
Yeah.
But yeah, like...
Don't punish me.
Yeah, you're not fine. What's up, buddy?
You remember when E-Rock got his Twitter hacked?
E-Rock, your Twitter got hacked?
What? When?
Remember when you wrote MSNBC Morning Show live at the damage of Oklahoma, repeating that more bad weather could be coming?
Wait. What happened?
Let's hope they don't get out in time.
What? Tell me. What's he talking
We dealt
about?
with this already.
Eric, what's he talking about?
Was that hacked or was that you?
No, that was me.
Oh, you sick fuck, Eric.
Yeah.
Sal just came in here to try to throw you on
a
the
joke from several months ago that's relevant.
Okay, tell me what the joke is.
No, it was the coverage during the Oklahoma tornado.
Okay, so the Oklahoma tornado is going on.
Yeah.
This is the one that crushed the school?
Yeah.
Okay, and what was the tweet that you saw, Sal?
Well, E-Rock wrote, MSNBC Morning Show live at the damage of Oklahoma, repeating that more bad weather could be coming. Let's hope they don't get out in time.
What?
The
He
morning
wrote that.
show, yeah.
The morning show. He didn't want them to leave. He wanted them to die in the tornado.
You followed a natural disaster by praying for more death?
For that morning show, yes.
Why would you write that tweet? Why would you want...
Because when I was watching it, all they were doing was fear-mongering.
Why would you want Joe Scarborough to die in a tornado?
He wasn't there.
You wouldn't want that to happen to Joe Scarborough?
No, he's a decent fella.
So you would want that town to get hit with more tornadoes just so Mishka doesn't make it out alive?
That was the hope at the point.
That's horrible. Number one, you're hoping for Mishka's death. And even though we've had our problems with her, I don't say it's appropriate to wish for her death. And number two, the town has already been ravaged by weather. Do you really think don't you think it's a little selfish just because you have such resentments about Mishka that you hope that the town gets even more tornadoes? Like, yes, it will take out Mishka, but aren't you worried that it will take out more children?
At that point, everything was already devastated.
You're cold, Eric. You're a cold-blooded man.
I'm sorry, but that morning show was pissing me off that day.
And you wanted them to all be dead.
They said more bad weather's coming. Like, they're trying to make people more upset after, something horrific just happened.
Was there more bad weather coming?
I don't think anything else happened after that point.
Do we know for a fact? We don't. You just wanted them to be dead.
That morning show at that time, yes.
Oh, Eric, do you think that was appropriate?
No, I'm not apologizing for how I felt, but then when Sal was pointing that out, I was like, oh, yeah, that could have been misread. So I was like, yeah, I'd best take that down.
Oh, you deleted the tweet?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a screenshot of it, though.
Oh, Jesus Christ. When did he tweet it?
Well, it was at 7:34 a.m. and my Twitter thing says 1 minute ago.
Well, what day was it, though?
Oh, I don't know what day it was. It was,
It was the day after that happened.
Around when? How long ago was that?
Should have a date there, Sal.
I don't.
All right, so Google it or something. How long ago was this tornado? It's not even tornado season anymore.
No.
Why'd you write M.A. tornado? It wasn't in Massachusetts. Are you nuts?
Okay, tornado. It was early June.
Early June? It was a month and a half ago?
Nah, it seems longer than that.
You've been sitting on this for a month and a half? You are psycho.
I am or him?
Sal. I mean, he's just been sitting on this tweet for a month and a half.
No, I tweeted it out that day.
And you were just like, oh, Sam kind of brought up something to do with the internet. I could squeeze this in.
No, I thought Eric was talking about getting his Twitter hacked. I thought someone hacked his Twitter.
I never said a word. Way to interject yourself into a situation.
Did Sal think that your Twitter got hacked?
No.
Or did you tell him, yes, I tweeted that?
I told him. Because he came in thinking this was such a huge ordeal. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
So you just came in to humiliate poor Eric.
You didn't humiliate
him. I was asking if his Twitter got hacked that day.
No, but you knew it didn't. He told you already that it didn't.
Yeah, I was just trying to confirm it again.
You were trying to make a bit out of nothing.
I don't try to make bits out of that.
I think he was going out of his way to try to make you look bad on the air.
And did it work?
No.
I kind of worked. I mean, that's a horrible thing to tweet out.
No.
You don't think it is?
No, I was fine with it.
Then why'd you delete it?
Because the way it was written could have been taken the wrong way. So
it's a bad thing to tweet.
Let's hope they don't get out in time.
And how long ago was that after the hurricane hit?
It was that morning.
Hours.
Yeah.
Hours. That's a terrible thing to tweet out.
Well, they're a terrible morning show.
Oh, come on.
Yeah,
Eric.
they're not that bad, though.
But not that bad that you'd want them to die.
Like when Russell Brand came on and kind of humiliated them and made fun of them. It's the Morning Joe show on MSNBC. And you remember the video. Russell Brand came on, and he kind of made fun of them, and he humiliated Mishka, and he made it seem like their jobs were easy. That, I feel like, is appropriate. To say that I hate this morning show so much that I hope the weather-ravaged town they're in continues to get hit with an onslaught of natural disasters simply so those morning show hosts will die is a horrible, horrible sentiment.
Oh, boo-hoo.
You don't think that's bad? Even when I phrase it like that, you don't think that's a bad thing?
No.
That's pretty ridiculous. I think that's pretty hard.
You know, we were just talking about how you feel like when people are public figures, you can say whatever you want about them. And how Mariah Carey, you can say whatever you want about her. Nick Cannon's going to be pissed off, but at the same time, he's got to realize, like Roland said, Mariah Carey's an icon. If I want to call her nuts, I can call her nuts. I don't think you should be able to say, I hope those news anchors do not make it out of that report. I hope they die.
No, he could say it. There's nothing wrong. He has the freedom to say it, but it's fucked up.
Right. Okay. All right. You're right about that, Sal. He is allowed to say it because free speech is important above all else.
True.
But we can, in turn, make judgments about him as a human being.
That's fucked up, Eric.
Based on his speech. Correct?
Absolutely.
I can sit there and say, quite frankly, I don't think Eric's a good person.
No, Eric's probably one of the nicest people I know. But that...
What are you talking about? He's one of the nicest people you know. I've never heard of one nice person tweeting that I hope the Morning Joe show gets trapped in a hurricane. Also, I'm okay with the fact that a hurricane would be coming to a place that already got hit by a hurricane.
Tornado.
Whatever it is.
Tornado, as Roland says.
Whatever
no,
it is.
Torontos.
The Torontos.
Don't you think that's inappropriate?
No.
All right, well, I'm going to go to somebody in Oklahoma.
Okay.
And we're going to find out. Now, this has nothing to do with the Twitter hacking thing that I brought up a minute ago?
Nothing.
Like Sal just came in here to try to make you look bad, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just asking if we got hacked.
Rick.
Yes.
What's up, buddy?
For once, I got to support E-Rock on this, man. I live in Oklahoma, about 20 minutes from where the tornado hit, and we would take another tornado to get rid of the morning show.
So if you found out that the Morning Joe show was in that town, you'd be okay with some more tornadoes, even if it blew apart your house, as long as it took out the Morning Joe show.
Exactly.
All right.
We're tough here in Oklahoma. We can take it.
You can rebuild your city as long as the Morning Joe show ceases to exist.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
That's a good one.
Thank you for clarifying, Rick. Let me go to John in Georgia. I'm sure John will agree with you.
I gotta disagree with you here.
You do?
Because, just because E-Rock doesn't want him to get out of the town doesn't mean he wants him to die. You might want him to just, experience a little tragedy themselves. If they're reporting on it, they ought to experience a little bit.
Okay, E-Rock, did you want them to experience some of the tragedy, or were you hoping they would die?
I
Be
wanted
honest.
them devastated at that point.
Be honest. Devastated meaning dead?
If that's what happened.
At that point, did you want them dead?
I
At
just
that
wanted
point.
something really bad to happen to them.
Like, for instance, something fatal.
That they didn't make it out in time for the next storm.
Meaning they weren't alive anymore.
Whatever happened.
Oh, God. All right, let me go to Ryan. Let me go to Ryan in Vegas. What's up, Ryan?
Best tweet ever by you.
Are you having second thought? E-Rock, maybe you can retweet yourself now. Maybe you can repost it. Hey, remember a couple months ago when there was a tornado? This is what I thought.
I remember I was on the train, and I got a little bit of signal. I refreshed my Twitter feed, and that came up. My jaw hit the ground. I thought it was the funniest, most ridiculous thing Eric has ever said.
Well, you know, Eric, I've been described as being a little too sensitive in the past, so that's probably me.
No, you're not sensitive at all.
I get a little more emotional than most.
No, you don't. You're dead inside.
But who's that giggling in there?
Jackie.
I hope she doesn't make it out of that room alive. But maybe based on the fan response, you shouldn't take Sal's criticism so literally. I mean, Sal said that was a horrible thing to tweet out, but all these people are on your side.
Well, I didn't step back from that. I didn't say that, or
you deleted it. You deleted
at that
it
point because I thought it maybe the point I was trying to get across may have been taken the wrong way.
But that was because of what Sal said. You were like, "Oh, I didn't think of it from that perspective." On the other end of the spectrum, you got all these people calling up that are saying that is literally the best tweet that anyone's ever tweeted.
Well, because
so I saved it.
You know, shit went down, and there were still kids trapped in that school, and these people are sitting there. Well, more storms might be coming.
You wanted another hurricane, another tornado, I should say. You wanted another tornado to hit that town while kids were still stuck at the school.
Again, that point wasn't thought out. It was that I just wanted that morning show going.
So if the morning show is reporting in front of the school...
No, they weren't at the school.
What you want is for the school with children stuck in it.
Now, see, now you're
to be
just
hit with
making
another
this
tornado.
ridiculous.
Is that right?
No.
Eric, was it a typo?
No, I wrote it.
Well, it obviously wasn't a typo. It wasn't like there was one word that was wrong there. It was just a full statement of evil.
Yes.
Ron in Wyoming, you're on the after show.
Hey, what's up, Sam?
How's it going?
Not too bad. Hey, you know what? I just went to the liquor store, man, and there was one of them jugs there that says, fund for Oklahoma tornadoes. I said, can I put one of them up there, too, from some change for me? I don't know. That's a good idea, ain't it?
No, it's a terrible idea. Terrible phone call. Terrible. Although, E-Rock, you would probably think that's a great idea.
No.
Hey, all these people who got devastated by a tornado are getting so much money. How about sub for me? You ever tweet anything out like that?
No, never.
Are you pissed that Sal decided to go out of his way to try to make you look bad?
No. I wasn't.
You're not?
It was funny.
Why not?
Because he's desperate for attention. He wants to be liked.
Oh, so it's like you more like, at this point, you feel bad for him.
It is what it is. He's going to keep trying, and maybe one of these days it'll strike gold for him, but...
I got to say, once again, we go to the phone calls. Me, personally, I think E-Rock's tweet was out of line, but that's because it pulls at my elongated heartstrings. It's not difficult to get me all choked up. Everybody knows that.
No, you're not.
But, Sal, we went to the phones, and they were kind of on E-Rock's side this time. I got to say, this is a win for E-Rock.
Absolutely.
Don't try the Sam Roberts routine with me.
What are you talking about?
This is.
What are you talking about?
This is a win. You see what he's doing, right?
He's trying to beat anybody on this show that'll like him.
Right. He's like, oh, Sam gets. It seems like he gets a lot of heat. Maybe if I kind of talk like him, I can get by.
I don't know, I'm learning from the best.
Well, true.
No, obviously
I appreciate
You're losing
that.
every time.
Well, he's a slow learner.
Eric, I thought that was the funniest fucking tweet I've ever seen, ever.
Okay, fine, but you should have brought that up a month and a half ago, or
Did you
whenever
save it
was.
because you wanted to make him, hoping it would make him look a little bad at some point? It doesn't make him look good.
It makes him look
evil,
silly.
Really?
Evil. Rotten.
Worse things have not been said on this show by people on this show or social media, any of that stuff. And I'm an asshole for this.
Look, we all know whose Twitter account you're talking about, and that's up to personal opinion, isn't it?
Well,
but
no, I wasn't specifying.
But nobody's ever tweeted, I hope that school gets hit by another tornado because I want Mishka to die.
I never said that.
But that's a paraphrase of what you said.
Now you're putting in the wrong word.
All right, well, maybe I'm out of line then.
Oh, we're out of time. Wow.
And I don't want that to happen. How convenient.
No, seriously, you are.
No, really, it is convenient. I got nothing else to go on.
Gotcha.
All right, listen. Tell Jackie to keep her mouth shut.
Shut up, Jack. Oh, she's laughing at you.
Yeah, no, I don't want her.
Pointing at you.
Yeah, good. We'll see. I'll make her pay. Stay tuned. Ron and Fez are coming up next. Goodbye.
The Opie and Anthony show is now over. For real this time. Check out the O&A show on Facebook at facebook.com/Opie and Anthony. And catch Opie and Anthony live Monday through Friday from 6 to 10 a.m. Eastern. Ron and Fez are next.
Hey.